Going on, party people? Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to our casted Dawn of War stream. So tonight we're going to be casting best of 3 showdowns from community members, various skill levels between beginners, medium, and advanced, depending on who shows up. All right, so we should be good. I think we're about ready to get started. I do have a scoreboard at the top. I don't know how the UI is going to be affected in Dawn of War, so we might need to get rid of it or move it. We'll see. But we're going to try it for now and see what's cracking. What's going on? Hey, Sargon, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. We might do some FFAs towards the end. Mainly going to be casting tonight because I want to learn and, see what people are up to. So it's going to be fun. All right, folks. GLHF. I'll let the players know they can start whenever they're ready. We can wait actually 2 minutes until 6 and then we'll start. I'm having a lot of fun with this game, Tal. It's great. It's just getting me more and more excited for Dawn of War 4, which I really hope they stick the landing, I really do. It would be a bummer if the multiplayer's lackluster, Start a tabletop Necron army. I would someday, actually. That's one of the non-Imperium Chaos armies that I would probably do. Also because it's really easy to paint. Necron painting is pretty much a joke. I would probably do bronze, do like a bronze Necron scheme instead of silver. I think that could be kind of cool. The Eye of Horus Spectator is lit. I know, yeah, it's kind of fun how you get the eye. The Chaos Eye, evil. All right, are you guys ready? I think I'm ready. Let's get this going. So GLHF, start when ready. No rush. All right, so the first battle today, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Sisters of Battle versus the Tau Empire, and it is going to be Davok and Dark Age Rush. Of course, you guys know Davok. He does YouTube as well and is pretty much a savant at a multitude of games. Every RTS game he kind of dabbles in, he's very, very good at. He's also a fellow Elder Millennial, so he's representing us close to, I think he's over 40 actually, but somewhere in that ballpark. All right. Let's get it going. Yeah, his Barbie Sisters of Battle, it's pretty hilarious. Yeah, if you look at the paint scheme of Davok's army, it's just pure bright pink. So it's best of 3. The conditions for tonight's best of 3 is basically just play whatever the hell you want. The players can play the same faction every time. They can switch. It's really, really casual. There's no prizes or anything. Just kind of a showcase matches between some of our community members. And yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So let's turn the Fog of War off. Spawning in on the west side of the map, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be our, he's on Tau? Yeah, Tau, okay. So it's going to be Tau, and it is going to be Dark Age Rush. Spawning over on the east side of the map. Dark Age Rush, in the games I've seen him, I'm pretty sure he was playing Imperial Guard, so I got a little bit confused there, but it is going to be Tau versus Davok with his bright pink Sisters of Battle over here on the east side of the map. Should be quite a bit of fun. Very, very hyped for this. Now, a little bit of background on both these players. Davok, of course, like I said, he's kind of a master of many RTS games. Very, very good at strategy in general. Lifelong RTS player. Has been playing since the days of old. And Dark Age Rush is a very, very solid competitive Total War player and is also good at Age of Empires as well, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely both these players have a background in RTS, and both of them are newish to the game. I would say, it's kind of hard to bracket these folks, but the one thing is they're probably good and quite exceptional at the one faction they've been playing a lot, but something that a medium or advanced player may have over them is, of course, the range of factions that they know and can play competitively. But Davok is very, very good at Sisters of Battle. I've seen some replays from him. He has excellent micro. It really likes to use the Seraphim squads, fly around, and cause quite a bit of havoc, so it's a good time. Over to the west, the Tau are going to be coming in. Tau definitely got some late game scariness. If they can get those shooting Death Stars, I can see the Sisters running into some issues there. But Davok most likely going to be going early Seraphim, flying across the map and trying to pressure the Tau. And Seraphim are really amazing, just like Raptors in that way, although they shoot a little bit better on the move at hunting down workers. And that really, I think, is the big thing that you want to be using jump pack units for in this game in general, is going after those bad boys. All right, folks, so the battle is soon to be on, and we do see players taking their respective listening posts around their base. Nothing too crazy. This is a standard map in terms of the victory conditions. We do have 3 critical locations, one to the west, center, and east. So both players do have a home one, which are very easy to protect, mind you. Now, Sisters of Battle, if you're wondering, they do, of course, build their military units out of the convent, and then I believe the Pristine Sanctuary is like a tech building, which unlocks some more advanced units, and they capture with missionaries, typically. Now, Davok going for an early Canonist. Now, the Canonist is going to be chasing the Tau Commander, and he's going to be doing his weeaboo fly to get away from that. But honestly, if that Tau Commander can get a pick on that Missionary, that's going to be really clean. The fight is on, though. And we do see the big old Lord fight. Cannon is chasing down the Tau Commander, and he's going to weeb fly back away. Oh, Seraphim are out now, but I think the Missionary is going to get killed. So that's a very nice early grab for Dark Age Rush there. Good stuff using his Tau Commander, but is he going to be able to get away from this pressure? If he trades the Tau Commander for that unit, it's going to be a pretty bad time for sure. So Tau Commander fleeing, Seraphim are going to continue the hunt, and that pressure, it's adding up. The Cannon is a little bit slower, not able to keep up with the mobility there. Over here for the Tau, we do see them getting their critical location, so the stealth team is going to be grabbing that, and the Tau have their first unit of Fire Warriors out. Now, Fire Warriors, they thump. I mean, in numbers, they can definitely hit pretty hard, not messing around. Orcs, with jumps and teleports, fights turn into a real-time board game. Yeah, it does. That's what's great about these games, man. Thank you so much for being a member for 19 months. That is a long time, my friends. All right, so listening post taken and defended, and we do have several listening posts, including a pretty heavily, not heavily, but an upgraded one over here for the Tau. Expecting probably Seraphim harass. I feel like Dark Age is going to probably yield a little bit of map presence to maybe take it to the late game. Davok, though, happy to grab critical location 1 and 2, and he is getting both of those, sending his Canoness in, but the Canoness is getting blasted by the Fire Warriors, who do require a little bit of setup time, but when they're able to shoot, they do very, very good. All right, folks, on the bottom, another Seraphim squad coming out, the Davok special. That is his favorite strategy, and we're going to see how he can get away with it here. Canoness and the Seraphim going to be pulling back, and once again, the Fire Warriors of the Tau setting up and getting some excellent shots and picking off these sisters. Now, Seraphim, I think, are relatively expensive to reinforce. Yeah, okay, my suspicions were correct. They're 50 and 5. They actually cost power, too, so every one of those models you can pick off, even though it might seem insignificant, over the course of a long game, that can be a pretty big grab, you know? Stealth team in the middle, going to be grabbing this location. Davok going to be getting the Relic on the bottom, and the Relic on the top is owned by Davok as well. So Davok does have both of the Relics, has not built listening posts on them yet. Seraphim are setting up shop here, and we do see a Battle Sister squad coming out. All right, so what is he going to be doing with Battle Sisters? He's getting the Flamethrowers to try and break the old morale. All right, so there he goes. Now, Battle Sisters plus 2 Seraphim and the Canoness could probably overwhelm the Tau army pretty hard. If we look at the Tau here, you can see, we'll switch to the Sisters perspective so you guys can see their money and resources as well. Currently, 74 income for the Sisters of Battle, and the Tau are sitting at 80, so a slight advantage for the Tau economically in terms of just their requisition. Yep, Fire Warrior team setting up in the middle, Seraphim healing up with the Canoness, and both relics have been taken, and the listening posts are being augmented for both players, so very, very standard stuff. One of them has been upgraded to a weapons platform just to prevent some pressure on it, and fighting should erupt soon. Let's see if any of the players are going to be going tier 2. Let's see here, let's see here. It does look like the Tau are getting their Stealth Burst Cannon Enhancement, increases Stealth Suit Burst Cannon damage, and we do have the Path to Enlightenment. So I don't know a lot about Tau. I have played against them a couple times, but I'm going to be learning a lot tonight on the go. For any of you veterans, that may be a little bit annoying, so my apologies, but I am going to be trying to learn this here for you. All right, Fire Warrior team's on the way down, and they're going to be unleashing here. Now, there are 2 Fire Warrior teams, one of which is a little bit bare bones with only 3 units, and now the Sisters might be able to punish these Tau, because honestly, I think if Davok just chases this squad of Fire Warriors and has the Sisters in pursuit, he's going to be able to get a lot of kills. So he is going to loop around. We do see the good old Tau Commander getting some nice Overwatch fire. And the Seraphim are right up on those Fire Warriors. And this is, just like in tabletop, Tau hate being in melee, unless you're like the Farsight guy with the Samurai Sword. But even still, it's not really their favorite thing. Hey, Brian, thank you for the donation. You just doing 1v1s. We will do FFAs at the end. And anyone can get on this. Yeah, so the best of 3s are being coordinated in the Discord. So if you want to get involved in some of the best of 3s, head to the Dawn of War section of my Discord and type something there. All right, so the Sisters getting good pursuit, chasing back these bad boys. We do see mass casualties, and honestly, Davok getting that steamroller momentum. The Tau are getting a vehicle beacon, so this is going to be their timing. Like, it's Davok's Alpha Strike timing. The 2 Seraphim and the Sisters with the Canoness versus the vehicle timing of the Tau. So Tau look like they are going to get the beacon out, and what vehicle are they going to be pumping out? It looks like it is going to be a Devilfish Troop Carrier, which is honestly pretty good against infantry. It has good armor, so these various bolter and flamer weapons aren't really going to do much. And we do see one of the listening posts being pounded, this one on the other side pounded as well. It's a really, really nice play there from Davok. Granted, he does lose some Sisters, and the Tau are really going to need to get their money back now. They got pushed back. Davok is taking map control. He's building listening posts up on the north, and not quite on this relic, but he is building them on some relics, which is very, very strong. And the Tau are trying to push out again with their Devilfish Carrier, which is here. And if we switch to his perspective, we should be able to see it. So there we go. And Davok flying around with his Seraphim, cackling and having fun. I've heard that Sisters of Battle are one of the weaker factions in multiplayer, but I know Davok can also at these beginner levels. You know, I'm sure they're fine. They seem pretty cool to me. Their aggression is nasty. All right, so Battle Sisters moving in, but they are going to have big problems with his Devilfish troop carrier. That thing is going to be dacking down a lot of these units, and I think Davok is going to need to sound the retreat soon, especially if we get a second one coming out, and we do. So the Devilfish troop carrier has been built, and the battle is on, ladies and gentlemen. The Sister's trying to snipe the Tau commander, but is Dark Age Rush paying attention? I think he's microing elsewhere, and is going to be losing his Tau commander here, unless he flies away here. We will see Tau Commander tanking it like a champ. A lot of these Sisters are going down here. And the Fire Warrior squad's online with another troop carrier. And he does get the Tau Commander away, just barely hanging on there. Oh, but look at that. Davok's in pursuit. Seraphim coming in for the kill. 11 HP, and the Tau Commander does go down. Really, really nice micro there by Davok, able to get there. Now, I would imagine Sisters are going to be calling out the multi-melta units. We do have the basic Battle Sisters here who have the flamethrowers. Let's see how the tech is looking. We do see the missionaries being built for a little bit of map control action, and Battle Sister Squad number 2. So I think it's called the Ecclesiarch Squad or something like that. I can't remember the ones that have the multi-melts upgrades. Trying to figure these out. Always good. So pulling back here, the Devilfish going to be chasing these bad boys away, so the Seraphim Squad's going to be on the run, and the vehicle critical mass of Dark Age Rush really presenting big problems for Sisters, and this has been something that anecdotally, as somebody who's a little bit newbie at this game, I've often felt that Sisters of Battle do struggle with vehicle timings, but are really good at killing infantry, so that's kind of their jam. Until they get the multi-meltas, then they'll be able to win these fights. So the turret is fighting here. We do see the fortified position upgrade is in there. One of the missionaries is going to be getting taken to Pound Town. What a nice back and forth game. Really kind of looked like the Sisters of Battle were going to bully the Tau and take the game, but then that timing of these Devilfish troop carriers. Davok basically just needs the Helm's Deep in his base. You know, he had map control for a while. The Tau are going to be moving back out with their little Earthcast builders and taking map control once again. The Tau commander also out. Troop carriers are no joke. You know, even though they are transports, they pack some punch. Battle Sisters, what sort of upgrade options? I think they have a flamethrower and a heavy bolter, none of which are going to be useful here. And now it's the Celestine Squad. That's the one. So the Celestine Squad is out, and they are going to be having access to the multi-meltas. So as soon as he gets a couple of those, he should be able to, you know, fight off the troop transports. But until then, he's going to be losing a lot of ground. So we do need to see Dark Age take advantage of this as much as possible, do as much until Davok can get the answers out on the board. But we are going to be seeing multi-meltas coming out in numbers, and we'll see how effective they are against 3 of these, right? I still feel like 3 Devilfish can probably punish. Another upgrade that these Sisters of Battle can do is they could probably get the Inferno pistols on their squad leaders, which do pretty okay against armor. I've seen that in some of the replays I've been watching lately, so there are some options. So Fire Warrior teams, Devilfish troop carriers going to be chillaxing, and we do have the Earthcast units moving out, while a Barracuda, an assault fighter, carries an arsenal of weapons designed to deal with hardened targets. Ooh, effective against aircraft and vehicles. So the Barracuda may be for a little bit of a listening post, Ras. And another listening post is going to be going down here. So far, the sniping has been pretty effective. And the Devilfish, wow, look at the Melta guns from the Sisters of Battle. Man, that is nasty. Those Celestine, or the Celestine squads? Yes. They did some big old damage right there. God damn. Okay, so they do have some anti-vehicle on the board. Now, Dark Age Rush does have the victory timer. He has critical location 1 and 2. So if he's able to hold that for 6 minutes, he will be getting the fat dub over his opponent here. What does that sound there? Okay, that's the sound of the ships. I was like, that's a really, really loud sound. All right, folks, Devilfish troop carrier is going to be engaging in the middle with the Celestine squad's going to be shooting into them and forcing them back with their Melta guns. Here we see the Seraphim moving in, a very limp jump there. I think that was a misclick from Davok. But the Celestine squad's getting overextended a little bit, and being alpha struck by the Fire Warriors is a brilliant play. Shoot down the things that counter your vehicles and live long and prosper. But now we do see the Inferno pistols in play. Those upgrade the squad leaders, so the Sister Superiors as well as the Canonists get those, and they can fight those vehicles. So, moving on up, the Seraphim hot on the tail of those Fire Warriors. The Tower are going to have to figure this out, because they are losing a little bit of ground here. Their vehicle kind of power timing is being thwarted to an extent. Repairs coming in from the Earthcast builders, but how are the Celestine squads doing? They're hanging in there, only 1 left. The Melta weaponry able to get the job done, though, and it looks like all 3 vehicles are going down here. Wow, all right, that is tough. So Fire Warriors and Fire Warriors gathering up. Another troop carrier is kind of going even further into it. We do see these full squad get wiped, though, so the Celestine squad did get killed there by the last Devilfish troop carrier. All right, all right. Fun times, man, fun times. A good even match between these players. Look at the harass in the back, though. We do have the dreaded Barracuda. Oh my god, that is so annoying. Oh my god, look at that shit. Are you guys seeing this right now? Look where this thing is parked. That is so toxic. Oh, oh my god, how do you deal with that? I mean, this is a normal map, right? A lot of maps have this. Oh my god, that is so annoying. I guess he needs to build some sort of a long-range gun that can shoot it or something. Tau being Tau, that is about as annoying as it gets for old Davok there. So he's going to be losing his convent here, and it's going to need to rebuild it. So I guess that's a lesson as to not move it over or build that close to the edge. Here in the flank, Battle Sister squad's going to be coming in. Will they be able to shoot that far? That is the question. They're going to be moving in range here. The convent is in trouble. Okay, he can reach. Okay, so that's not too bad. He can actually screen him out. That's fine. If he couldn't reach him, then I was going to be a little bit concerned that that's a little bit degenerate, but he can actually reach him and fight back. Okay. Now, looking around at the Sisters' army, Seraphim, Celestine squad, and another Celestine squad. A lot of melta weaponry going to be coming out, and it looks like the Battle Sisters are able to fend off the Barracuda. So the Barracuda flying into the hills. Oh my god, you can like go off in the Shadow Realm. Very early 2000s RTS experience right there. That is for sure. All right. So, Sisters of Battle hanging out. Tau definitely have the map control. Dark Age Rush sitting on the middle victory, the top, and is stealing the relics around the map. So both relics, I think, have been taken by the Tau. No, he actually left the bottom one. So the Sisters of Battle are going to have to make a play here. They're going to have to move out, and he does get the full repair, and the Barracuda is going to be coming back in. That is so freaking troll. And now it's sniping the Servitor. Oh my god, that is so annoying. I mean, look, flying units are there or something, you know, and he is blasting into that Servitor right there and then taking down the convent here. Big fight going to be going down in the middle, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Seraphim getting in melee with some of the Fire Warriors. Two of the squads are going to be tagged, and now the Celestine squads need to get on these damn vehicles. They're overextending. A lot of them are taking a lot of damage. Overall, I do think the Tower are going to win this. He's got all these stealth teams with the upgraded burst cannons. The Seraphim are kind of getting mowed down a little bit, and the vehicles aren't really taking much damage. Granted, the Tau are partially compromised in melee, but it seems like they have enough units crossfiring. They have a Pathfinder team here, Fire Warrior team. They're looking pretty numerous. So Sisters fighting tooth and nail here on the back. It looks like the convent is going to be going down. Celestine squad left AFK there by Davok. A little bit of a rough one, but nonetheless, the battle does continue. The Battle Sisters shooting away, but the Tau crossfire is just too much DACA coming in from the Tau. Devilfish troop carrier here, another one right here. You got all these stealth teams shooting in, again with their upgrades, the fusion blasters, and the last Celestine squad's going to be on its way in. But that is 100% going to be GG in game one, going to the Tau and going to Dark Age Rush. Oh, he doesn't have any detection. No shit. Yeah, that's right. They're invisible. If we switch perspectives here, we could look at the income. So 98 income for the Tau and 68 for Davok here. I would imagine a GG is going to be getting called here in a second as the Barracuda. I guess you could build like a turret in the back to keep track of that. GG well played being dropped on both sides. And we are going to be updating the scoreboard. All right, that was a fun match. Really, really cool tactics, man. It's a good way to learn. So this is a best of 3 between these players. They can choose to play the same factions if they want to, or they can switch it up. It's totally up to the players. Very, very relaxed there. So let's get out of here, quit the battle. Almost a full stealth army, that is true. Sneaky hobbitses, man. Maybe that's what lured him in. So looking at the income, the Tau did beat him on income, but I felt like that was only at the end where he really took that over. Military massively favoring Dark Age. But you know, Davok was very, very close to ending that game. He was like, if Davok had, man, come like maybe 30, 45 seconds earlier before that vehicle depot, I think the Tower dead and the game's just over. So really, really close match there. So let me coordinate with the players here. Okay, so let's see. Davok, host lobby again. Thank you. All right. So Davok is going to be hosting this, and we're going to coordinate some other matches here. Okay. So Hellhound is here. So we could do Hellhound versus Top Bun. I think that'll be fine. So Hellhound versus Top Bun. And then we have Beaver versus FPod. 3. I'm coordinating the matches right now. Cool, cool. So let me get this going. And they're going to be setting up the next lobby. So this is like Fight Night, guys. We got like a MMA card going on here. Hellhounds versus Top Bun. After this, then FPod versus Beaver. Okay. So then we have another player coming in. Okay. He's looking for high level. See, I'm guessing I'm high level. Then Vindicare versus CK. Okay, perfect. So we got a bunch of best of 3 set up. I'm coordinating with the players right now. Vindicare X versus CK. Awesome. So I'm curious to see if they're going to be playing the same thing next. Certainly is in the cards. Let's refresh. Davok should have another lobby up, and it looks like he does. So the Eye of Horus is opened, and the map has been selected. Cool, man. So there we are. Will I be taking place in competitive DAO matches in the future? I mean, I don't think I'm going to probably be good enough to compete at a high level. I mean, I could probably compete at a medium level if I keep practicing, but I'll for sure cast some stuff. It's not a tourney. These are show matches tonight. So basically what's happening is I'm coordinating in our Discord with players of similar skill levels, and they're playing in little best of 3s. So just best of 3 show matches. Yeah, I would be a gatekeeper. Whatever's like right below the highest level is where I would land, 100%. All right, let me check here. Great, so we got some best of 3s all queued up. Start when ready. Oh, by the way, you guys want to know something kind of interesting? So I have a 3D printer, which we use to, it's a plastic one, not resin. So it's really good for like terrain and bigger buildings and things like that. But I actually tried 3D printing myself a mouse pad. What's up, Nakamura? How you doing, man? So I 3D printed a mouse pad, and it's honestly really good quality. Like it's better than the mouse pad I was using, the one I ordered from frickin' I don't know, Amazon or whatever. Kind of cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's break it down and let's have some fun. Spawning in on the west side of the map, it is going to be the Tau, who of course are at advantage, up 1-0 in the series in this best of 3. And over to the east, it is going to be Davok and his Barbie Sisters of Battle. So Dark Age Rush on Tau, Davok on Sisters of Battle over here in the east. And we will see how this goes. It's going to be great. We might get to game 3. I suspect there's going to be a lot more aggression coming in here from Davok. That's got to be the play against the dreaded Tau. Pedal to the metal. Don't let them get to their late game shooting and all that sort of good stuff. All right, guys. Let's see what is cooking. So for the Tau, probably going to see a very similar opening. It is going to be the jetpack. So it equips Stealth Suits and Tau Commander with jetpack. So he's going to be rushing that upgrade, then getting a Vespid Stingwing Strain. Okay, interesting. So the Vespid are going to be out on the board. So maybe the Tau are going to be getting a little bit of Bunga Bunga and perhaps pushing over there. We will have to see. Now for the Barbie Legions, Pristine Sanctuary, as well as Plasma Generator and the Convent and Listing Post. So very standard, nothing too crazy, right? But yes, it is going to be Vespid Harass. They're going to be coming across the map very, very quickly. It's actually my favorite way to play Chaos Space Marines in this game, is to use the dreaded Raptors early on. Like, turbo build the barracks with your 2 Heretics, and then just rush a Raptor and just be on your opponent's base really quickly. It's very, very nasty. All right, guys, gathering up the Vespid Stingwing Strains, now going to be heading across the map, and looking at their prowess in melee, they do have 28 to 36 damage and are classified as basic infantry. And the Sisters are going to be getting a Canonist very early on. All right, so the hero should be able to fend them off, but it won't be able to keep pace. The Canonist is not super quick. Listening Post coming up for both players on the map. This map's pretty fun. You got the Relic up here, and getting this Relic and then getting an upgraded Listening Post on it is great because it covers this alley. It gives you a lot of flexibility on the map. But yeah, using the Vespids to chase down the workers feels like a very, very strong play, and we do see one of the missionaries already getting attacked. Now, the Canonist is nearby and could help, but it looks like she's rushing to the Tau base, and not immediately, but does respond to it, and I don't know if the missionary's going to live. He's making a run for it. The Vespids are going to be hot on his tail. They do have a little bit of shooting damage. It's pretty minimal, but, you know, with Pursuit here, they might be able to drag him down. Seraphim squad are out, and the missionary can join the squad, which would be one way to save it if I'm not mistaken. You can join one of these squads, and although I don't know if you can join the Seraphim since they're a jump pack unit. But the Vespid's going for a bit of building harass here. They are harassing this listening post as it is being built, but are going to be taking casualties. You can see the Canonist going to get it. Oh, give us a sync kill. Give it to us. All right, the Vespids are able to escape right there. They got away. Now, Tau Commander is out, one of the most annoying units of the game for sure. Vespid's just hunting workers. A very, very good play. Davok is going to be hot in pursuit with his Celestine squad, and oh my god, they're just like Benny Hilling each other back and forth, which is absolutely hilarious. So, they're grooving and they're moving. On the middle, Tower are going to be using their stealth suits to take the relic here, as well as the critical point in the middle. There are 3 critical points on this map, so it's not going to be one of the dreaded single critical points. And this is really aggro from these Vespids. I think he's overstaying his welcome a little bit. Although, here's the thing about the Vespids here being annoying, right? Is that you are keeping your opponent in their base while you take the map. Yes, you are going to be bleeding a little bit of requisition. But it's annoying, right? So who wins in melee between the Seraphim squad and the Vespids? So it looks like Vespids are a little bit better in melee, whereas the Seraphim are a little bit better at shooting. Dude, look how troll he's being. Oh my god, he's just flying with these guys, really, really just hunting these workers down. So Davok sending the Canonist out, but the Canonist is going to get owned by the Tau Commander. I feel like of the heroes I've seen, I feel like the Canonist isn't super great. Maybe she gets some good scaling when you get the Inferno pistol and whatnot, but overall it seems like it's getting hunted, and the Tau Commander's having a bit of a field day right there. All right, back in the base, Vespid Strain are going after the buildings once again, and we are maybe going to be seeing a missionary fall here if Davok doesn't micro this bad boy away. Seraphim squad hot on the hunt as Dark Age Rush continues his Tau rampage across the map. Seraphim have come in to help against the Tau Commander, and he is going to be doing his Weeaboo flyaway there. Has a little bit of help from a stealth suit team, but nothing too crazy. Lower model count on those. So Vespids are finally starting to go down here. There's only, I think, one left in the entire squad, and the Sisters are pretty angry chasing that thing. Do we see any sort of a tier 2 rush? Looking at the income of both players, we can switch between and see. So the Sisters have 62 income, and the Tau have 86, and the power is the same. So the Tau, even though they did take some casualties on their initial harass, they do have the economic lead against their opponent, which is going to be pretty substantial. Davok really needs to get his Canonist and capitalize on this and try and bully the Tau a little bit. We're going to see if he can get some of these listening posts offline, get a little bit of work done there. We will see. All right, so on the top side, Seraphim squad going to be decapping this strategic point here and pulling back as the Canonist. Seraphim probably going to be chased off by the Vespids, who have replenished, and the Tau Commander going to be dropping it like it's hot with his burst cannon, whatever the hell he's using. Can't remember what war gear he had in tabletop, but yeah, I think Davok maybe with a little bit of a lapse in micro, forgetting about the Seraphims here, and they do get knocked back. He's, I think, occupied on going down here and shutting this down. He realizes it and is going to be piecing out and flying away with those, but not before he takes some casualties. Granted, they get some really, really good distance there. That is for sure. All right, so Seraphim squad coming down here, stealth suits. Man, this is so annoying, right? Because like if you don't have stealth detection, they just hide there, and then they can recapture it. Oh my god, and they have jump packs as well. Man, that is so freaking good. That is so freaking good. Really, the Sisters are kind of getting the runaround on the map. So listening posts coming up, looking at the income, we have 74 for the Sisters and 104 right now for the Tau. So the Tau are really, really chortling and enjoying their economics there. That is for sure. So Sisters praying to the relic, but not going to be great for them, as they are getting lit up by these stealth team squads. Do they have the fusion blasters? So they need the path to enlightenment. Yeah, effective against vehicles. Okay. We're learning here. We're learning. Down here, we do see another servitor getting hunted down by the Vespids. They are paying the troll toll. Seraphim squad on the hunt and able to get some picks on the stealth teams here. So we are going to see maybe 2 stealth teams going down. We'll have to see. Fire Warrior is going to be getting set up here as the stealth team is going to be kiting a little bit. Definitely need to get the Seraphim in melee with those bad boys. And the Canonist is also going to be getting into melee, which will do some okay damage. Now, a bit of a skirmish on the bottom. Seraphim squad versus Vespids. And the listening post is being upgraded to a fortified version, which is going to give it the defensive capabilities it needs to fight these guys off. So looking on the fight in the middle, we do see the Tau getting harried and chased, but the Tau seemed to have the same thing happen last game, but when they got that vehicle timing out with their superior economy is when it got really, really ugly. Seraphim coming in, dropping it like it's hot. Pistol shots getting a pick on a couple of Vespids, which is really, really nice. So the military pickup here is going to be good. Dark Age, maybe a little bit of a lapse in micro. I wonder if Davok's going to be chasing him down with the flying. He needs to see where he lands first, and then he can pursue. So there they go. They are on the way, and they're going to be hunting across this way. All right, so they are on the chase. In the meantime, the Sister is going for the kill on the Tau Commander. Tau Commander going to be getting it a little bit. Davok's Canonist should be a better fighter. The Tau Commander has some fighting capabilities in melee, but I would assume the Canonist is a little bit stronger. Could be wrong, but I would guess that's the case. Sisters are a little bit more fighty compared to the Tau. All right, so looking around the map, Dark Age Rush does have the victory condition. He has the critical location, so Davok needs the decapture. He needs to get something to the middle and get that decap to take the pressure off him right now. Fire Warriors putting in work, but they are getting mowed down. The Sisters of Battle with their bolters and also their, it looks like they should have chainswords, right? But I guess they're just wielding like some sort of a blade. They are going to be in melee with the Tau. The Tau do have upgraded listening posts, and these things thump. They certainly hit pretty hard. The Tau have some good defensive capabilities here. And the middle is going to be decapped there. So we do see upgraded listening posts for both players as they start to take the map. Tau probably still ahead economically. Sisters, this looks very... I'm getting a lot of deja vu compared to last game. It was like Davok aggressing. And this aggression is very risky, and I don't think it's going to be paying off. And now we see the Path to Enlightenment coming out, which is going to be unlocking the burst cannons on the stealth teams. Oh, going to get a pick on the Tau Commander, though. Tau Commander going down. Davok with the really, really good pick. He saw the cannon is chasing. He flew over using his mobile units and got the pick on the Tau Commander. Very, very clean. All right, that was good stuff. So middle being taken, and now let's look at the economics of both players here as we do switch over this direction, and we do see that they're going to be sitting at 200 income. So 200 right there, not 200 income, but 200 reserves with 92 income, and then 110 for the Tau. So Tau are a little bit ahead economically, but honestly, it's not the point of no return. So it begins, the greatest battle of our time. The Seraphim going to be jump squatting up to grab this relic, but the Fire Warriors and the Vespids are going to be getting ready to contest that, and they should win that. The Fire Warriors being able to set up in the low ground while the Vespids tank in the front is going to be uber cost effective. Oh boy, Davok needs to get out of there. This is really, really bad. He's just hemorrhaging models right now and is going to be flying over to intercept those and actually commits to the fight. Instead of running, he commits, which is probably a mistake considering the listening post there is going to be thumping and doing some really good damage. We will have to see. So the middle is taken. Davok has resecured control here. Do we see any tier ups coming? We do see the Crack Grenade upgrade as well as the Blessed Armor, so they're going to get more HP and just be stronger in general. So it's very similar to the Necron upgrade you get from the Summoning Core, the Reflective Armor or whatever the hell it's called. All right, so gathering on up are the Sisters of Battle, and they do have the map control to an extent. Another sacred site, not sacred site, but it might as well be a sacred site. Listening post here is going to be getting taken by the Sisters, and we do have a rumble forming up in the middle as we see. Oh, that's so cool! It like you see the shadow of the dropship across the map. But it's going to be the same thing as last game, the troop carriers. Now, does he have he has the enhanced field logistics, so squad cap increase. And I would wager he's going to need some multi-meltas out like 5 minutes ago because it's going to get real ugly really, really quick. Sisters, able to pull back a little bit. They are in melee here, but eating a lot of Overwatch fire from these Fire Warrior teams. One squad of Fire Warriors is tied down. Basically, against Tau, you just want to get like one melee squad on each of their shooting units, and then you're just going to win the fight typically. Granted, the Vespid squads are able to do some peeling and be respectable fighters, but this is a disaster for Davok. He's fighting near the eliciting post, which is going to provide a lot of great utility DPS, and now the Devilfish troop carrier is out, and it's going to get crunk nasty. All right, so retreating right there, and let's see what the tech is going to be for the Sisters. Sisters just trying to gremlin play. They did actually take the critical location, so Davok has the double critical location. Is that going to be a full wipe? Oh my god, Seraphim barely getting away with a little bit of HP right there. All right, guys, over on the east, what do we see coming out? It's going to be a Battle Sister squad. Definitely needs to get those Celestine squads out. Otherwise, the Devilfish timing is just going to own him. We're going to see triple Devilfish. It's the exact same build from Dark Age as last game. Granted, Dark Age almost lost the last game due to the aggro. Like, he was in his base, losing listening post. Davok had him on the ropes. But this game, Davok has not been as dominant in the early game, which means the Tau have been able to kind of keep their numbers up. And I think it's going to be harder for him, for sure. So, Battle Sisters, what do we got? We got a Celestine squad coming out with the multi-meltas. We have the Inferno pistols, the power weapons as well. So good stuff in terms of tech for Davok. He is going to be getting some anti-armor utility, and we're going to see if it matters. Heavy bolters coming out. Okay, a little bit of heavy bolter action. Although, strangely, I believe Fire Warriors are heavy infantry. Yeah, like, Tau being heavy infantry a little bit perplexing to me. I guess they do have advanced armor. They're just kind of physically weak. But here comes the Celestine squads. Got to get those meltas coming out real quick. Another plasma generator. Tau have complete map dominance, though. If we're looking at the income of both players currently, 97 for the Sisters and 128 and more power. I mean, the Tau are ahead on every metric. But here's the thing: it doesn't mean that you can't just lose a big fight and still lose the game. The armies are somewhat similar in size. I think the Tau army is a little bit superior because of the Devilfish they have, although I don't know where they went. Oh, that's because that's so funny. If I'm not on the Tau perspective, I can't see the invisible. Because look, if I go to Davok's perspective, check this out. I cannot see the Devilfish. Oh, that is so haggard. I mean, you can kind of see them, but they're very, very ethereal and hard to see. All right. What the hell are these things called? Am I saying the name wrong? Celestian Squad? Celestian Squad. Am I saying that right? All right. You guys love it. I think we should just keep saying it wrong on purpose. I think we need to. Yeah, Vindicare, we're going to get you in here playing today. I have you on the list. So he's trying to pull the Tau out of position by flanking the listening post on the top side of the map and force the Tau to rotate. But he's going to see the dreaded Devilfish troop carriers, and he's going to need some freaking stealth detection. That is going to be getting decapped there, and it looks like the Sisters are going to be retreating. That is an extremely erect Tau army. Very, very erect. All right, so gathering up, the Seraphim going to be moving in, and we do see the anti-vehicle weaponry of the Celestian squad shooting into the Devilfish troop carrier. But they're being focus fired. Obviously, Dark Age knows that those are the answer to his vehicles, and goddamn, that is a critical massive firepower. And immediately, that squad is offline. The anti-armor capabilities of the Sisters pretty much in the trash can. And right now, I just think his early game wasn't effective enough, and we are probably going to be seeing Dark Age Rush clear out the series here. All right, all right. So, Brian, tag me in Discord and tell me if you're going to be around for a while, because we have a couple other matches queued up, but tag me in the Dawn of War section of Discord, and I will get you an opponent, for sure. So, Tau able to push him back here. Thank you for the donation, by the way. And it just looks like it's GG. I mean, he's got his Seraphim here, but once again, the Barracuda coming out. It does seem like Dark Age has a really refined build. Like, he knows this build, he knows his style. But honestly, the games were pretty contested. The first game was very contested. Almost a win from the Sisters, but just kind of fumbled there when the timing of the vehicles came out. And Dark Age was able to really counterpunch very effectively both games. And yeah, we do see the ninja caps. I like this. This is a good desperation tactic, knowing you're losing on the map. And the mainline fighting, try and make the battle chaotic. On the back, another Celestian squad's coming out. Melta's obviously going to be researched. But looking tough for the old Sisters. I think they are on the back foot. That is for sure. On the top, Stealth team's moving. The Barracuda is lurking as well. Dark Age Rush really chortling on the middle of the map. Seraphim squad's going to be able to fly away, but not before hemorrhaging. I mean, every one of these units that's dead, that's like 200 manpower, 150, 15 power as well. Like, every one of those units that dies is so brutal, so brutal. All right, Sister's going to be flying away right now, and on the top side, the dreaded Barracuda is harassing. Davok really pinned in his base. Let's look at the population for both armies, by the way. So right now, if we look at the Tau are going to be sitting at... is it switching between them? Oh, that's Fog of War down. So, 13 army supply, and yeah, 9 and 7. Obviously, with the vehicle cap, it's going to be much stronger for the Sisters. But he's not going quietly into the good night. He is gathering up his Celestian squads and has the Seraphim pushing, and the Seraphim actually killing the frickin' Barracuda. Look at that. With their Inferno pistols. Down here, Dark Age Rush able to get his Vespid Stingwing Strain, and they are going to be decapping one of the listening posts there. So very nice stuff. And the Seraphim are gathering. Are they going to be pushing in? They prepare for battle. They are the Sisters of Battle. But I think that the Devilfish troop carriers are going to be able to focus down the Melta weaponry a little bit too effectively. Granted, it looks like one of them might be dying here. So one Devilfish does go down. The Melta weaponry is pretty much offline, though. Man, he focuses his entire army into the anti-vehicle. I can't help but wonder if the Sisters of Battle have some sort of armor they could bring out that'd be effective as well. It doesn't seem like it, though. I know they have the flamethrower and then the artillery piece, but Barracuda is going to be coming in, so the Tau do have their Air Force. Air Force is going to be very nasty, and most likely going to be seeing GG getting called here, as the Sisters are going to be getting tabled, and we are going to be seeing the critical locations in the clutches of Dark Age Rush, which means he's going to be winning the game regardless within a couple minutes. And I don't think the Sisters will ever be able to rebuild the power to get back out on the map, but I could be wrong, but that is the general feeling I'm getting. These Barracudas are unleashing a hellish salvo. Sisters still fighting, though. Resilient ladies they are. They certainly are not taking any prisoners, but, well, they're the ones who are getting karate chop, but the fights that they are getting done. All right, Canoness is down. Everything is basically dead. Seraphim... The last Seraphim does get killed there, and that is going to be GG. Fun fight, though. Good series between these two players. We got 3 minutes left. Is there any sort of forbidden vehicle tech he's going to be doing right now? I don't know. On the top side, we do see the Celestian squads coming out to try and take one of the critical locations to buy some time. I just don't see it. I mean, the tower really comfortable. Look at that. 152 income is so freaking thick. They're so freaking thick. And then looking at the, oh man, 67 for the Sisters. I mean, the tower just floating resources. 700 against 722, spamming out more of the Devilfish troop carriers. Not really getting any battle suits or anything super advanced, but yeah, I think that's going to be all she wrote. Davok is a scrapper, though. If you've ever played against him in RTS games, he fights to the bitter end and is very tough to finish off. So he's going to be going all the way to the bank here and fighting to the end. But I do think that the series is going to be over. The tower are going to be able to mobilize in and most likely finish the game. Barracuda is just trolling around the map, one of them a little bit low. Oh, look at that. The Celestian squad able to nail down one Barracuda. I mean, hey, look, little things like that. It is what it is. So running back is the Barracuda. It got melted a little bit, but it is able to endure. Now, what are the Sisters going to be building? I just think they straight up don't have the money. On the front, we do see a listening post being built. The Tau are basically playing with their food right now. If the Tau wanted to, they could just spend all that money and steamroll. He's just building troop carriers. He just loves those freaking things. We get crisis battlesuits now coming out. Okay. So, heavy infantry battlesuits. I know what they are in tabletop. I'm trying to see what their applications are here. Equipped with heavy firepower that can be fired at great distance. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, crisis battlesuit. It's here. So you have the missile pods and the flamethrower upgrade. All right. So the blob of the Tau could just A-move most likely. I think Dark Age is being very respectful of his opponent, you know? And that's one of the things I've had issues with this in this game is like I don't know how beat up my opponents truly are. It's just something that comes with more experience as you play these games more and more. But on the backside, Devilfish Troop Carrier is going to be hanging out, Crisis Battlesuits gathering, and the Tau are going to have like a just super destructive late game army. Whereas Davok is basically just being a gremlin and trying to use against Seraphim squads here. Ah, that's some good stuff. Look at all the stealth suits, dude. It's like the Revenge of the Birds. Alfred Hitchcock all up in here, man. And look at that, brutal damage coming in, and that Seraphim squad gets insta-wiped. The Tau able to rapid respond with their mobility around the map so damn effectively. So army supply currently for Dark Age is going to be 15 and 7, and for the Sisters it's going to be 9. So the Sisters have massively crushed in pretty much every economic metric possible here. We get the Canonist coming out, the Hero's going to be on the way, and ladies and gentlemen, it is looking very, very grim bones here. And for anybody just joining, this is our first best of 3 of the night. We have, I think, 4 scheduled right now. I'm going to have to see if we can schedule more, but we're going to be streaming for about 4 or 5 hours and just casting a bunch of best of 3s. And it's going to be fun. All sorts of skill levels, trying to pair people up, but again, we might have some mismatches, so please forgive me. Tau Commander is out, Crisis Battlesuits at the ready, and I don't even know what the Tau super late game is. Hammerhead gunships, yeah, those things, they're pretty nasty. I remember suffering against them quite a bit. This is such a small army. This is like a 5-minute timer army. I don't know why he's not attacking. Like, does Dark Age just want to win with the take and hold? Like, his army is so brutal. I think he's just, maybe it's the fact that, I feel like, I don't know about his experience before. Maybe he's like newer, but has picked up the game quickly, but still kind of lacks the game instinct to know that he could just kill his opponent. Hard to say. Hard to say. Arathon, hey, you're welcome, man. You are welcome. Yeah, I watched Weapons. Yeah, it was a fun movie. We enjoyed it. The wife and I enjoyed it. All right, that's another wipe right there, or close to it. Sister's able to kind of scurry away there with their jump packs. And gathering up are the Devilfish Troop Carriers. Somebody in chat asking, no, AdMech is not in this. AdMech, you get an AdMech builder when you play the Imperial Guard. That's pretty much the extent of it. So Dark Age really should just go in there and finish him. I mean, I'm down to chill and chat with you guys for 3 minutes, but there's not a whole lot of analysis to give you guys here. This is just basically spawn camping now. Now, Sisters in the base going to be getting a Celestian squad and a Seraphim squad. And we do see the Master-Crafted weapons coming out, so that is going to be buffing some of the leadership characters in the army. And finally, the Tower are going to move in. So the Crisis Battlesuit tanking the entire enemy army. And that is an unholy amount of firepower from the Tau as the Sisters just get mowed down. They had their chance in the early game, but yeah, that time has long since passed. I don't think a single unit of the Tau army died, and the Sisters there just get mowed down. A lot of DPS. It feels like I'm playing 8th edition Tau again, playing against them. I remember one of my first games of 8th edition Warhammer. I was brand new to the hobby. I went to the local game store, and I was playing one of the sweatiest neckbeards in the entire store who had like a super hyper competitive Tau army. And I think I got shot off the table on like turn 2. This homeboy did not put any terrain down. He's like, oh yeah, you know, terrain, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna put like a building in one corner and this one, and then it's just open field shooting gallery. Basically the same thing here. So I don't know why Davok hasn't left yet. Yeah, he's cooked. GG, really, it was a fun series though, honestly. I would love to see those guys play again. I think they got some good competitiveness between the two of them. But overall, I think Sisters need to be punishing Tau a little bit harder in the early game. All right, guys. So bear with me. That is going to be a 2-0 victory there for Dark Age Rush. Davok will be back in greater numbers, our mighty champion of the Sisters of Battle. And hey, Spiff, thank you for resubscribing, by the way. Appreciate you, boss. And cool. So now we're going to get out of here, and I'm going to set up the next one. Let me coordinate here. Okay. Let's do this. So that game is done. Let me see here. So we got FPOD in there. Okay. Roughhouse versus Miles. Will be after. Okay. So setting that up. Great. Okay, cool. So we have our matchup. Hellhounds versus Top Bun now. So that's our first best of 3 of the night. We're going to be switching over to our next one. Well played, Davok. You were a beast, dude. You almost had that first game. Man, but Dark Age, he's got that freaking timing down with those troop transports and those Barracudas. I really like that play. I thought that was some really, really nice Tau play. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this, and we're going to switch over to the next one. So we have Hellhound now. So we need to find his lobby, and we will get that all coordinated. Players can play whatever the hell they want. They can even switch factions in between games. We're just playing casual best. Well, I mean, they're sweaty best of 3s, but, you know, more relaxed in terms of, like, picks and bans. So, like, if I were to host a competitive tournament of this, probably would have some sort of a pick system or maybe make people pick one faction for the whole tournament. Hard to say. All right, so joining the game. Winning his sisters counts as 2 wins. Pretty funny. So Hellhound played the other day. We had Hellhound playing a little show match on stream the other day. So this is going to be Top Bun versus Hellhound. And let's get their names all set up here. Perfect. So that is going to be Hellhound. And versus Top Bun. Top Bun. I like Top Bun. That's pretty good. I like that name. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our next best of 3. It's going to be Hellhound with the forces of the Dark Gods facing off against Top Bun, who's going to be leading the Orcs in tonight's WA. So, say war. How do you properly say WA? Like, I always want to be like WA, like a G at the end, like a guttural, like kind of roar. But is it just? I don't know. I've been getting that wrong for years. Like I should know by now. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, let's break it down. Spawning in on the north side of the map, it is going to be Hellhound, and he is going to be the champion of the Dark Gods, using his turbo building to rush a Chaos Temple. From there, probably going to get a Raptor moving across the map to try and harass its opponent's workers. To the south side, it is going to be the boys, the Orcs. So here they come. All right, Slugga Boy's going to be grabbing the nearby points. We have Du Bois Hut as well as a generator coming out, which quite literally just looks like a pile of trash, but... you know, one man's treasure, you know, as they say. You guys get the expression. So are we going to be getting Raptors or early CSM? I'm really curious because he rushed the hell out of that. Oh, a Raptor CSM. Okay. So not going to be doing the Chaos Lord. He is rather going to be going Raptor into CSM and really looking to put his opponent in the can. That combo is pretty nasty. The Raptors are pretty okay melee traders against like low tier units. Probably against some of the basic Slugga Boys they could fight. So Slugga Boys do 21 to 27 damage a pop. Let's see what the Raptors fight at. Raptors, of course, are more expensive as well. All right. So who do you guys think is going to win? Let us know in both YouTube and Twitch chat. I want to hear your allegiances. Are you rooting for the Orcs? If you are, let's get a big old wah in chat. Or for the Dark Gods. You can also drop a voice line for the cultists if you like. You know, I only meant to please you, Master. We can do something like that. Chaos is strong. Yes, that's a good war cry. All right, so first Raptors coming out. Yeah, Raptors hit quite a bit harder, but are much more elite, 49 to 59. So they should be able to take down an unupgraded, like a low number Slugga Boy squad, obviously. But Slugga Boys can cap out at 15. These guys cap out at 10. Reinforcements here, we got 60, and to reinforce these guys, it's 30, right? So you guys get the idea. Chaos is strong. That's right. Okay, we're getting pretty mixed reception. You know, people are leaning both ways, which is fun. Now, I've seen Hellhound play before. He seems very, very strong. He is a menace. Orcs are going to be grabbing critical locations on the side. Raptors are trying to decap, and yeah, that's something I've noticed high-level players do against me. Like, I'll go on ladder and win like 3 games in a row and be like, yeah, you know, I'm actually getting good at this game. And then I play somebody who's just like ninja decapping, sniping your workers. You're like, oh my god. There are levels to this. There are levels. All right, guys. I think a good upgrade for the Raptors as well would be the flamethrowers from the Chaos Armory. It's pretty devastating against like Orcs and those type of units. And it looks like now the Raptor squad's going to be going for an attack here. But look at this. He doesn't even reinforce the Raptor squad. But now we get CSM and cultists heading down here to try and secure the relic, as the Raptors are just being used as a bit of a distraction, flying around the map, you know, really living it up. All right. Fun fight so far. Nobody's really had any catastrophic plays. I like the red CSM. Oh, is he playing? I think he's playing pre-heresy... Thousand Suns? Is that the scheme that he's using here? Because it kind of looks like the red Thousand Sun scheme a little bit before they become all Zinchian and whatnot. But we do get cultists moving in. Cultists have very low HP, but do hit reasonably hard in melee. So, you know, swaths of cultists can be okay for swarming things. I do like them in numbers against like things like Tau, fire, and, you know, shooting forces. But we do have a Shooter Boy squad out, and he does have the Big Mac in there. So the Big Mac is going to be bringing the Big Mac, and the cultists going to be wiped. So that is a squad wipe there, as the Wa is able to get it done and wipe those bad boys and do it. Oh, is it World Eaters? Hang on, let me check. Oh, never mind. It's just World Eaters. Okay. Yeah, no. It's just World Eaters. I didn't zoom in far enough. I missed the logo there, guys. Yep, just World Eaters. Which I have played against quite a bit in tabletop, and they usually get wrecked by Death Guard pretty badly. Now, in the base, Raptor's doing some good split pushing. Even though one cultist squad did get wiped, Raptor's able to harass and keep their opponent hemmed in there a little bit. Chaos Lord going to be getting melee. CSM also not bad melee fighters, and the Raptors are now going after Deliciting Post, trying to drag that down. As the Chaos Lord and his Chaos Space Marines are showing these orcs who's boss. And these are Shooter Boys, so if they're tied up in melee, they're awful. 12 to 18 damage is incredibly low right there, so they are going to be paying the troll toll. And the Shooter Boy squad, definitely not having a good time. Raptors are being reinforced right now. Massive legions of cultists coming in, and there is going to be another CSM squad coming from the north. And they're very World Eaters right now. I mean, they're getting in melee. They got their chain axes, I'm sure. Chaos Lord has detached from the squad, and is going to be getting... Oh, give us a sync kill. Give it to us. Oh, yeah, give us a sync kill. That's what we're here for. Okay, he bonked that guy in the head, and now he's going to be bonking the enemy lord in the head, it looks like. But this game kind of looks like it might be over already. Is the blue pauldron symbol common for World Eaters? It's the old school one, Indy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like the pre-heresy one. Could be wrong. Regardless, massive dominance for the Chaos Space Marines right now. They're crushing this Orc army, driving them back. The Big Mac has been taken to the Big Mac shop. We are going to be seeing relics going down, and Hellhound is going to be moving across here, and just basic CSM. So I'm learning a lot about aggression right now. He's like one Raptor into double CSM into Chaos Lord with a couple of cultists reinforcing seems like really, really good aggression. So the Orcs are going to be setting up their Wa banners. I love that. That's so funny. Just like a haggard Gretchen with a machine gun on top, just shooting down and mowing down cultists. It doesn't get much better. So right now, the Orcs are just turtling, which is not a good thing. When they're not the ones being aggressive and fighting, I mean, Chaos is a very aggressive faction as well, but yeah, there's going to be 2 Wa banners being set up here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think that CSM is taking control of the map. This one is, I guess Top Bun still has that, but even still, I think that Hellhound is just going to be coming in to try and finish off the game here. So moving in there, and we are going to be seeing the Wa banner going down here as the Orcs gather up, and the Big Mac is going to be coming over, but that is a hell of a lot of shooting. There's a hell of a lot of those guys coming in. World Eaters, Blood for the Blood God. Are we going to be getting a tier 2? And are we going to be getting Khorne Berserkers, which would be very, very fun. I don't think it's going to go that long. I think the tier 1 units are basically just going to end the game. So CSM moving in and shooting. They have respectable shooting damage, honestly. A little bit less than the Shooter Boys, but pretty negligible difference considering how good they are in melee. So they're going to be pouring into the base. And for the Dark Gods, as the forces of Chaos do get in here and start mowing these bad boys down. So there they go, and ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be game 1. Now, I'm curious. From what I've seen from Hellhound, he seems very, very good. I've casted a couple of his games on previous streams. He is certainly a menace. I believe he played F-Pod on our previous stream. F-Pod is going to be playing tonight, but it is looking bleak as the World Eater is going to be eating the world. And oh, I love the Orc banner. Look at the Orc banner. It's like a frowning face. Oh, that's really good. So, do we see tier 2? We do not. Just basically the Desecrated Stronghold and the Chaos Temple. No armor even. The Flamethrowers, I guess, could be good. Heavy Bolters are also, I feel like, okay against Orc. But considering he's mostly in melee, I think that's working out fine. He doesn't want to go in and try and finish his opponent off. Even though I think he could. I think he could brute force it. I think if you just like spam replenishment. Let's look at the income of both players, by the way. 50 for the Orcs, 68 for Chaos Space Marines. Or for, I think it's just Chaos in this game, right? I think it's just Chaos. Okay. So gathering on up, CSM just basically taking all the points outside the Orc base. He's going to be clamping down the jaws of the World Eaters on these bad boys in a minute, that is for sure. Shooter Boy squad's coming out in numbers. Shooter Boys are pretty good. I find that if you get a critical mass of them, they can really mosh it down, even Chaos Space Marines, but I think the Marines are just too numerous. He was trying to capture that point. Oh, look at the sad face, like descending into the earth. There it goes. It's pretty funny. Strategic points going to be taken. I mean, Chaos is now going to be getting an armory, likely going to see flamethrower upgrades, maybe even heavy bolters to get in there and cause havoc. The Heretics, some of the best stuff in the game, by the way. They're so hilarious. The voice acting of the Heretics is pretty masterful. Pretty masterful. Could have finished, I agree. I think he's just being cautious. I think he doesn't want to throw the game, even though maybe he doesn't realize how far ahead he is. Pile of guns is going to be coming up here in the Orc base. Any other unique things being purchased or upgraded. We just got the Wa banners hanging out. And yeah, so WA banner. Giant banner that increases the rate of orc resources is produced. Also acts as a turret and reveals infiltrated units. Cool. Yeah, Chaos Base Brains in this game for sure, Indy, die a little bit quicker than they do in DAO 2. I mean, they're still tanky compared to some other units, but yeah, they're not as like raid bossy as like the CSM squads are in DAO 2, in my anecdotal experience. All right. I think Orcs are just cooked. I mean, basically Chaos is just gathering and preparing a Doom stack here. Is he getting upgrades? Aspiring Champions. He's reinforcing the squad here. He's taking the critical locations, the relics around the map. I think there's even a heretic coming up somewhere to build. And now he's going to be getting in and just going for it. So he's chasing the orcs back, and the raptor's going to be moving in. I mean, diving this orc base is a little bit risky. I mean, he does have a lot of shooting, but even still, I think he's so far ahead. Chaos could probably lose its entire army here and still maybe come back and win. 100%. Another CSM squad is on its way down, and the cultists have done a good job securing the entire map. Have not taken the critical locations yet. Do we see the flamethrower upgrades? What is he going to be using from the armory is my question. So the armory, now we see plasma generators, which is obviously indicative that he wants to tech and go tier 2. Yeah, 0 power. Yeah. Does he really have 0 power? So looking at the, let's see the power. Yeah, oh my god, CSM has no power. Oh, no wonder he can't get the upgrades. That's so funny. Just pure requisition push. Man, greedy, greedy. So there we are. It's basically just base camping right now, guys. I don't think there's anything terribly exciting to see here. Listening posts are up, and the orcs are just they're hiding in their base. I mean, maybe doing a tier 2 push. We do see the storm boys coming out. They're not going to be super useful, to be honest. Like, you don't want to. I don't think you want to be fighting the Marines in melee. Like, diving them doesn't seem great. We left the macro at home, yeah. So CSM moving in, mowing them down, and it looks like Raptor's going to be going for it and just making sure the orcs can't leave. And, oh, that's not going to end well. I feel like those CSM are going to turn on those guys with the Chaos Sword and just give them the dirty. So Storm Boys fighting, and we do see some Shooter Boys putting a little bit of DACA down. Overall, though, the CSM are in good shape, and the Storm Boys have a couple models left, not too much. Chaos Sword going to be eating some DACA from the high ground there, so those bad boys shooting. But looking kind of bleak. Oh, we got some sync kills going on. There was a sync kill animation there. Chaos is playing very afraid right now, but now he is teching. Yeah, we got the 2 generators. So most likely Chaos is going to be trying to tech here in a minute, as we do see tier 2 coming out in the Desecrated Stronghold. The defensive orcs, very, very unorthodox and out of flavor characteristics for them. Raptor's going to be flying overhead. CSM do not have any upgrades yet. Hellhound does have the victory condition in 7 minutes. The orcs do have their Shooter Boy squad. Pretty cool that he can like teleport the whole squad, but they're just going to get tied up in melee and have a bad time. Storm Boys going down to the last as they battle the World Eaters. Oh, let's see if we can get a sync kill there. We don't quite get it. Okay. So moving on up are the World Eaters, continuing to chop away. We even have a listening post being upgraded outside of its opponent's base, the BM listening post. So there they are. And Chaos just all over them in melee. They are all over them. A couple Raptors moving in, getting mowed down by the WA banners. WA banners able to get some nice DACA, and it looks like a full wipe on a Raptor squad. If we saw a comeback, that would be insane, by the way. Like, if he finds a way to get back in this. I don't think so, though. I think Orcs are still tier 1. You know, we have the Boys Hut, and, you know, Chaos is going to just come into the vehicle soon as they get tier 2. I wonder what it's going to be. Probably a Defiler, right? It's got to be the Defiler. What if the Orcs actually fight out of their base here and escape? That would be insane. Chaos Lord being extra evil and extra edgy. Going to be charging in once again. The DACA unleashed. Fortified listening post is upgraded here, so the Chaos Lord could eat a little bit of poke as well. That was a sync kill. The CSM backhanded the Orc into the Shadow Realm. Did he really? Yeah. That's fun. That's fun. All right, guys. Gathering up plasma generators, and now we see power swords and plasma pistols for the squad leaders and the Chaos Lord. But what is this tech going to be in terms of, like, the machine shop? Is it going to be a sacrificial pit in the Corn Berserkers, which, of course, is very good? One of my favorite combos with Chaos Base Brains, of course, is using the Chains ability, so the Chains of Torment, which locks down an enemy squad, and then you can charge them with your Berserkers and they can't escape. There's a lot of really, really cool shit. A lot of really cool stuff. All right, Cultists coming in. Sacrifices for the Dark Gods. Marines pulling back a little bit. Granted, the Aspiring Champions will have some nice upgrades now, so they're going to be all pimped out. And it looks like Stormboy is going to be trying to chase down these cultists here. As the Orcs, do they have any semblance of tech? I suppose they don't. And ooh, this squad's out of position. But the teleport, man, that's so freaking cool that the Big Mac can teleport a squad with him. Really, really like that. So what is the tech going to be? I don't know. I feel like Chaos is just kind of using their tier. Oh, the proxy machine pit. I didn't see this. Oh my god, the dreaded proxy. Alright, taking me back to the... Do you guys remember playing StarCraft Wings of Liberty and getting the Photon or the Protoss gateways and all sorts? Well, Protoss gateways don't really matter because they can teleport, but usually I guess you would see proxy Reapers, right? That would be kind of the thing. Alright, Defiler's going to be coming out, and the Defiler's just going to be ending the game. That's going to be it. Yeah, when I used to play StarCraft, I was a big enjoyer of like the three gate pushes, 4 gate pushes if I was feeling really bronze. But the Defiler's going to be out. Now, Defilers are pretty good against buildings, long-range artillery for Chaos as well, but they're really, really great utility. I think they're a pretty awesome unit. Big Royal Rumble going down here is kind of what the World Eaters live for, but also what the Orcs live for. And honestly, the Orcs aren't trading terribly, all things considered. You do have Slugga Boys and Storm Boys coming in, but now that Big Daddy's here, it's going to be changing the paradigm of this fight. He's got his Warp Flamer, and yeah, it's going to be really, really tough. We're going to be seeing mass casualties. Upgrading the soliciting post wouldn't be a bad idea either. Oh, that Orc just got tossed! You guys see that? Oh, so did that one. Oh, is he going to grab more? It's like an angry toddler just like tossing his toys around. All right, guys. Orcs, probably end of the road for them. Looks like there's not enough power to build another Defiler right now. He does have 3 of the desecrated strongholds, but yeah, Orcs just Helm's Deeping it. The Defiler can be repaired by Heretics. Also can use its DACA if it wants to from range to disrupt formations. Orcs are hanging out, man. He's really, really putting up a fight. He wants to go out on a shield. I respect that. I mean, if you're the Orcs, you probably just got to upgrade all your listening posts and just kind of spam some power. But the Defilers do good damage against buildings. They certainly do. So he's going to move in, and the listening post is going to get L-bonked, and he is using his shooting attack as well to shoot into this building, the boys' hut. There it goes, and now the World Eater is going to be piling in here, and so it begins. The boys' hut's going to be going down. No more units to really produce. I mean, you can obviously rebuild it on the other side if you want to, but that's going to be pretty nasty. And the last stand of the Orcs is here. Storm Boy's getting in. He does have a lot of Storm Boys. Defiler taking down the wall banner. Now going to be turning its sight here. And, oh my god, I love when it punts things. That's so funny. It didn't actually kill that unit, but brought him kind of low. Main base going to be getting targeted by the Defiler, which is going to be eating a lot of shots. The World Eaters, oh, they're using the Berserk Frenzy. So that is an activated ability on the Chaos Space Marines that makes them just go super crunk. They listen to some Little John, some dirty South rap music. And they're getting in there and really putting a whooping on those Storm Boys, I think. Yeah, it kind of looks like it, especially with the Chaos Sword and the Power Swords. GG being dropped. Well played to those 2 players. The World Eaters have gotten it done, and that is going to be game 1 going to the Hellhound here. So let me update the scorecard. There we go, and do this. Nope, wrong one. So Hellhound's over on the left in our best of 3 series. Cool, cool. That game was over for a while, but it's okay. You know, it's fun to see the scrapping and the fighting. The Limp Bizkit blasting, that's right. They're giving us a show. So let's join the game again, and we need to wait for the players to get in. And let me just check here and see how we're looking. Okay. Perfect. Let's see here. That's a ways off. Cool. So let's find the game. Let's refresh this. Hellhound should be remaking it, and we are going to get into game 2. Now, what is the Orc player going to do to switch it up? Because obviously they just got Unga-Bunga really hard. Just like hard Chaos aggression. Chaos player legit had no power whatsoever. It was just pure Unga. Like investing everything in the Bunga. Alright, so where's Hellhound's lobby? Refreshing this. Looking for that. Okay, I don't see it anywhere. Sure, it will come up soon. Am I missing it? Let me make sure these guys are actually hosting here. Hellhound. Okay, just letting them know that there is a game 2. Let's find it, boys. Hopefully you're having fun. I'm enjoying casting this. I missed it? Okay. We have many eyes on the stream. There he is. All right, so let's open the Eye of Horus here. Let's do this and get in there. Cool, man. All right. So Necrons for Hellhound and Orcs again for Top Bun. Game is going to be starting once again, guys, as we get into game 2 in this best of 3 series between these 2 players. If you guys want to get involved in these kind of games in the future, we just coordinate them in our Discord. So we have a Dawn of War section and basically just made an announcement, and that's how we do it. Now, Necron's a very slow to start faction. Granted, they have a really nasty kind of tier 1 timing if they can get into your base using the flayed ones. Curious to see what the Hellhound's going to be doing with this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's break it down. Turn off the Fog of War. Spawning on the southwest side of the map, it is going to be Hellhound. He is up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. And to the northeast, it is going to be the top bun. Bring in the bread buns in, and he is going to be on his beloved Orcs once again. All right, all right. Can the WA get it done? Are they going to be able to figure it out? We have the double plasma generator and, of course, augmenting the scarabs. Usually what I like to do now is go have 3 scarabs on the field and then go for a Necron Lord followed up by a warrior and then more scarabs. I find it's pretty good against rush, and that is the big weakness of Necrons, is getting Unga Bunga rushed. Like, if you do not have a Necron Lord out or warriors, and the Orcs just come straight to your base with like 2 Slugga Boys, you can have a horrific time and just lose the game. So you definitely need to prepare those things. All right, question from chat. Any particular faction you'd like to see in Dow 4 that, yeah, I want to see freaking Chaos. I'm a Chaos enjoyer. I play them in tabletop. I really, really want to see Chaos faction. And more specifically, I want to see God-specific factions. I want to see like Death Guard, World Eaters, Emperor's Children, those type of things. That would be very, very fun. So that's just my personal preference. But yeah, I'm very happy to see Mechanicus in Dow 4. I like that they're being represented. You know, they're a faction that, you know, like much like Leagues of Votann, for example, hasn't gotten like a huge... I mean, you do, of course, have the Mechanicus game, but I'm talking about the Dawn of War series, so I think that's going to be very fun. All right, guys. Gathering on up, we have the Necron Warriors out, and I love this. The early Gauss turret. Oh, he pulled the Turin. He didn't finish his building. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Oh, yeah. This is my play right here. Let's see if it comes back to bite him. But the Scarab's going to be getting 3 plasma generators, and we do have a warrior shambling out on the map, but it is not being augmented yet. So the Necron player is not going to be saucing up the warrior at the moment. Is he going to be finishing the building? Yeah. It's like the this is like the Dawn of War equivalent of the Artosis pylon. You remember that? Those were the truly magical days there. All right. So, obelisk setting up, and if you guys are a little bit newer to the game, Necrons don't need to contest the map as quickly as other factions because Necrons do not use requisition or manpower. I don't know what it's actually called in this game, but the requisition resource. They only use power. When they get these obelisks built, it increases their population and makes their tech and production faster, but it doesn't like necessarily give them more income. So you can definitely be a little bit slower to roll with Necrons. Necrons need to be pressured though. If you let them kind of take their time and build up, they have an extremely devastating late game army. The Necron Lord can get some broken abilities like Solar Flare and Mass Resurrection. A lot of nasty stuff. A lot of nasty stuff. Oh, so you're saying he's intentionally not finishing the building so that he can refund it and cancel it if he doesn't get attacked. That is so freaking sweaty. Oh my god. That is so sweaty, dude. Oh man. Okay, if that's actually what he did, that is such sweat. And I love it. I'm here for it. Yeah, because then he can cancel it and at least get a refund if he doesn't get attacked. Okay, wow, that is amazing. So Top Bun is coming in with his Slugga Boy squads, and you know, both players taking the map a little bit, but I already feel like the Necrons are being left to their own devices a little bit too much. Necron Lord going to come over here after Deliciting Post. These warriors are now being reinforced, so the squad is going to start going, and a second warrior is going to be on its way out. Do we see a summoning core being built? We do. So the flayed ones are going to be here soon, and now the orcs are going to be on their way down. All right, guys. Listening post getting bonked for the orcs. There are some Gretchens down here who could try and repair it, but overall, they're probably not going to be able to do a whole lot. You need to get those pressure on the Necrons before they can get their frickin' warriors reinforced and get those numbers up. When that Necron Death Star starts, it's really bad. And if they get flayed ones out here, which he's going to do really, really soon. Yeah, so we have another warrior coming out, and then there's going to be a flayed one coming out soon. It's going to be very, very tough. So Gretchen being forced back. Shooter Boy shooting at some of the warriors here. The Big Mech could move in and fight if he wants to, but I think the warriors are going to be able to threaten him. All right, guys. Already looking good for Necrons. I mean, they have like half the map. The Orcs definitely did not put the requisite pressure on them. And he's got his 2 warriors, and this could be one of those like tier 1 Necron finishes, which I've actually won a lot of games on ladder with Necrons by just getting a couple warriors, a lord, and then like 2 flayed ones and just going to somebody's base, and they just like can't stop it. The flayed ones are really, really nasty. I mean, yeah, they could be kited easily, and the Orcs do have a lot of static turret. Dude, he's building like a World War I trench over here. Look at this. He's got the listening post, pile of guns, war banner, generator. Oh my god, this man is a madman. Victory countdown has begun. So, moving up, we are going to be seeing the silent... is he the Silent King? I don't know what he is here, but he's moving into the middle. Going to be bonking down some of the Slugga Boy squad, so chasing those guys back. And the warriors gathering up, and their numbers are getting quite numerous. They're getting quite numerous here. One sec, guys. Just need to shut my door real quick. There we go. All right, we're back in business. Yeah, the Mash and Orc line. All right. Well, Shooter boys lurking. Orcs are doing a little bit of ping pong, trying to get their critical location in the middle. I mean, Top Bun does have the critical location timer, but his turrets are a little bit far back. If they were over here, maybe he could do a little bit more. But he is building another wall banner in the middle. Necrons obliterating these guys in close range shooting. Necron warriors, this is their power fantasy. And they're really good fighters up close, too. They have freaking 40 damage a pop, or 30 to 40. So you can see the Slugga boys getting obliterated. I already feel like the Orcs are in trouble. Unless they're teching and have access to something else, it's going to be a relatively bad time for them. All right.
6 minutes until.
So 6 minutes until the Orcs win. I do not think it's going to be that easy. We do see fortified posts coming up here. Necron Gremlin's going to be trying to decap this. What tech are the Orcs going to be pursuing? Critical location taken here. We do see the Necron Lord and some warriors preparing to push over here, and the Orcs, the Orcs, building another wall banner. I think the Orc player knows that he's like maybe a little bit outmatched here, and it's just like building a Helm's Deep to live that power fantasy. You know, it's like all of us when we were kids playing RTS games in the 90s and early 2000s. Just, you know, when you know you're outmatched, you just build like a million turrets and say, come at me, and you enjoy going out on your shield, you know. Because unless he's like doing some secret tech or something, we do see a generator, but only one generator back here. It's not like he's doing some big power push or something. It's going to be tough. All right, so the shooting is on the way, continuing to push these guys down over to the east. The Orc boys getting a little something, so that's a nice little win for the Sluggos. They're going to actually kill a unit of Scarabs. Although I think the Scarabs are they going to get the decap. It's really close. Oh, they don't get the decap, I don't think. No, the Orcs held on to the critical location there. That's pretty nice for them. The Shooter boys are engaging, and we do see the Necron warriors getting DACA'd down a little bit, so the Orcs finally getting some work done. But the Necron Lord is kind of bullying everything here, and the Orcs are going to need to teleport away most likely. Necron Lord's a little bit too much of a Giga Chad. Very, very risky to go into the corner like this. Moving back towards the corner, potentially going to get enveloped and surrounded by the Necron warriors. And I know the big mech can shoot and teleport his boys away, but some of the Orcs are going to have to be sacrificed as more WOG banners are being set up. But Necron's just like cackling on the map, which is not what you want. So Slugga boys getting the business. Necron Lord going to be giving it to him as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this is GG already. I think the Necron player is going to get some flayed ones and probably move in. Does he have any? No, he's going Awakened Monolith, so he's just going to be going tier 2. That's looking mighty bleak here. So though these wall banners do have a little bit of utility shooting, their damage isn't like stellar. The Necron warriors with auto replenishment with their heavy infantry should be able to just annihilate all these things, and he's going to move in there. So I think this is just an experience level difference between these two players. But Hot Bun did good, but I think Hellhound is a little bit closer to the advanced side of things. He said he was medium, and both these players did, but I think it's a bit of an experience difference between these players for sure. Regardless, fun match. I don't see the Orcs holding on much longer. The Necrons, if they had flayed ones, this game would just be over. Like if you dropped a flayed one in here on top of these guys and started chasing them around, it would just be over. And the Necrons, this is their power fantasy, being like mid-range with these like squishy units and mowing them down. And I don't even know what the Necrons are going to be summoning next. We see Summoning Core, Obelisk, Tier 2 is going to be here in a moment. We have more Necrons moving in the front, another Warrior unit, and the Walking Dead are here. The Walking Dead are here. So they are mowing them down. A lot of Necrons are falling. Oh my god, if we see the Resurrection Orb, holy shit, that would be the coolest thing ever. I hope we get an MLG Resurrection Orb. Does he have the Forbidden Archive? He does. I wish I could see what items he has, but sadly we cannot see that. So the Necrons all get mowed down there, actually, but if he resurrects them, that's going to be hilarious. So the Lord is dying. He's getting really low. Could this be a comeback for the Orcs? Looks like he goes invisible there using one of his items. And the Necron Warrior is kind of getting pushed back. He teleports away with the Necron Lord. He's going to have to Resurrection Orb this, right? There's no way otherwise. The Orcs just got a shit ton of value there. Could this be the comeback of the Hot Potato? Hot Bun, sorry. Top Bun. God damn. We're going to get his name right. So, Necron Lord going to be pushing in here. And very close to death. The Orcs are gathering up. I think he might have done that on purpose, guys. I suspect that he's going to move in and use the Resurrection Orb. And he's just going to just bring back, like, and go over his supply cap. I really, really feel like he's going to be doing that. Yeah. All right, so the Monolith building another Necron Warrior unit. We do see a Greater Summoning Core, which is probably going to be opening up Destroyers. And Destroyers will be quite nice, really good against infantry. And yeah, Necron Warriors are free to recruit, but the more you have on the field, the longer they take to build. I suspect he is going to be doing some shenanigans with the Resurrection Orb. It has to be. It has to be. So another Warrior is out. Nothing's being built to the base. The Greater Summoning Core will be here soon. He's literally just using the Warriors. And come on, give us the resurrection. I want to see the legions of the dead rise. I just finished building my magic zombie deck last night. I'm in the spirit for a little bit of a space undead. Let's go ahead and get it. Okay, so back on the Necron base, Greater Summoning Core is out. I would imagine he already has the basic upgrade for the Necron Warriors. What is he going to be building with his new tech, his Greater Summoning Core? Find out today. He does not have the middle captured, or he does. Okay, so the Necrons are chortling there. Scarab is building a Gauss turret on the side critical location. It's very, very funny, and they might be able to pull it off. We're going to see. They're getting pushed. Necrons, of course, can teleport. Hellhound wins in 3 minutes, so the Gauss turret does finish, but the Orcs should be able to get in and kill that pretty quickly. Is he upgrading it to a heavy Gauss turret? He is not. So it'll zap a couple Orc boys here and there, but the Necrons are going to move into the enemy base, and you can see all these Necron remains. Those can be brought back to life, guys. Yeah, those can be brought back to life. If he has the item. I don't know what item he went. Unfortunately, this game has a really, really haggard UI, and you're not able to see any of that. Oh, he did it! He teleported in and resurrected all the Necrons. And now, look at this. Oh, he's over supply cap. Oh, that's so sick. Look at Top Bun. Top Bun's like, shit. Oh, I'm so glad we got to see that. So the Necron legions rise from the dead once more, and they are back in numbers. But they quickly get mowed down by massive amounts of DACA, but that was really, really cool. He did the thing, guys. He did the thing. All right, so the Lord is here, and he's going to be bonking down that generator. The Orcs are making a valiant stand here, but yeah, it's part of the model. Okay, so if I zoom in, I can see he has the ranged damage reduction, and it looks like he has the Resurrection Orb as well, and I would imagine maybe a Solar Flare in there kicking as well. All right, so the Necron Lord is going to be cackling a little bit. He gets a sync kill animation on that guy. Oh my god, he's just tossing him around. And the Necron Warriors just on the slow march. Now, Destroyers coming out? Yeah, Destroyers are really good against infantry. Like, if you have your opponent, like, tech-pinned like this, just roll in with the Destroyer. They have they're beast mode. They're really hard to kill. So the Necron Lord is tanking all this damage, and the entire Orc army is basically just dying here. And the Shooter Boy squad about to go down. Yep, they are down for the count. Destroyers have arrived. And the Gretchens, they got their little, looks like they have little pistols as well. Do they or no? They're actually, oh, they do have pistols. That's pretty funny. Volume of fire is volume of fire. So I think that's going to be it. GG, well played. Hellhound wins in 2 minutes anyways, because he's got critical location 1 here and 1 over here too. Orcs dropping in some rocks from space. GG being called by the Top Bun. And ladies and gentlemen of the grim, dark, distant future, that is going to conclude our second best of 3 of the night, as Hellhound is going to be emerging victorious. So we can update that scorecard real quick and make it official. So our next series... Curious to see. You know, you would think that Space Marines would see a little bit more play, but we don't see him too much. And, yeah, that's going to be it. Did he tap out yet? No, he's still fighting. He's got his boys here. But that is going to be Hellhound with the 2-0 victory. I mean, it's only a matter of time, really. I wonder what the cooldown is on that Resurrection Orb. Is he going to be able to do it again? That'd be so funny. Okay, so he's phased out of reality, and there is the tap out there. Okay. Hey, well played, the Top Bun. You know, Hellhound seemed like a really scary opponent, and you made the games fun for us. It was a good fight. So thank you for joining. All right, so now we're going to go to our next match in this series, which is going to be a Beaver versus F-Pod. Okay. So here, okay. You. Okay, so that's... So Infirmum, game 6. Infirmum versus... who's he playing? Clay. Okay. Okay, great. So let me coordinate with the players a little bit. You're after... Okay. So now we got F-Pod versus Beaver. Cool. So we have another series here. Well played, you Top Bun. Great game and really, really solid play from Hellhound as well. Absolute machine. All right, guys. So let's get it going here. F-Pod saying hopefully it's not a meme map that he selected. Oh, that's really funny. Okay, so let's go join the game. Let's join the game. So where are we at? It's kind of nice to see, get a feel for like how long the best of 3s take here. Refreshing. Chill fun 3v3 with the bros. Pretty good name there. There he is. All right, so we're gonna get the Eye of Horus. We're gonna join this. I'm usually a Sisters player, but there was... Ah! Hellhound is a great player. Well, so are you, Top Bun. You're great. You guys are both champs. Okay, so let's get this set up here. Reset these scores. So 0-0. And then we have this. That is going to be Beaver versus, on the other side, F-Pod. So F-Pod is a very, or was, I don't know how active he is nowadays, but he was a very high-level Total War competitive player. Beaver, of course, we've seen in some streams and whatnot as well. Excited to see what they can bring to the table. All right, guys. GLHF, here we go. We got F-Pod versus Beaver. It's going to be Imperial Guard versus Sisters. So we are going to get some guardsmen. We have a heretical in-house battle between these two factions. All right, all right. So... here we are. Let's make it official after I have some water. Question I always wondered since watching Turin's Total War vids, what is his top 3 favorite factions? Empire, Nurgle, and Chaos Wars. If we're talking fantasy. Ladies and gentlemen of the grim, dark, distant future, welcome to this casted best of 3 showdown. Spawning on the north side of the map, it's going to be F-Pod and the Imperial Guard. And to the south, we are going to be getting the dreaded Tau Empire, who are going to be led by the forbidden Beaver 68. He was 1 number away from the glorious 69, but he ended on 68, which, you know, I respect the restraint on that man. Guard's going to be coming out very quickly, so the Guardsmen going to be grabbing the strategic points. Very, very standard, and we are going to be seeing a Tactica control. And we will switch to the Tau's perspective so we can see their infiltrating units. Thank you very much. But Tactica Control Rush is usually indicative of early grenade launchers, right? So maybe we'll see that, because it is going to be delaying your command squad, which is your hero character. The command squad can do some really nasty early bullying if your opponent's not ready. When you get the early priest in there with his sword, it can do some work. Yeah, this map's a little bit of a choke point map. I mean, it's going to be fun. I hope we get some artillery. I want to see like 3 basilisks back here just dropping steaming hot payloads and Tau gunship shooting and all that goodness. Now, we do see these stealth suits coming out. Now, the Guardsmen do not have any way to detect them at the moment, so they do have a scan in their main base with the Tactica control, if I'm not mistaken. Listening post going to be getting set up, and the Guardsmen, okay, so they are going to be turning on them. It looks like a scan was used or something. Yeah, I think there was a scan right there. Yeah, you can see that little red aura right there. So the grenade launchers will be out. 1 stealth team almost dying there, and I don't know if any Guardsmen were actually killed. I think a couple of them got very injured. But the listening post, when upgraded, should be able to fend off the little gremlin harass. Yeah, it's a very, very small map, but hey, it's good. It's going to change the pace of the match. Should be cool. All right, stealth teams being extremely obnoxious. The listening post here most likely going to be getting upgraded very quickly, as we do see another listening post coming out here. And yeah, the fortified one is going to be upgraded here. So there you go. Pretty simple stuff, though. Nobody's getting really crazy. No early Tau Commander. Where is he? Okay, so here's the Tau Commander coming right now. Good, good. And the listening post is 50% of the way done. We do see the Tech Priest getting shot for free. Definitely should just put him in the bunker or hide him somewhere. Losing that Tech Priest there would be very Bronzodia. I don't think F-Pod will let that happen. The Guardsmen going to be grabbing their relic on the side of the map, and I feel like jump pack units are going to be very good on this map because they can circumvent the terrain penalties and cause some havoc, that is for sure. And the listening post is now online. It does, of course, have the Gatling gun on top. And the tower all up in his opponent's business here. We do see the Tau Commander. He's going to be able to jump over and really start annihilating these Guardsmen who are unupgraded. And maybe he got some upgrades at the Tactica control. It's hard to say. We do see the morale a little bit problematic for these Guardsmen as they're getting hit by a flamethrower. So the relic, did it get taken? It did not. The guard did not get that. That feels pretty bad. Another listening post coming up, and the critical location is going to be secured. All right, Tech Priest Engineer working on the listening post here. Guardsmen are trying to fend off the Tau Commander, who is an absolute menace. Going to be able to zip around the map and cause a lot of havoc here. Beaver going to be retreating with the Tau Commander and looking to head back to his base. Yeah, so he's just like he's draw-kiting his opponent for anybody who comes from Total War. Grenade launcher stun locks are pretty disgusting too. I wonder if the Tau Commander could escape by jumping out of it, but the stun locks are incredibly troll here. As we see the Guardsmen chasing these stealth teams and using their scan there. But, oh, God, Beaver runs just out of the stealth, man. So freaking clean. Up top, another stealth team moving in, but the listening post is going to be finished just in time, and it looks like he does run in there. Grenade launcher is going to be set up, and we do see 1 stealth team. Oh, they're getting mowed down by those grenade launchers. Man, oh, man, talk about a hard counter. Okay, 1 stealth squad completely killed. That is not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. Tau Commander still being a bit of a trundle, running around, being annoying and just poking. And now we get the Crew Carnivores coming out from the Beaver. Although I don't like what he's doing with them. Charging that aggressively into the guard position seems really, really brazen. Although maybe he figures he can tank, replenish them faster than they'll be killed, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that was just a misclick there, as the Kroot Carnivore squad does get taken down. So that was very, very unfortunate there. You know, Beaver is playing pretty well, but that was a big blunder, throwing away like a relatively expensive unit there. So Fire Warrior team's going to be on its way out. I suspect that this is going to be going to a more of a mid game. I think both players are going to have trouble pushing. We do see the scan abilities. As soon as they get scanned, they fly away, and they're going to be re-stealthing. Tau Commander, so freaking obnoxious. Look at this. Look at the range on that thing. This is like the power fantasy for like annoying units there. All right, guys, we do see the listening post here getting blasted, taking a bit of damage, as the French would say. On the back, another power generator is going to be coming up, and infantry command is now here. So I wonder if we're going to see the character. Yeah, because if you get the priest, he can detect stealth units, or the psyker. The priest is the combat character. The psyker is, of course, your psyker. And he has Strip Soul, which is really good at damaging Tau Commander type characters. You could burst them down and, you know, bring them down like 25% or something like that. All right, so the guard have gathered up. If any game were a Basilisk game, by the way, it would be this freaking map. You just like entrench the middle and, with like bunkers and, you know, listening posts and shit, and then just get a fat freaking Basilisk. Look at that. Grenade's actually able to range these Fire Warriors and do some good work. The listening post here being trolled by the Tau Commander. And the stealth teams are decapping shit up here. So they actually decapped one critical location and are now going to be harassing this listening post here. But it looks like enough is enough. The guard are going to be moving in. And oh, he's going to get the kill. He got stunned by the grenade. Oh, the Tau Commander pays for being annoying there. All right. So that's a big win. Honestly, that's pretty massive. The guard need to just reclaim their territory if they can. Get that relic and get a listening post on that relic. The stealth suits are so freaking annoying. Yeah, the Psyker had his Strip Soul thing. Very, very nice. It was either a grenade stun or the Psyker did something. I couldn't quite tell. I was looking away. All right, so one guard unit getting massacred, and we are going to be seeing the priest getting killed or the Psyker getting killed as well, potentially. Fire Warriors do hit pretty hard when they're able to kind of just plant their feet in the ground, and it looks like the command squad is going to get melted. So blunders on both sides from both players. You know, throwing the Tau Commander, throwing your entire command squad there, and now we are going to be seeing the aggro coming in. Listening Post does have an upgrade, is going to be able to shoot some of these guys down. Guardsmen taking what they can on the periphery. Neither player has their outside relic, so they're not really prioritizing that too much. But the listening post is getting that DAC in there, and there you go. Not bad at all. So shooting away, Guardsmen taking the high ground position, and it looks like the critical location is going to be retaken. Tech Priest being sniped in the back. Definitely want to run away with that thing. Get it in one of your bunkers. And do we see any Tier 2? We do see Tier 2 coming. So the battle command is going to be here. And please just let us live the power fantasy of getting a siege war. Just give us the basilisks just fighting over one choke point. I can only get so wrecked. That would be pretty great. All right, guys. Fire Warriors shooting away. Double guardsmen of the squad going to be pulling back here. 3 guardsmen. I would imagine he's gotten some of the basic upgrades, like the armor upgrade as well as the morale upgrade and all that good stuff. I suspect he probably has done that at this point. Okay. So, listening post is here, critical locations, listening post mostly established. I would like to see like one of the weaker guard squads go down here and grab this one. I think that would be quite good. And what do we got here? Yep, just guards chilling. Are we going to be seeing the vehicle command or heavy weapons team? So we do see the command squad coming back. He looks like my high school football coach, the command squad guy. Just like it's all bald and angry looking. But yeah, nothing too crazy. We got 3 generators coming up for the Tau. How many generators are we rocking? We see 2 plasma generators for them. The Tau are going to be taking the initiative here on the flank and grabbing this relic. So they are going to be securing their relic post, which is going to be nice for them. Economically, we do see 74 income here for the 104 for the guard and only 74 for the beaver. Okay, so the guard are macroing a little bit better in terms of their listening posts and their economy. There's going to be another listening post coming up here. So the guard could outscale the Tau. We'll have to see. Heavy weapons team going to be coming out, as well as the battle armor. Okay, so there's the upgrade, making the guardsmen a little bit more durable there. General Stern, formerly affectionately referred to as Baldy by the competitive players, is pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, the Eldar factions do seem very strong. In the games I've played, they seem pretty beast mode. But yeah, at the level I play at, it's not really a big deal. All right, so shots going down on the Tech Priest Engineer, and we do also see the listening post. And the Engineer, he gets in the bunker, so well played. He's going to be able to escape in their rat network. The heavy weapons team range is pretty respectable. If you park it up here on the hill, it could put some pressure on this listening post. The grenades from the guardsmen also quite good. Look at that, shredding through these Fire Warrior teams back here. Guards still not taking that. They do have listening posts on everything, though, which is good, and the upgrades are going to be on the way. Oh, is he going to set up on the high ground and nuke these guys with grenades? That would be kind of cool. Please give me a Basilisk, though. That's all we want for Christmas. So heavy weapons team is shooting into quite a bit. Wow, the range on that is amazing. So able to mow down fire warriors, which each fire warrior that dies is freaking 70 manpower to replenish. God damn, that is expensive. All right, that ain't bad at all. And if it's able to range this listening post here, it's eventually going to be able to get it. So what is Beaver getting in the back? We see the Path to Enlightenment, which is going to let your fire warriors, and yeah, it increases the damage and range of all your squads, which is incredibly good. And is he going to be getting the vehicle tech and getting some of the gunships? You know, you could get a las cannon upgrade on the heavy weapons team to counter that, I suppose. But it looks like it's mainly going to be infantry. We get commissars coming out, so the guard are going to be really leaning into the true backbone of the Imperium, their men here. So the guard squads are getting upgraded with commissars. Heavy weapons team is slowly killing that listening post as the siege battle continues between these two players. It's really hilarious stuff. And on the top side, Mechanized Command is going to be coming in. So finally, please, FPOD, give us the Basilisks. Just give it to us. We want it. This map is like the power fantasy for like really shitty like turtling gun lines, you know? All right. So grenades are shooting away, and so is the heavy weapons team, and they are going to get this listening post down. Looking at the economy here of FPOD and the guard, he's at 139 and 50 against 92 and 20. So pretty massive discrepancy. I mean, I think the guard are going to run away with this simply based on the income. The Tau are not really upgrading their strategic points. I mean, they have a couple upgraded listening posts, but like this one has not even been taken. This one is not upgraded, this one. And the Relic, even over here, doesn't have a listening post on it either. So a lot of things that are very, very tough. We see power upgrades coming in here, another heavy weapons team, and I need to just look at this and see what it's going to be. Okay, we get the las cannon now. So even if the Tau did decide to go into any sort of vehicle tech, there would already be a las cannon waiting for them. So what's it going to be? He's building something over here. Oh, he's building a depot of some sort. Okay, we're going to have to see which one it is in a minute. Yeah, the Tower are going to get buckled, though, I think. I think they're either going to get shelled into oblivion by Basilisks. A Hellhound Rush would also be good, because they don't really have much anti-armor right now. I know you can get it on the stealth suits, get them the little... but I think most of the stealth teams died earlier on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, the Basilisk depot is upon us. Another mechanized command heading up on the high ground, guys. Oh, baby. Talk dirty. All right, so it's going to be coming. We got the Basilisk, which is going to start shelling these guys. Late game Imperial Guard is really fun. I agree. I love late game chaos, though. Dropping in Obliterators and getting, like, big demons. I mean, the late game for most factions is pretty fun. Yeah, this game's great. Bottom side, looks like the Fire Warriors just kind of guarding that point with their lives. The Tau have really long range on those Fire Warriors, but it's not going to be as long a range as the dreaded Basilisks. Oh, yes. Las Cannon shooting back and not being exceptional against infantry, but we do get the Basilisk out, so here they go. And the Basilisk, oh, yes, dude. Yes, artillery is my favorite. I love it. All right, another shot's going to be coming in, and kaboom. Is it going to hit? Oh, yes, just scorched earth. You can see the leadership is wavering on those guys. Las Cannon's just poking them from downtown. And there's going to be a second one coming out here soon, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's getting a Sentinel, actually. Okay. It's getting a little bit hairy for the Beaver. It is. It is militant cheese. That was a good one there. All right. So more and more pressure. The guard are just slow pushing, and the Tower looking a little bit wrecked here, guys. Now we get a Sentinel coming out, and the Beaver had some really good early game plays, but it seems like his mid game is falling off a little bit here, as the Basilisk is basically just farming these guys. The guard could probably just move forward. Oh, look at this. He's using the stealth teams. And let me go back there. He's using the stealth teams with their upgraded kind of anti-vehicle, anti-building, and the Tau commander to do some split pushing. That's pretty rad. I do like that a lot. Oh, man, this Sentinel's going to die quick if he's not careful. The Basilisk is shelling in there, by the way, and immediately we see the rebuilding coming in as the stealth teams are going to be retreating. And the guard are going to be getting another Basilisk. Oh, God, yes. And they can literally shoot on the entire map here, by the way. The stealth teams were trying to cheese the main base. Oh, that's so haggard. He tried to move over here, and he's trying to cheese the generators with the stealth teams. I like that play, but I don't know if it's going to get him too far. We'll have to see. Tau Commander going to be getting lit up by a massive regiment of guardsmen, and he's flying God knows where. Okay, he's going into the danger zone here. He's going all the way to the back, dude. Yeah, this is a cool play, though, using the stealth teams to do some generator cheesing. But you're going to lose your Tau Commander. You're going to lose a lot of your stealth teams and all that stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be pretty bad. We got the two Basilisks just basically shelling nonstop, farming the Tau army. And the Tau moving in, but eating the heavy bolters of that heavy weapons team. And now the guard need to just finish it. They need to just finish it. This game is just so freaking over. Beaver, if you're listening, you could probably tap out at this point. I don't think you got much of a chance, buddy. Oh, man. You're saying this map is banned in Ireland? Yeah, this is not a good map for competitive at all. This is a terrible competitive map. It makes for a fun gimmick every now and then, right? All right, so the Basilisks are going to keep shelling right there. And the Guardsmen going to move in. We do see a vehicle beacon now coming down, but a little bit too late, as the last cannons are going to be singing in the deep with the grenade launchers. And the Basilisk going to continue dropping it like it's hot. The third one is going to be coming out. You know, on the bright side, we got to live our power fantasy. We got to see the Guard artillery blasting Tau, which just feels so righteous. And there is going to be another Tau getting shadow realms over here. We can see the command squad is able to get it done. And yeah, that's the end of the road. All right, Beaver. GG, well played, buddy. I think Beaver needed to develop his economy a little bit more. He had some good early game harass, though. His stealth suits were very, very good early. But now the Basilisk is going to be making it rain pretty damn hard right here and shooting into the cadre headquarters. Those things can quite literally shoot from across the entire map. There's a freaking las cannon camping his main base. He's building a Kroot carnivore squad, so Beaver's going to be running those guys in. And yeah, they're going to die like instantly. Oh, God. Yes. The backbone of the Imperium. Oh, they even have a priest. Dude, he's got a priest in there with a freaking chainsaw. Oh, awesome, dude. Yeah, awesome. All right, guys. That's GG. I mean, it's basically, I don't know why he's still in the game. This is just a massacre at this point. Yeah, eviscerated for moral support. Yeah, like he's just building these Kroots and they just get insta-killed as they come out. The Earthshaker rounds are really fun. They are. Yeah, they're very fun. So he's going to get the big bombards coming in and shooting into the cadre headquarters. He's got the two Sentinels, which of course are anti-vehicle. It's weird because in Dao 2 they're more designed, I think, to deal with infantry with their little las cannons and whatnot. But he's playing those chainsaw battle hymns. He really is. He really is. This map is freaking tiny. I mean, hey, you know, it made for a quicker game, that's for sure. All right, Beaver going to be setting up a Fire Warrior team here. And they're just going to get killed instantly by the grenade launchers. And we're just waiting for the main base to die now. I don't know why he's still here. I have no idea. All right, infantry commands getting set up to increase the capacity. The Basilisks, let's just watch them like close-up cinematic shots of the Basilisk shooting. Oh, it's so epic. I would love to play Guard in tabletop, but they're just so expensive to collect. It's like their vehicles are like, what, $70 a piece, and you need like a bunch of them to make lists. And then like the Guard squads are just obscenely expensive too. It's just, oh, they're so disgustingly expensive to collect. Death Guard weren't too bad. If you start collecting in tabletop when like a new starter box comes out, it's usually a really good way to get into armies. But man, raw dogging it and starting a Guard army from scratch is like, you need to have some serious money. Yeah. Ally message from FPod GG. All right, so we're gonna go to the next game here.
6 minutes.
And we're going to see if Beaver can come back on a more normal map. You know, hold Alt to rotate the camera for more cinematic shots. Good to know, thank you. My father has Imperial Guard and tabletop audio. Yeah. There's something about like old dudes who play tabletop and Imperial Guard. Like at my local game store I used to go play at in Los Angeles, but I don't live there anymore. But when I did, like all the Guard players were like, you know, often older dudes. Okay, GG. So that's going to be FPod up 1-0 in the series. So let's go ahead and set that up. The barrage of the artillery was quite glorious. There we go. And let's get out of here. Okay, so they're going to set up game 2 here. All right. Perfect. Host game 2. Good luck, have fun. Okay. So Beaver's going to host this one. And we're going to get into the next game. So thank you guys all for joining tonight. It's been quite a bit of fun. If you're enjoying what you're seeing on YouTube, please do drop a like. It helps out quite a bit. And for those of you guys on Twitch, consider following if you're not. All right. Let the good times roll. Are you interested in trying some of Dao's Oh, yes. I heard that you're able to play Death Guard on one of the mods. So I am fully erect and ready to go for that, man. I'm so ready. I want to play the one where I can play my Nurgle Space Marines. That is what it's all about. Just the slow pushing, Plague Burst crawlers, all that kind of good stuff. All right, so Beaver's got his game. And where's the Beaver? Beaver! Woodland creature, where are you? Beavers are really cool animals, by the way. They're freaking awesome. seen him in person. My wife lives in Poland, or she's from Poland, and we live here, obviously. And we've seen some beavers in the wild out there. She lives in kind of a wooded area, like with some swamps and pools of water. It's great. Beavers are awesome. Oh, I'm like looking at the player list. Okay. Yeah, Unification mod, right? That's the one that has the Death Guard. Okay, there's Beaver. Let's do this. Join game. And there we go. In 2000, I think the Unification mod, Paul, has a lot of the Nurgle units. This is the chat room, I know, I realize that. Beaver needs to make a spot for me here. There we go, all right. That map looks a little bit better. Cool, man. Let's freaking get it. Only to do 1 damage to a Demon Prince. All right, folks. We got Imperial Guard versus Tau. Looks like they're going to run it back. Players are welcome to switch factions if they want to. Boba. Yeah, the Polish Beaver memes are really funny. Those ones are pretty good. All right, guys. GLHF. Let's see if the Beaver can pull it back. Beaver 68 versus FPOD, the pinnacle of competitive play. Let's go ahead and get it. So, Tau Empire versus Imperial Guard. All right. We saw it last game. Let's see what they do differently. Spawning in on the north side of the map, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be FPOD and the Imperial Guard, the Basilisk himself. To the south side, it's going to be the Beaver, the king of the stealth suits. He really likes those early stealth suits and likes to be a gremlin with them, with the jump pack upgrades, all that fun stuff. So curious to see what he's going to be doing here. And so it begins. So somebody in chat asking, you would like to see random factions. Well, these, I think most of the players signed up are newer to intermediate. We don't have a lot of we have one advanced match tonight, by the way. We have 2 players who are considered advanced. I don't know if it's the next in the series, but we are going to be having an advanced one tonight, which is going to be fun. All right, guys. Tau Barracks coming up, and we are going to be getting a plasma generator back here as the guardsmen going to be rushing out of the base. Infantry command. Okay, so he is switching the build this time. Now he's going to be going for the command squad instead of the tactica control early on, which I like that. I think having the command squad out early is going to be more of a difference maker than the early, like uber early grenade launchers. I mean, obviously you still do get the control, but I like the priority of the character. I think it's going to give you a little bit more. All right, guys. So what are the Tau going to be building? The Beaver has taken some of his strategic points, so you can see his stealth teams here. We need to switch to his perspective, by the way. Otherwise, we legit can't see the stealth team. So we are going to be casting primarily from the Tau perspective in terms of resources. Otherwise, we can't see his stealth teams, and it's a little bit troll. All right, command squad going to be rushing the Psyker, which is a brilliant idea because not only will it allow you to nuke the enemy Lord when he comes out, but you can also detect the little gremlins out there, which is very, very good. So, battle is on. Critical location spawning on the west side. It is going to be 1 critical here, 1 in the middle, and 1 to the east. So both players have a critical location on their side of the map, but they're also far away from the main base, making it a little bit trickier to hold those guys. All right, so the guardsmen are here. The command squad does have the Psyker, and for the Tau, we are going to be getting a Tau Commander out, and he's going to be... Tau Commanders seem like one of the most annoying heroes in the game. Of like all the heroes I've seen, the Tau Commander seems the most obnoxious. Stealth suits flying to the middle, going to be grabbing that critical location. This will be more of a standard game, not going to be on that super memey small map that we did see there before. Critical location here, and up on the top side, it is going to be the guardsmen grabbing the relic. And yeah, both players just developing their infrastructure, building their listening posts up. We see them being built in the base. Necron Lord. Yeah, Necron Lord is actually really obnoxious too with his items. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. This is an OG map. This map is one of my favorites. I love the bridge in the middle. Makes for some very epic fights, and I like the positioning of the critical posts. I think they make for some really dynamic gameplay in which you have to like move into your opponent's backfield and all that sort of good stuff. All right, Tau Commander, is he going to be creeping in and flying over here and looking to do some damage to the listening post? What upgrades? He has a missile launcher, a fusion blaster, which you can get when you get the path to enlightenment. Okay, good against vehicles. Interesting. And a heavy flamethrower as well, so the Tau Commander has some cool upgrades. All right, so listening posts here are going to be getting some big damage. Tau Commander does some okay work here, and I would imagine the Guard are going to be mustering their forces, the command squad moving. Relic going to be getting taken, but the Tau do have the map control, as the stealth team going to be taking middle, and stealth team taking this critical location. So that's going to be putting a timer on the old Guard here. So you better watch out. That Psyker's going to drop it like it's hot, most likely, and there he goes. So that's going to be Strip Soul. Ooh, big damage on that bad boy. Man, he was not expecting that. He's barely going to get away, so he does do his weeaboo teleport and flies away. But that strip soul, man, that's no joke. The command squad character, my high school football coach, looking a little bit worse for wear right there. And the stealth team is now maybe going to get caught off guard here because there is detection. The command squad does have the psyker who is able to detect things there. So pretty good, pretty good. All right, guys. Critical locations are in the clutches of the beaver, but not for long. In the middle, the guard are going to be taking control. Stealth team here, and the fire warriors are now going to be on their way out. He's not replenishing them yet, so it's just a squad of only 3 fire warriors. I'm surprised we're not seeing a little bit more. The Tau do seem very, they seem like they have a lot of skill expression, like with all their mobility and like high DPS, but a little bit squishy. Like they can get these focus fires for sure. Stealth team moving in, but they're going to realize that their opponent has the glasses here, and you can see them, so he's going to be running. Fire warriors need to be reinforced a little bit. Up on the top side, stealth teams are just lurking, but there's not going to be a whole lot they can take there. Upgraded listening post for the Tau. Tau commander and stealth teams heading over to grab their relic, and we do see another fire warrior team coming out. No Kroot though. I do feel like early Kroot rushes could be good. And those like flying jump pack Kroot, the Vespid units, I feel like those kind of things could be very nice here, but he's going to be going to decap his opponent's back business with those jump packs. Fire warrior team still very low on numbers, not being upgraded at all in terms of numbers, and is he going to be teching up this game? We do see another fire warrior team coming out, so that's going to be the third one. Listening post is here. And stealth teams are creeping around his opponent's back, looking to maybe snipe some workers. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea if you get some of those workers. Critical location is decapped. The guardsmen just setting up their helms deep, just kind of anchoring. Both players, very, very cautious gameplay here. As the population is now full for the Tau. 210 for that fire warrior team, okay. Stealth team in the back chasing down the tech priest, but they can just hide in the bunkers, which is fine. So they can just retreat in there and get away if they need to. So certainly is an option. As the hunt continues, stealth team's going to keep chasing these bad boys down. Over here, the guardsmen going to be splitting up to try and track them down, but they will not have stealth detection everywhere. Going for the plasma generator, but they don't have the upgrade yet. They don't have the fusion upgrade, the fusion blasters, which then you can use them to cheese buildings, which was a really cool tactic we did see from Beaver last game, but I don't know if it's going to matter. All right, so command squad is able to catch them. You could use some psyker stuff if you want to. Probably not worth it, to be honest. They're going to be going this way and just continuing to harass and be a gremlin. So Beaver, his army's really weak. He's got 3 fire warriors, none of which have any sort of an augment on them. I mean, he's got a lot of resources floating too. He could definitely upgrade, go tier 2 if he wants to. Looks like another plasma generator is going to be upgraded in the background. But Beaver's just kind of harassing and being annoying here with these units. But he's going to be losing them. It looks like this one squad is maybe going to get karate chopped here. And Beaver does again have the victory condition. He has all 3 critical locations. So Beaver's income is 92, by the way, guys. FPOD is sitting at 104. So pretty comparable incomes. FPOD does have better power, though. I think the Guard are still ahead in the situation, considering their army size. I mean, they could really be aggressive. The Tau army is incredibly vulnerable. I think Beaver, a little bit allergic to macroing these units up. Okay, there you go. So now he's going to start macroing these units up, spending some of his side income. As we go back to the Tau side, we can see, yeah, they're moving it up. Now the question is, are they going to push? Is there going to be some aggression here? Or are the Guard just happy to take this to tier 2? It looks like they are. So we do have the battle command coming up and a commissar at tier 2 to buff up the troops and give them a huge damage buff. Commissars are really, really important to have in your Guard squads. Uber, uber important. You're always going to want those. And over here to the east, what do we have? We have these stealth teams hanging out. This is so annoying. If you don't bring stealth detection, they just like poke you off it. So yeah, you can use your scan from your main base. The Guard do have a scan in their main base from the Tactica control there, so they do have that. Mechanized command's going to be coming out, and the Tower is still sitting at tier 1. He's got his army very defensively postured, but I think the Beaver, and remember guys, some of these players are very new to the game. So we have advanced players playing, newer players, it's all over the place. All right, so flying here, Beaver's going to be getting his stealth teams, and they're going to start poking into this building and doing basically no damage. Maybe going after the Commissar wouldn't be a terrible idea, I guess. I don't know how good of a fighter he is. Oh, he's got some fighting potential. He gets into the base once again, and the Guard are going to be decapping this sacred site here. And anything being built, we do have the Path to Enlightenment. This is what Beaver loves. He loves using his upgraded stealth teams with the fusion blasters to snipe generators. And there's actually a heavy weapons team guarding here, but look at this. He's got the fusion blasters coming out, and he might be able to get a kill on this heavy weapons team, which I suspect will take a long time. But yeah, using the stealth suits with the upgraded fusion blasters to cheese down like generators in the base seems like a pretty MLG tactic. I do like that. I do like that. So he's just trying to kill the heavy weapons team, which is going to take like 45 minutes. He'll get there eventually, and then he realizes this and switches over to the plasma generator here. Oh, the basilisks are coming. It looks like FPOD going to be using his signature play here, which is the dreaded basilisk. One generator in a little bit of trouble here. And the guard are just chilling outside right now. They're just getting ready to go. Another fire warrior team's going to be on the way out. Path to Enlightenment is here, so Tau upgrades are going to be available. No tier 2 though, I don't think, for the tower. At least we're not seeing any vehicles or anything like that. That is for sure. Blasting into the plasma generator here. Meanwhile, on the other side, a guardsman and basilisk are at the ready. So now we do see the command squad get here, and these guys are going to get mowed down pretty good. Going to be forced to retreat, and it looks like one of the plasma generators is going to live. He's going to want to go back and get that if he can. We don't see upgraded listening posts here. Oh, they're stealth, of course, so they're able to shoot it. And this is actually very annoying here. I like this. Oh, but the basilisk starts to shell them. How cool is that? Oh, look at that. Okay, so they all do end up flying, even if they get stunned. All right, all right. That's very, very cool. So moving up here, we see the guardsmen gathering over here as well. The basilisk is just chortling nearby, and if you know loosely where they are, you can attack ground with the basilisk and actually still shoot them, which is kind of funny. So it is an option for him to do that. Stealth suits are living their best life. The Tau, though, are really not doing a whole lot else. God, he's got so many fire warriors. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of fire warriors. My goodness. And now he's going to be getting another fire warrior team. Okay, this man, it must be his favorite unit, because he's only building the fire warriors. Which, if the guard get any sort of a tank or vehicle like pushing him, he's just going to die probably. All right, heavy weapons team getting dacked down. We do see the guardsmen coming across, and they do have a support character in there, so they are going to see him. And those guys are going to gremlin away right now, so they are going to be running. Yeah, he's legit just all fire warriors, and I mean, his power timing is going to really start waning here in a minute. He's going to start having a very bad time. Ogrins would flatten him, yeah, for sure. They absolutely would. Absolutely. This is a silly match it is. These are newer players playing in this one, so I think they're just memeing about having some fun, which I respect. Stealth team's in the middle getting poked down, and FPOD does have the victory condition. Probably building like a turret, a heavy bolter back there to make sure you win it would be nice. Fire warriors are going to need to mobilize at some point, man. I mean, if you just let FPOD tech up with his guard and you're not teching into vehicles, you're going to have a horrific time. All right, so now he's going to be moving up, and so it begins. The guard going to be getting engaged here by the fire warriors, maybe. I'm not sure. They do hit very hard. 62 damage at range is really good compared to the guardsmen, who are going to be hitting for 24. Heavy weapons team being set up, I mean, but a stealth team is simply just going to go back here and decapture this. More guardsmen moving down this way, and we do see the guardsmen over here as the basilisk is just shelling from the high ground. Oh my god, look at the range on that thing. God damn. Look at that. It's shooting all the way over there. That's so cool. So FPOD is going to win in 4 minutes, assuming nothing happens. We do see the ranged upgrade, I believe, on the fire warriors. Another stealth squad thinking about moving in there. It wants to decap it. 2 fire warriors waiting for the flank right here. All right, so guard are hanging out. More guardsmen over here. Listening post being set up. We see another basilisk on the way out. So, you know, artillery blasting the Tau, always good flavor there. Yep, Sentinel Walker, anti-vehicle, so even if the Tau do transition, there is going to be some anti-vehicle there. And, dude, this is like, this guy, he only builds fire warriors. That's all this man is presenting to his opponent. It's like Bronze League heroes here, I love it. All right, so on the side, we get the Tau commander coming, maybe thinking about moving in. He's going to have a pretty bad time, though, I think, when he realizes what's going on here. And we do see the heavy weapons team getting mowed down, actually, by the Tau unit. So look at the fire warriors really doing some heavy lifting, but... Oh my god, the basilisk shells. Look at that. Nasty, nasty damage. And there's going to be even more coming in, guys. It's going to continue. Oh, they're getting launched. They're getting launched by those. And now they move in the middle, but the other heavy weapons team's going to be mowing them down. The double basilisk firepower is just annihilating these guys. Let's get the close-up zoom in on them getting nuked. Oh my god, dude. The guardsmen are now engaging them square up, and the grenade launchers and the basilisk shots. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's just a massacre. This game's over. I mean, it's just a matter of time before the guard move in and finish them off. Yep, artillery is doing it. That is for sure. The guard able to get the job done there, and the Tau commander is going to be the last of his people. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this game is 5,000% over. I mean, we don't see a decap attempt on the side. The Tau, I mean, building only fire warriors is not going to get you very far. It's cool and all, and they're effective, but you need some vehicles. Yeah, the vehicles were needed like 45 minutes ago. Guard going to be coming across here. FPOD definitely needs to defend this and just end the game. Like, just park a unit over there. Oh my god, triple Basilisk, dude. Oh. Yeah, the cells who got nuked. Oh, just give us the barrages. Dude, look at the triple Basilisk just shelling these Haggard units over here. So we're going to be seeing the cell teams going over there, and they do get revealed there by the scan, so very, very nice. And there they go. Oh, look at the Basilisk shots coming in, and oh my god, Beaver. Don't do it, Beaver. Don't decap that. Beaver, no. This game needs to end. It's so over. Alright, so now we get the flyers coming out. It's going to be the Barracuda. Barracuda can actually... Can those things shoot up? Can the Basilisk shoot flying units? I don't know if they can. More volley fire coming in, and they do absolutely nuke those stealth teams. It looks like the stealth teams have one unit over there. And the Guardsmen going to be able to shut those down. And the Barracuda... Wow, look at the Barracuda. Actually able to kill the one of the big shooty boys right here. One of the Basilisks. But it does trade its life. Oh my god, the Lord of Fire Warriors is coming, guys. That's all he builds. Alright. Dude, if the Tau player wins this, that would be so wild. Holy shit. So the middle's going to get decapped, potentially. The Guardsmen are folding up here a little bit. The Basilisks are getting into melee. I don't know why he doesn't have a shooting order on them. And dude, no way the freaking Fire Warrior Lord comes back in this game, right? There's no freaking way. So what are the Guard going to be teching into? They have Tier 3 coming, the Kaskarin, or whatever the hell those guys are called. Infantry Command, Listening Post never got finished over there. Big fight in the middle. I mean, look, the spaceship here, the Barracuda, is doing great damage, and it is killing the Basilisks. In the meantime, though, the Guardsmen are able to overwhelm the Tau, and on the backside, we do see a decap attempt coming in. But FPOD's able to leave some Guardsmen back there to keep that in check. And the Barracuda does go down there. All right. This is a Barracuda's turn on in an airplane. It's the sound of the Barracuda. Yeah, the sound effects in this game can get a little bit haggard for sure. The game is over on Take and Hold. It is. 100%.
30 seconds.
All right, guys, we got the Barracuda flying over here, and it looks like the Take and Hold is going to be ending the game here. GG being dropped by both players. And ladies and gentlemen, that is probably going to be all she wrote. Fun game. Definitely newer players there, but always good to see what they're cooking up. The dreaded Mass Fire Warriors is pretty heavy metal, but it was not enough to get the job done. And the game's going to be ending in about 7 or 8 seconds. The Tau making more Fire Warriors coming for blood. And on the back, it looks like maybe another Barracuda is being built. I'm not sure. Okay. Are most games this quick? Oh, yeah, like 10 to 20 minutes, I would say, is standard. All right. So let's do this. And let's see who's up next on the list. Okay. So that's going to be a 2-0 victory for you. Okay, so there it goes. For FPOD. Oh, yeah, Imperial Guard seems great. I mean, they're hard, but they're good, from what I can tell. All right, so next up we have... This is a high-level game. So you guys just saw a newer level game, but now we have a high level game here. Okay. Great. So Vindicare is going to be making a lobby, and now we have a sweaty match, which is going to be good. So this is going to be the Turbo Sweat. Okay, so let's go find the lobby here. Online lobby, join game. And that is going to be who? Vindicare should have his lobby up somewhere here. We'll wait for it to appear. All right, get ready for the sweat, boys. Beaver says, I totally forgot I had Fire Warriors on auto build. We were wondering why you were only building Fire Warriors the whole game. Yeah. Well, sweaty doesn't necessarily mean people who know the game, because these are players who... have said they are high level. So there's a lot of people in games who are low level even though they play a lot or know the game. They still might not have the micro or the skill set to just be good at RTS in general, but I mean, there's people who could play RTS games for years and still be Bronze League, you know, and whatever the game is. But these guys have both said that they're closer to higher level, so. Beaver with the dreaded auto-building Fire Warriors. It really was a truly forbidden strategy. Okay, let's do that. And we have Vindicare versus here. All right, so that's going to be this. And we're going to join the game. Cool. So Dark Eldar for Vindicare, and we're going to see what his opponent is going to be doing here. Hell yeah, let's freaking go. All right, Orcs versus Dark Eldar. Okay, Dark Eldar are a faction I need to learn, so this is going to be a good little showcase right here. Good luck, have fun. And let me change the nameplates here. So we're going to do player number 1 here. It's going to be Vindicare. Hey, Modest, thank you for the donation, man, for the Emperor. Yeah, indeed. All day, man. We're here to hang out with the Emperor. CKL, we'll do CKL here for him. So let me adjust the names. Thank you so much, Modest. That's a very generous donation. That is not a modest donation. Thank you, my friend. Hopefully you're enjoying the Casted Dawn of War. I'm having a lot of fun learning from these guys. Taking some notes. I've already learned a bit. Like that Chaos Rush from Hellhound earlier was pretty great. Okay, and then the scores need to be reset here. Power of Technology. Oh yeah, dude, let's go. Lich Lord, thank you for resubscribing. Doing really good, man. Thank you so much. Ready. So it is time for, these are the two, I think these are the only 2 players that signed up that said they're high level. So going to be interesting to see what that looks like. We, of course, have had some medium, lower level games today, which have all been very fun and entertaining, but now we get the pure sweat. Drukhari are really good in the hands of a good player. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the far distant grimdark future, spawning in on the north side of the map, it is going to be CK, and he is going to be playing the Orcs. Opening with the generator, and is that a double generator? No, Du Bois Hut and a generator as well. Okay. To the south, it's going to be the Drukhari and the Dark Eldar, and they do have Protoss buildings, which is something I've learned recently. So the Drukhari, they just basically place a building down with their tortured slave, and then it just auto-summons, which is really, really nice. Opening up with Mandrakes, of course, is their capture unit to run out of the map. They have decent melee capabilities, and of course can capture the key points on the map. So there they go. Turin, do you sign up for... Yeah, when I do eventually host the Dawn of War tournament, it would be on Total Tavern, yes. It would be done through our Discord, though. So if you want to participate in tournaments, it would be done in our Discord. Correct.
Jobs are good and boss.
Okay, cool. So, Hall of Blood is out. I wonder if we're going to be seeing an early homunculus action. Probably so, to get those jet bikes online, which are very, very annoying. Sluggaboy is going to be moving across the map and grabbing all the goodies. So CK. This gentleman actually sent me some very high-level replays. I was watching him play. He's quite good. I have not seen Vindicare play, but Vindicare has one of those like edgier early 2000 names with like a giant X at the end, which means he's good at these kind of games. So Mandrake's going to be moving over here, grabbing these strategic points. Maybe going to have a battle with the Orcs. I don't know who actually wins that. The Orcs are probably able to reinforce a little bit quicker and cheaper. We'll have to see. Sluggaboy's going to be moving in and battling the Mandrakes, and the haggard, shirtless melee fight's going to be going down right there. As we do see Grecians moving across to build up the listening posts, and it looks like the boys are going to be taking the fight, but they're not reinforcing, whereas I believe the Mandrakes did get a reinforcement, so they might be able to pull off that fight there. Oh, Gretchen's coming with their little pistols as well. Okay. Now, a warrior squad. Okay, so basic warriors are out. And what do they have? So they have a warrior Sybarite, which is like their captain, and okay. Slave Chamber's going to be generating souls, which allow you to use your very, very cool abilities. So I would wager that's going to be the game plan with that. And now we get the Big Mac coming out. So the Big Mac is here. He, of course, can attach to a squad and teleport with them, which is very, very cool. And moving in are the Sluggaboys. So Sluggaboy's going to be battling it out with the dreaded Mandrakes. And then we have an Archon. Okay. So the Archon is the hero character here for the Dark Eldar, and it's going to be battling the Big Mac. Mandrake's doing all right, but the Shootaboy squad with the Big Mac, they're doing some good DACA, and it looks like the Dark Eldar are going to be forced back. Big casualties for the Mandrakes, and a minor win for the Orcs, I suppose, as they were able to maintain the Sluggaboy squad and get the job done. Warriors are going to be on their way out. He's reinforcing the squad. The Warriors are going to be providing some fire support. Tower of Loathing is going to be coming up. The dreaded Protoss buildings, OP. And the Orc squad getting punished a little bit. Getting caught up by the Archon, and then also the DACA fire coming in from the Warrior squad is doing good work. So we do see the back and forth pushing of these two players. These bad boys are going to be running and fleeing the scene here. And Archon's doing well. Back in the Orc base, do we see any other crazy production, anything like that? Wog banners coming down, listening posts here. Definitely very annoying pushing Orc bases early because they have all those machine guns. And the Archon, so he does 150 damage. I assume he's a better fighter than the Big Mac, but you never know. Orcs are pretty good fighters in general. Mandrake's going to be securing the bottom, and we have some like Sluggaboys hiding in the trees. Okay, so the Sluggaboys basically just trying to kite these guys back. Looks like the Dark Eldar are going to get their pick, though. And we are going to be seeing the Sluggo Boys get mowed down by the Warriors. That's going to be a full wipe right there. So very, very nice catch there for our Dark Eldar player, able to take down one of the units. All right, so taking a look at the Dark Eldar base, we do see the Homunculus Laboratory. And we are now going to be seeing more Warrior squads coming out. And any other funny business? That doesn't look like it too much. Just Warriors, not going to be using the early Reaver jet bikes, which I've seen. I've seen that quite a bit. The jet bikes seem very, very popular here. All right, folks, moving over here, Warrior squads are coming, and they are on the hunt. What are they going to be on the hunt for is the question. Orcs going to be grabbing the relic on the top. CK doing his thing, Vindicare doing his thing. Seems like a pretty evenly matched matchup here. Soul Seeker ammunition increases the accuracy of Dark Eldar range weapons, so that is going to be a nice power spike with these Warriors, and I would imagine he's maybe going to be doing a push. Yeah, so we see the Sybarites being made, the command squads, and the augments to the Warriors in general, just increasing their numbers. This could be a problem for the Orcs. They could lose a lot of ground here. We're going to see. So that's going to be a Sluggo Boy squad getting absolutely plastered by the shooting. Man, that is a lot. And they're going to be trying to run. They're not going to make it. So far, the Dark Eldar are on the hunt, and they are looking for some Orc prisoners. Mandrake's going to be fleeing as another listening post here, potentially going to be taken down. Now, it is upgraded, so it will fight back a little bit, but with the Archon and all these units here, it's going to be a bad time. It's going to get karate chopped here. Really sweaty micro, moving the units back as they get focus fire to mitigate and get the damage onto the Archon Lord there. And that's going to be taken. Now, Orcs are going to be counterattacking, and this is smart, Get in there, if you're on the other side, you're out of position. Move in there and take those bad boys down and see what you can get done. Mandrake's being sacrificed. I think that's a little bit of a micro lapse there by Vindicare. Oh, that Mandrake really got punished by that Big Mac right there. Oh, sink kill! He got it in the claw, and then he threw it in the bushes. It's pretty good. All right, but the Orc base is in big danger. I mean, goddamn, that power timing of that range attack. The Orcs are trying to repair their boys hut, and now they're building a Shooter Boy squad. But are they just going to be base trading here? Could this be a wild-ass base trade? We see an Incubus coming out, so that is going to be a kind of a hero squad character. But the boys hut getting killed here is pretty disastrous, man. Those Warriors are going to keep rampaging, and it looks like it's just going to be a base trade. It's going to be ugly, it's going to be grindy, and we're going to see who comes out ahead here. I can't help but feel the Dark Eldar probably going to be chortling a little bit harder. Although the Orcs have gotten in, they do manage to kill one of the generators, and going to be going for the Slave Chamber next. You can see the souls are being dropped off. The souls, of course, were being harvested, but I think the Harvester did get killed. And now the Orcs are just going to be blasting everything. But the Orcs did lose their production building. They're having to build a pile of guns up here. They don't have any way to make more units. Tower of Loathing going down to the back. The Orcs have a lot of Daka here, and the Eldar are running all the way back. Yeah, they're not the Necrons. They don't have the fancy teleportation energy. If the Hall of Blood goes down as well, that's going to be a big, big issue. Because then the Orcs, I feel like the Orcs have done a little bit more in the base trade overall. So Archon's coming in with his two characters. The Incubus, adding more, increases the effectiveness of his abilities and reduces their recharge time. Commander's Retinue. But the Eldar army will for sure win in a fight. Between the Archon and the three squads with their upgraded rifles, the Hall of Blood is there. Probably going to be seeing another worker coming out, a tortured slave, and they'll do his thing. The Orcs teleporting across the ridge. Very, very cool base trading there. That was interesting. Those Orcs do get locked down, snared by the dreaded Archon, if I'm not mistaken, and get absolutely massacred. So, yeah, Dark Eldar can probably just keep pushing and counterplay here. Move all the way up, although this is an entrenchment. We have a freaking pile of guns. Evie Boy armor research. So upgrades the health of Sluggo Boys, Shooter Boys, Storm Knobs. Okay, so basically just makes all those guys into Chads. Understood. Moving up, Warrior squads are doing it. Archons are there as well. And on the other side, a little bit of split pushing from the Orcs. Sluggo Boys going to be trying to ninja the points where they can. Are the Dark Eldars going to be able to follow up and get the job done? They do have their Protoss. God, Protoss buildings are so freaking strong. And look at that, he's gathering the souls. So the tortured slave is going to be gathering the souls. Okay, from the fallen enemies. Very, very clever. I don't know if you can break this position, though. Between the wall banners and the listening posts, that's going to be a really tough cookie to crack. I mean, Dark Eldar are not super tanky like Necrons, for example, that can move in and really endure a lot of the firepower, but they are mowing down the Orcs. That damage from those Warriors is no freaking joke. Orc Boy squad's getting hammered. The Archon taking it like a champ. Dude, that Death Star of the Archon Warriors is so freaking... Or not Archon Warriors, the Eldar Warriors is so gross. A pile of guns going to be getting it. I mean, they are losing some models here and there, but the Orcs just hemorrhaged like most of their army in that situation. But the Archon does get killed. A little bit blunderous. The Archon did get killed right there. He got focus fire during all that, and he's not a cheap character to replace. A couple Warriors going to be coming over here to do glorious battle with the Orcs, and they will lose in melee, so you got to be careful with that. Fighting into the Orc entrenchment, not easy. And it looks like the boys' hut was rebuilt here. And the Dark Eldar have Hall of Blood and the Homunculus Laboratory. Nothing else beside that for now. Warrior squad shooting away right there, blasting into the Orcs and farming their souls, but it has been taken. Oh, look, he's got the crooked moon. He's got like the moon there. I love it. It's great flavor. And the Gremlin going to be building the listening post on top of the relics, and I'm surprised this one has not been taken yet. That's a critical location. You could just be grabbing it for free. GG being dropped here, and it looks like the Orc player is going to be tapping out, which he has lost. The Eldar have him basically camped in his base. They're taking the entire map here. They're winning most of the fights. So, yeah, the Warrior squad able to get some really, really nasty work in there. And the upgraded timing, very, very cool to see. All right, so you can see the more advanced players, they know when to tap out. They, like, know when they're done. Yeah, that was a good match, though. All right, so game one here is going to be going to Vindicare. And let's get this and upgrade it for Vindicare there. So there he goes. Okay, perfect. Okay, and let's go ahead and quit this battle now, and we're going to get ready for game two in this best of three series. So after this, we got Vindicare versus CK here, and next up it's going to be Roughhouse versus Miles Edge, Miles, I believe, Miles Edge or something. Okay, and from him, and then Clay. And cool, so we're getting through it. We are getting through it. So waiting for that, and the players again are welcome to switch factions. So if you are listening, you guys, if you want to switch factions, by all means, go for it. Okay, so looking here, let's find this. And we're just waiting for the next one. Some interesting game name lobbies here. That is for sure. All right, where are we at? I see Infirmum's lobby, that one's still a ways off. That's one of the later matches we're doing here. I don't think he's made it yet, unless I'm crazy and I'm missing it. Let's refresh that one more time. There it is. All right. So let's get the Eye of Horus going, and what the hell is the password? Oh yeah, I think it was do it. Do it. Do it. Hey, Happy Aina says, your RTS content is great. I found you recently playing this. Watch some of your other stuff like Lord of the Rings while you're... Hey, thank you, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the goodies. We got random being picked. All right. Let's see what's going on. So they have the map. Open to map suggestions if you want to pick maps or auto match pool. Yeah, whatever they want to do. Custodes would be interesting. Custodes, how the hell are you supposed to say that? The toads. Talk about, that's an easy army to collect in tabletop, but man, when you look at like the price of the guardsman units like we're chatting about, it's pretty nuts. Oh man, stretching the old man hands here. Let's get it. So Dark Eldar for Vindicare, and it looks like a random pick on the other side. This map looks fine to me. I think that this one would probably be fine. I don't know what they're going to be doing. Seems fine. They're going to be ready in a moment. I would actually like to see a Space Marine game. We haven't seen Space Marines getting a lot of love today. I don't think we've had a single Space Marine pick. We've had no Eldar. We've had no Space Marines. Oh, you picked them, Matt? Okay, cool. So you're going to be playing Marines for us? Cool. We need some brother captains and some brother this, brother that. Getting in there, you know? Yes. Have we had any series that have been 1-1 today? I think most of the games have been 2-0s. I think we might have had one that went 1-1. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Getting old, you know? The concussions are catching up to me. All right, guys. Ladies and gentlemen of the far distant grim dark future, spawning in on the west side of the map, it is going to be Vindicare X. And he is going to be here with his dreaded Dark Eldar. Looks like an absolute menace to play against. And to the east, it's going to be our Orcish champion. Did he go random and get Orcs again, or did he pick Orcs at the last second? I don't know. But even still, it is going to be the Orcs opening up with the Slugga boys. And kind of a cool map, actually. And it's like a lot going on. You got your relics here. Yeah, this is a classic map. I play this one quite a bit on ladder as well. So it should be fun, man. I'm learning. Dark Eldar seem pretty cool. Orcs, I know, can get pretty scary late game. Their war tracks and their war trucks, and then, of course, the knobs. Knobs are pretty beast mode. I've been crumped by them a fair few times. And what is it going to be in the base? So the Protoss buildings seems like a huge... Here's the thing. For anybody who actually knows how to play this game. Can the Dark Eldar in this game insta-build their listening posts? Like, do they need to stay there to build it? Or they can just like build it and go away? I guess we're going to find out right now. Oh, that's so freaking good. That is such a smooth mechanic. Because normally you really have to like sit there and babysit it, and it's like, you know, your enemy can harass you, but the fact that you can just Protoss build even your listening posts seems a little bit cracked. Man, okay. Mandrake's going to be heading over to the east, and the Orcs setting up their peripheral listening posts out here with their little Gretchens, grabbing what they can, and the Mandrake's going to be putting the pressure on early, but I think the listening post is going to finish, and it should be online. I believe, does it start with a gun? Yeah, it's got the... Oh, look at the little Gretchen with the machine gun. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, it's not a lot of damage, but it's not insignificant either, so... They Protoss build everything. All right, today we learned. Up to the north, Tower of Loathing was getting attacked by something. It looks like it was stable now. I think there were some Orc boys over there, some Sluggo boys or something. Homunculus Laboratory is coming up now. I expect we're going to be seeing maybe the Reaver jet bikes. I think you need to get this building for those, right? And it unlocks it in the Dark Foundry. I've never played Dark Eldar before, really, so I'm kind of learning on the fly here. Okay, so Mandrake's going to be engaging versus the boys. The boys are going to be planting the flag there. And there are going to be 2 Mandrakes harassing in, and the Orcs going to be pulling their big mech across. And yeah, we're getting the Reaver jet bikes, which is pretty wild that they only cost 1 vehicle cap, right? So you're able to get 3 of them immediately. It's pretty good, and they have the vehicle armor and everything, right? So that's quite a menace. So I would imagine what you do with Dark Eldar is you use the Reaver jet bikes to keep your opponent trapped in their base while you take map control, and then you just tech into other things like, you know, whatever you need to deal with, I suppose, your opponent's composition. No critical locations have been taken, and the first Reaver jet bike is out. Now, is Homie going to wait till he gets a couple of them to really show his hand? Tower of Loathing being set up. We do not see the Soul Harvesters being prioritized super hard this game. Rather, it's going to be the Reaver jet bikes there. The Dark Eldar forgot 1 point in his base. Ah, hell yeah, dude. Sounds like one of my games. I love it. Big Mac is cackling around. He's rolling. Maybe looking to get to some of the Mandrakes, but now we get the Reaver jet bike. Now, how will the Big Mac do against this thing? Big Mac doesn't take much damage. He hits hard enough that he's able to fight it off. And you can always just repair the jet bike, right? So what you want to do, if you guys have ever played like Company of Heroes, is you just want to like use your vehicles to bleed manpower off your opponent, and then, or requisition. And then you just pull back and repair, and you didn't really lose any manpower, and they did. It's a very, very strong mechanic in these kind of relic-style RTS games. All right, Tortured Slave going to come and repair this bike, I would imagine. The Orcs are going to have a really bad time here trying to push deep and greedily because the jet bikes can just come and farm them. And you're going to see this Orc Boy squad taking quite a beating here. One of them is going to be killed here in a moment. They're trying to get melee, but that's 1 down, and wiping a squad here would be pretty brutal. It seems like Vindicare is really, really aggressive with these hunts. And actually, the replenishment is being used on the Orc Boys to try and keep them alive. We'll see if they escape. So, Orcs got a big Shoot-A-Boy squad up here. They're doing their thing, and the jet bikes are going to be cruising for a bruising. So, chasing those bad boys down. Vindicare coming in with the Mandrakes. I would assume Mandrakes are pretty quick. And that is going to be a full wipe right there. So, that is not good for the Orcs. Some souls to be harvested, surely. Alright, so the Reaver jet bikes causing good pressure, and now going to be moving into listening posts here with their Mandrakes. He's doing a very different build from what we saw last time. 2 more Reaver jet bikes. Wow, so he's got 4 of those freaking jet bikes, guys. That's going to be hard to deal with. If he loses this listening post, that's going to be a big setback. But Orcs are securing their side of the map. You know, securing their own little Helm's Deep. Both players are taking their portion. So this is definitely a better game for the Orcs than last game. A little bit more of a direct map where it's just like a big open middle. Whereas the last one had some interesting like lanes that led to base trading and whatnot. Yeah, Dark Eldar do seem like they're ahead. I mean, oh my god, he's got 6 of the bikes right now. And he's upgrading and trying to get more. Oh my god. How many does he have in total? Is it 6? Oh my god, dude, look at this filth coming across the board. Oh my god, how are the Orcs going to be able to deal with that? Are they going to? I guess Shoot-A-Boys actually are fending him off. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought, but even still, he's gonna go pick off whatever he can. So Orcs going to be setting up a WA banner here as the Bikers going to be wild hogging it. Best movie ever made, by the way, Wild Hogs. And they're going to be shooting into the Orc Boys. Basically just farming the weak squads. That's going to be a boy squad going down and workers dying, right? Like, how can the Orcs keep up with this? That is so freaking troll. Oh my god. Just bleeding his opponent dry here. as he kills all those Gretchen, and the Orc Boy squad doesn't lose a single freaking bike, retreats, repairs. So he basically just took like maybe 400 or 500 requisition from his opponent and didn't lose any himself, right? Yeah, the Orc Harley Davidson. Yeah, he's going to need the Orc War Tracks. The War Tracks are pretty good against those bikes if memory serves. All right, the boy set's coming. More shooter boys are going to be here, and it's going to be so hard to move out. We do see a Mandrake squad caught out here. Maybe could be killed. I feel like against Dark Eldar, says Clammy in chat, you're stuck on the defensive until tier 2. Their map control is really good. Yeah, the bikes are good. They have pretty cost-effective mobile infantry here, it looks like, and dude, they're fully repaired. Oh man, now they're coming back for more. Like, all these Orc positions are going to be isolated so freaking hard. And the Orc army cannot keep pace. The only thing they can do is maybe teleport with the Big Mac, but the Big Mac is going to get focus fire down by 6 of these things. All right. So, big Daka into the Wa Banner. Bikes are taking a little bit of damage here, but we are going to be seeing a Wa Banner get taken down. Mandrake has taken the top, so the critical location there, and Vindicare, I think, has all of them. So Vindicare has all the critical locations. The 5-minute victory timer's there. One of the bikes does get taken down, though, and is immediately replaced by another one. So we had one in queue right there. So now we see Mandrake Infiltration, and we are going to be seeing another Reaver jet bike coming out. All right, so homie leaning really hard into the jet bikes. Are the Orcs going to be going tier 2 anytime soon? It looks like it's mainly just shooter boys. Now the bike's going to be going top, and they are going to be poking into these bad boys. Into the Wa Banner. How's the HP on the bikes? Looks like they're tanking it relatively well. And the Wa Banners, I don't know how much they cost, but a freebie in the middle. Mandrakes do get obliterated by all the shooter boys there. So that's a lot of Daka. I mean, maybe the Daka can push like a Death Star blob and get in there. What's the tech switch going to be? So we do see the Slave Chamber. The souls are now being harvested for army abilities. Another Reaver jet bike is on the way out. And maybe the Eldar delve too greedily and too deeply. I don't think so. I think with their listening posts here. Is that thing just... Okay, I thought that was like flesh on top, but no, it looks like it's just some sort of a contraption. Middle's going to be decapped here, but the Dark Eldar still do have 2 of the victory points. So you're going to need to get another one, or else they're still going to win in 4.5 minutes. It's really tricky, right? Because, like, if you split up your army, the bikes pick you apart. But the only way you can beat them is if you stay together, and then... But you need to split up to deal with the victory point thing. That's the hard part here. So Stealth Mandrakes are out. The souls continue being harvested, and now we do see the Poison Blades. So Dark Eldar are going to get poisoned, okay, on their Mandrakes. The bikes are creeping down, but you got to be careful. Those shooter boys will unleash a pretty hellish salvo here. And yeah, I mean, that's not bad. Those bikes get killed really, really quickly by the shooter boys, it would appear. Shooter boys can shoot up in the high ground into the Tower of Loathing and take that down. Mandrakes running back here. Eliciting Post going to be picking off a few of those. And the Orcs are now knocking on Heaven's Door a little bit, guys. What are we going to see? More bikes? Any other tech? For the Orc base, I think it's just straight up shooter boys. We are getting the Tank Buster Infiltration, and then a Tank Buster unit. Nice. So he's going to have stealth anti-vehicle to kill those bikes. All right. That's kind of cool. So that's going to be the Slave Chamber getting Daka down there. A good close game between these players so far. Reaver Targeting Module improves accuracy and damage of jet bikes, especially while moving. We have another Reaver jet bike in queue, and the Night Shield Research, so they get Night Shield. So they get vehicles in darkness, increasing their survivability. Very, very cool. All right, we're learning. This is fun. Witch Cult Arena is going to be coming, so the Witch Elves, the Witches will perhaps be on their way out to try and zerg the shooting units. In the middle, we do see the decap coming in. Vindicare, there needs to be an Orcish decap. And it looks like he did get it. Okay, so the Orcs were able to get down here. Oh, did he use the infiltrating, guys? I think he did. Oh, the Orcs infiltrated with their tank busters bottom and decapped it. Oh, what an MLG play. I love that. Very, very nice. Okay, Mandrake's going to be setting up top again to try and capture that point. Meanwhile, the Orcs in the middle are gathering their strength. They're gathering their strength to him. Yes, they are. So what is it going to be? We see the leader health, which is going to increase the squad leader efficiency. The shooter boy blob doing pretty good with the tank busters. I really like this combo. And the Dark Eldar lost a couple listening posts, man. I mean, they're kind of getting put on the back foot a little bit, but I assume, yeah, the Archon retinue, he's getting like a ton of upgrades, man. I can feel the power spike coming. But the Orcs are wogging all over their face a little bit, guys. The tank busters are out, maybe going to be busting a fat one on their opponent's face. We will have to see. The Archon getting upgraded and getting his nice little retinue there. Mandrakes with their poison. The Reaver jet bikes are at the ready. And are we going to be seeing the Witch Elves? The Witches come out. Okay, the fight is on. The Archon and his Mandrakes are moving in. The tank bus is going to get karate chopped. And the bikes move around the front side. And there's a homunculus out too to apply a little bit of a heroic presence and some poison and some shenanigans. All right, the Orcs are going to be fanning out their formation. Will the Shooter Boys and the Tank Bustas be able to hold? Tank Bustas are mowing down these freaking Reaver jet bikes. Getting quite a bit of work done in there. Granted, the Archon squad is really just giving the biz to these guys. He's getting into melee with all his upgrades we just saw, doing a lot of damage, and the jet bikes are actually not even being focused that much anymore. It looks like he built a replacement for the ones that were killed, and a very decisive victory for the Eldar. The Orcs, you know, they delved greedily and deeply, and it looks like they had some momentum there, but the Archon with his upgrades and the Reaver jet bikes are not going to let any of these guys escape. They now have the upgrade that lets them shoot better on the move as well. So bread is going to be buttered. All right, so they go down. The Orcs are going to be teleporting away. Is he out of the game? Do the Orcs have any tech coming of their own? Okay, finally we see war trucks coming out. This is what the Orcs have needed for quite some time. Go back to their perspective and see their invisible units. It's like their Gretchens are invisible. So that is a war truck or a track? It's a war truck. Okay, so that's an anti-infantry tool. The tracks are the ones that kill vehicles. Taking a look at the income for both players, we have 122 and 53 for the Orcs. And the Eldar are 92 and 50. So even though the Orcs did die there, a lot of souls being harvested, by the way. The Orcs do have the economic advantage right now. So maybe they can afford to lose some of these units to rebuild them. I don't know. We will see, guys. We will see. Archon chillaxing in the middle. Very nice even fight between these players. This could be potentially the first one that goes the distance today. Maybe goes to game 3. Most of the matches have not. Gathering up here. Witches are now out in the field, and they're getting mowed down by the truck, though. The truck does very good damage against these. And the Witches are not cheap. They're 60 and 15 with power to replenish, so they're going to want to retreat. But syncing up the Witches with those freaking warp doggies is so nasty. If you do that combo and like all the combat drugs. And now, oh, do we have knobs out? I think I saw knobs. Oh, Dad is here. Knob squads. Look how thick these guys are. All right, guys, the knobs are here. And those guys, they know how to freaking crump. 9,500 HP. They are ready to take a beating for Gork and or for Mork. Also, the Dark Eldar don't have any of their Scourges or anti-vehicle out, really. So, you know, these trucks are going to be pretty annoying for them for now. The Orcs are kind of crushing it economically. Yeah, they're looking pretty good here. So Wog Banner's here. Mega Knobs. Oh, yeah, dude. Let's freaking go. Giga Chad Mega Knobs. Basically Orc Terminators. Who doesn't love it? Vindicare does have the victory points. They are being slowly decapped right now. But we got Knobs, Shooter Boys, War Truck, and also Mega Knobs out of the battlefield now. This is going to be a pitched fight, guys. It's going to be good. But Scourges are here. Scourges are your anti-vehicle for the Dark Eldar. And, of course, we do have the Jet Bikes and the Witches. So the Witch Squad going to be teamed up with the Archon there in the front. One of the trucks is going to be getting poked. It does run away, and the Knobs are now waddling to the middle. Where's the actual Knob Squad? Oh, they're top right now. This is actually not good for the Orcs. They're a little bit out of position. They're going to need to pull back, consolidate their forces, and get that decap there, which it looks like they're going to right now. That's been something that's been very good for Vindicare. He's been constantly capturing those special locations to put the pressure on. The Mega Knobs do not give a shit about these Witches. Although in melee, I don't know how that would go. I assume the Mega Knobs would win. A little bit of a greedy over pursuit here. He's going to be bleeding a lot of manpower as they do get mowed down by some of the turrets right there. So it's got to feel good. And now the Knobs are gathering with the Mega Knobs and the trucks. Pretty elite Orc army. I would imagine the Dark Eldar are going to be up to no good also in their base. As we do see the Agonizer. So the Archon uses, okay, melee damage, pretty good. More souls are being harvested, and now we got a big fight in the middle, ladies and gentlemen, as the Knobs have engaged with the Witches. Scourge is jumping over, getting a nice angle on the War Trucks, and the Mega Knob's going to be enraged here, moving in and getting ready to do the bonketing. War Trucks are doing it. Kind of looks like the Orcs are enduring here, but there's a lot of damage, and the Knobs are a very rare sighting of a Knob squad and getting mowed down. I mean, the bikes, with all their upgrades, can certainly do good damage. One of the trucks going down as well. Mega Knob's trying to fight it out in the middle. The other truck is going to be focus fired. Shooter Boys doing good damage against some of the Witches and whatnot. But both trucks are down, and now we get the Dark Elf Raiders, the Dark Eldar. GG being called. The Orcs getting folded here in the middle. The Scourges jumping and taking those bad boys down was a very, very nice play. And that was a good fight. That was really cool to see. We got to see some endgame units. You know, the Knobs, the Mega Knobs, the Raider there, the Witches. That was a fun one. So, ladies and gentlemen of the Grimdark future, that is going to be a victory going to Vindicare X. But a really, really good attempt by CK there. He put up a great fight that game. That was a back and forth game, and it looked like the Orcs might have had a chance. But Vindicare, a ruthless, ruthless enemy here, able to get it done. The true Archon there, yes. Watching those like Dark Eldar, like it gives me, I'm like, oh my god, playing against that would just be so hard. So what do we got here? GG. So next up we have Roughhouse versus Miles. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go join that game right now. So we have, this one is a lower level match. These are going to be beginners. So we're going to get some wild shit happening in this game, I am sure. So let's go join this one. And now we need to find Miles' game here. I love the retro menu. I mean, I feel like if they're going to remaster an entire game, they could have like given us some new menus and like ways to, you know, like I feel like in the replay tools, I mean, understandably replays should be a low priority, right? Because it's only for people like, but even still, it would have been nice. All right, join this, do that, cool. Cool. Saying well played to those players here, and now we're going to be watching the Eldar versus the Dark Eldar. Okay. A little bit of a Eldar civil war here. Should be fun. And let's see what's cooking. I'm ready. GLHF. How do I get in this gaming? It's coordinated in the Discord, yeah. You just need to be on our Discord. Let me fix the names, by the way. So that's going to be 0, 0. And then we have CKL. It's going to be... He's going to be Platypus. And that player is going to be Miles. You got Platypus versus Miles here. There we go. That fits. Cool. Yeah, Necrons do feel like a really beginner-friendly faction. Just kind of the slow play style. You can afford to lose map control a little bit more than other factions. So we got an Eldar Civil War. I think our last best of 3 after this is going to have Space Marines in it, which is weird. Like you in most games you're like, oh, I'm so sick of seeing Space Marines. Let's give me some other factions. But here we're just getting like Space Marine City, you know, which is kind of cool to see. All right, so let's break it down and turn off the fog of war. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this best of 3 showdown between Miles and Platypus. Spawning on the north side of the map, it's going to be our Dark Eldar champion. This is going to be Miles. And to the south, it's going to be the dreaded Platypus, and he is going to be playing the good guy Eldar. And curious to see, you know, what are we going to see? Some what are those guys called? The Dark Reapers are in play. Yeah, you got the Warriors, all sorts of neatness. And it is going to be a Guardian squad coming out right away. Okay, Guardian are, of course, their basic unit. They're equivalent of like the Guardsmen. Cool. Dark Eldar are going to be getting their mandrakes. We immediately see 2 plasma generators coming up and the Dark Foundry. I wonder if we're going to be seeing the jet bikes. The jet bikes do seem really, really nasty. I think Dark Eldar might be one of the next factions I want to learn, because man, they got a lot of nasty tricks. Those bikes seem super punishing. Now, even when he got them upgraded, they were able to scale pretty well into late game. I thought they might fall off in some of those late game fights, but Vindicator did a really good job making those guys work. All right, aspect portals coming out, webway gates, plasma generators, all that sort of fun witchcraft that the Eldar like to bring to the table. Mandrake's going to be fanning out of the map, grabbing resources wherever they can, Towers of Loathing, and here the Dark Foundry. What is it going to be producing? The Hellion Squad. Interesting. Okay, so we haven't seen these. All right, so Hellion Squad is a skirmisher, effective at melee, good against infantry. Okay, so it's like a speedy boy. Fun to see. We didn't get to see them in the past couple games there. We did not get to see them. So the Guardian's going to be capturing critical locations. Guardian Squad here going to be capturing as well. Nothing really avant-garde out of the gates. No weird Bronzodia rushes, but I'm curious to see what he's going to do with the Hellion. Tower of Loathing's being upgraded. You know, the Protoss building thing is very tempting for me because it's like, it just addresses my haggardness of not finishing buildings. But yeah, they're going to be up to no good here. Who do you guys think is going to win? Who are you rooting for? Let us know. You an Eldar or Dark Eldar fans? Both of them represented here in this battle. Relic going to be taken immediately by both sides. So the Mandrakes and Guardians getting their respective things. And now we get the... Are these guys like surfing? Oh yeah, so it's like dudes surfing. Oh, it's like the Green Goblin. It's like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. They're like riding on like a Razor surfboard thing. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so 46 damage in melee. Yeah, they should be able to beat a Guardian in melee pretty decisively, right? So here they come. And they're going to move in, and immediately these Guardians start taking some substantial damage action. Now, some hybrid shooting could come in. We got a Bone Singer going to be building up this building, and some stealth units. Oh god, stealth units are so troll. So we got to go here so we can see the infiltrating units. Rangers on the way out, and it looks like the Guardian's able to get away without taking too much damage. And, oh, Rangers are really cool. Yeah, look at that. They got that, like, loading sniping animation. That's pretty rad. I like to see that. So, will the Drukhari, as chat have said, flay them alive? Find out today. A listening post being built everywhere, and the middle is being taken by the Hellion squad. I assume the Rangers and the Guardians will be able to head them off. Who knows? Over here to the far east side, Relic is being recaptured now, and it seems like we have a pretty even little game between these players. These guys are both newer players who just started playing, I believe, with the Definitive Edition, which is cool to see. Guardians obviously could have a terrible time against these Hellions in combat. A lot less damage, a lot less HP. Pretty much everything is going to favor. Do we get any sync kills? Oh, yeah, they're running him over. So that is going to maybe be a Guardian squad wipe. But if some of the Hellions go down in exchange, would be a nice little trade there. This unit could be salvaged. You can start replenishing that unit to make sure he doesn't have to build another one. Over here, Relic is being taken, and it looks like we are going to be developing into a bit more of a late-game battle between these players. Or mid-game, I do dare say. So, Reaver Jet Bike is out. Is he going to be getting a bunch of Reaver Jet Bikes? I think I agree with the sentiment that if you have one Reaver Jet Bike, it's not very effective, but when they're like Velociraptors, you know? If you get a couple of, well, like one of them is not going to do much, I guess, you know, but when you get a pack of them hunting together like wolves, you know, they can really start to do work. Because one Jet Bike can probably just be fended off here, right? By these guys. But he's Limp Bizkitting into his opponent's base. He's rolling. I guess there's no wheels, so he's more like hovering, but you guys metaphorically rolling. So those guys going to do it. And they are getting it done. Listening post going to be coming up here. War Shrine is being upgraded, and the Reaver Jet Bike is just mainly doing some glorified scouting. Nothing too crazy. Do we see a second Jet Bike coming out? I'm sure the Dark Eldar player was watching the last game, so maybe he learned a little bit. You know, he's able to watch and see what the very scary Vindicator was doing. Granted, his strategy is very, very different. I'll take a look. I can't look at the Discord right now. I see some of you guys asking me to check the chat, but I will take a look after the game's over. But for now, we are focused on this game here. All right, are those going to be Dark Reapers? Oh, look at the pizza feet. Oh, they have like big old pizza feet. All right, so Dark Reapers are out. These guys hit pretty hard with their shooting. I remember in tabletop, they have wrecked quite a bit. Keep floating, that's right. Guardian, Ranger's going to be stealth capturing the middle. And now the Dark Eldar, ooh, they're trying to decap it. We'll see, but the Dark Reapers should be able to set up and do some nice DACA. Rangers pop out of stealth and begin to start shooting, but they're in melee, which is not what they want to be doing. The Dark Reapers need to be microed a little bit better there, get them in combat. As Rangers are running, and there's the Dark Reaper firepower. Okay, that's going to start adding up. Rangers have turned about face. And overall, I think the Eldar army is going to win this fight. I think there's just more of them. And we do have the Homunculus, which is looking extra evil and edgy, looking straight out of Hot Topic, or the Hellraiser movie, one of the two. But yeah, the Skirmishers not going to be doing well against the critical massive shooting that we do have here. The Homunculus is still pretty healthy, though. The fact that he's running instead of fighting, I think you could probably stand and fight and finish off these guys, but I think he's getting a little bit stressed out by it. Fanning out his units here. Dark Reaper's tied up, and I think there are some Mandrakes in there still, actually. Got to keep these guys in the fight right now, because now the fight's going to start switching to the Dark Eldar. Since those Rangers retreated, we're going to be seeing the Homunculus getting nice picks, a lot of models being bled, and the Reaver jet bikes, and, okay, now everything is turning on its head. The reinforcements coming in, the speed, the bikes, the Hellion squads, the Eldar are going to be forced back to their craft world here. Dark Reapers also being forced back. The Listening Shrine is here and is going to be able to put a little bit of firepower down, but overall, pretty good stuff. Now, do we have a hero for these characters? I don't see an Archon in the field. The Homunculus is like a Walmart version of a hero, but this could be the end of the road. Honestly, that push became very catastrophic. You know, there's some units over here not engaged in the combat. Rangers putting some nice DACA down, but the Dark Eldar are really, really crunk right now, guys. They're moving up and they're doing quite a bit of work. Farseer getting blasted, and this Farseer is going to be getting surrounded as well, and probably killed. I think there's just too many. Not enough base defenses. Not that you need more base defenses. You need to just win the fight, but she's going to just get crushed by all those units, I think. Yep, she's down for the count, I believe. Sure looks like it. Yep, there she goes. And that's GG. I think now you just get base camps. You're just going to basically just have your opponent sit in your base and kill everything that spawns. Not going to be able to get a critical mass. Not having these units involved in the fight definitely hurt pretty bad. But it does look like Miles is going to be getting the job done with his dreaded Hellion play. Silver Surfers did pretty good. Yeah, the Green Goblins. Yeah, they didn't do bad. GG being dropped by both players. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be moving on over to game 2. As he has dropped out, victory for the Drukhari, victory for Miles. Let's update the scorecard here. Miles is going to get it. There we go. Eldar had pretty mediocre infantry, you're saying? Got it. Good to know. Okay. So we're going to quit the battle. Yes. And we can prepare for the next game. All right. So now we'll check the Discord messages. Let's see. I'm being pinged here. Okay. So let me see. We have Inframim versus Clay. Okay. Hoopsaya is here and wanted to play as well. Mm-hmm. So checking. Okay. Let's see if we can find you an opponent. Okay, so I'm reading here to see who I can find as an opponent for him. He's lurking nearby. If whoever was trying to shoot me messages, just go to the Dawn of War section of our Discord. It's the best place to just chat because direct messages I can miss during the stream. All right. No problemo. Don't see anything right now. Okay. Anyone play Eldar? Yeah, we just had an Eldar game right now, and they're going to be getting played again. It's a best of 3 series. So we have Roughhouse versus Miles, and then Infirmum versus Clay is going to be after this. Okay. Let's join the game. Look for Miles' lobby. The Brothers' War. Oh. Okay. Stepped out. What are you doing? Is the name of the lobby. Oh my god. There he is. All right, I found him. The Eye of Horus. We will join, and the very simple password there. Cool beans. Oh, okay. So we have Infirmim versus Hoopsaya. We could do that. Okay. Because Saya. Okay, great. Because his opponent had to leave. All right, perfect. So, oh, we got Miles switching to Chaos, and then we got Space Marines for Platypus. I like that. Cool. How much longer are we streaming for? We're going to have another best of 3 after this, and then we'll see where we're at, because the games can go long. A very classic matchup here. So we have the Imperial Fist versus Iron Warriors. Hey. Nice. Lore fight. We got a lore fight. Iron Warriors versus Imperial Fists. I know. Chef's kiss. Sign me up. This is perfect. So, good luck, have fun. They can start whenever they're ready. Thank you guys all for joining tonight. If you are enjoying what you're seeing here, please do drop a like. It helps out quite a bit. If not, no worries. And, cool. Players are starting here. Okay. And we will get the Duel of Fates underway. Can you put this game on grid hotkeys? Yeah, you can. Yeah. That's how I play. I play with grid hotkeys. Okay. So, this map, we had this map. This is the one that has like that water, the canal in the middle, right? Where there's like the sacred point in the middle. Yeah, I think so. Imperial Fist versus Iron Warriors, 2 hours of base building and no one advances. That's right. And if we want to get really lore friendly. I just like the Iron Warriors aesthetic is so cool. I mean, Imperial Fists are a cool faction too, but man, I like Iron Warriors with that like heavy metal, and their helmets are like very old school looking. I love the look of those guys. Yeah. All right, so let's break it down and see what's cooking. Ladies and gentlemen of the grimdark future, welcome to this best of 3 match. It's going to be the game 2 between Miles and Platypus. On the north side, it's going to be the Chaos Temple. Granted, he's not turbo building it, so he's kind of losing out on the little advantage he has there. He's just doing a regular build. Normally, you would want to use your Slaneshi kind of turbo build thing, and you can get units on your opponent's base quicker, but it's honestly not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. So it's going to be Miles in the north with the Dark Gods, and to the south, it's going to be the dreaded Platypus with the Space Marines. Space Marines. They are here, and the Scout Marines going to be grabbing whatever they can out of the map, and another Scout Marine squad is going to be grabbing this here. Cool. So yeah, usually you just spam out a couple scouts. From there, mix in some tactical squads, a force commander, you know, all that good stuff that you guys want some more Chaos ASMR? Hold on, I got you.
What is your wish?
There you go.
Great one.
What is your wish? Great one. They're such Grima worm tongues, man. So it's going to be a CSM opening with a Chaos Lord. Interesting. So not going to be doing the very typical Raptor push, harass. Rather, going to be going for the Giga Chad CSMs, followed up by the Chaos Lord. And for the Space Marines, we do have a tac squad coming out, and I do not see a Force Commander out on the field yet. Servitors heading over there to build up the eliciting post. Servitors, definitely one of the more grimdark elements of 40k. They're pretty creepy. Cultists grabbing what they can, and oh, look at the Iron Warriors scheme. Sick. Those guys look awesome. Iron Warriors, by the way, if you guys want to paint Chaos Space Marines, they're one of the easiest factions to paint. You just spray paint them silver, and then you just need to do the trim, and they're basically done. It's very efficient. All right, so we got Space Marine squads versus CSM squads. CSM apparently have a little bit less HP. CSM hit harder in melee, Space Marines, okay. But CSM have a higher model count they can get. Okay, interesting balancing there. Now the Marines are thinking about moving in, but it looks like the CSM going to be engaging versus the Scouts in the middle. They better start reinforcing though, or else they're going to get 2v1 by the Scouts and by the big old Space Marine squad over here. So they didn't get the pick on that unit, which feels bad. They could have gotten in cover here if they hid behind that, but rather they choose to run, which means they're going to be taking a lot of damage because their opponent is standing still. Therefore, their accuracy is going to be a bit more efficient here. And more cultists coming out, and the big old Chaos Lord is now on the way. So, Space Marines, do we see a Force Commander? We do not. Players taking what they can, Scouts grabbing everything on the map. Space Marines definitely have slightly better map control now. They do have access to this middle strategic point here, although I guess it's pretty even. The cultists need to get busy. Chaos Lord is so freaking cool. Look at this model. Oh, yeah. He looks like a very proper Chaos Lord. He's got spikes on his armor. He's got the golden trim. He's got the trophy of skulls. It's all the goodness that you're here. Yeah, so Iron Warriors are Chaos Undivided, which means they're not pledged to any specific Chaos God. There's various Iron Warriors who worship different gods, or sometimes they just worship the Pantheon as a whole, or even some of the Iron Warriors in lore, they just don't even like the Chaos Gods. They look at them as like a tool to use or something that's like inferior to them. It's all over the place with Chaos. Cultists doing good work here, though. You know, able to maybe get down one of these scout squads here, but they are getting mowed down as well. Cultists are very much glass cannons. So they're doing their crazy little charge animations, but good micro there by Platypus. Able to move those Marines around. Now, in the middle, the Marines have moved up, and they have their chain swords drawn, although they look like just daggers. Should be chain swords, but they do massacre those. Oh, sync kill. Oh, dude, look at that sync kill. That was sick. Just took that guy down. Very, very nice. Running and shooting actually improves your accuracy according to every movie ever. That's right. Yes, it does. You've seen all the movies. Chaos Space Marine Squad has a Chaos Lord, so even if the Marines do get in melee with them, the Lord will be able to bonk them on the head and give them the naughty bonk. Here the Scout's going to start grabbing the points, and there is, of course, the Thermoplasma point over there that can be taken. And now we have the Force Commander, so it's going to be brothers on brothers. Force Commander shooting his bolt pistol. Looks like he's struggling to move there a little bit. And now the fight is on. So Chaos Lord versus Force Commander with some of the Iron Warriors. Very, very fun lore here. On the top side, another CSM squad's going to be coming in to chase away these scouts, and certainly will be able to. But this is... Oh, let's just watch this. Oh, the sync kills are glorious. The Iron Warrior getting the sync kill right there. Some of them getting mowed down by some of the tertiary shooting. But it looks like the Chaos Lord is starting to win this fight. Miles pushing him back. The turret here is going to be very helpful. Oh my god, I'll have a full erection if the Chaos Lord gets a sync kill against the Force Commander. Give it to me, precious. Come on, get in there. Give us the sync kill fighting. Go, Chaos Lord. Go, Force Commander. Oh, Force Commander might get it. Chaos Lord's very low. He's on the run. Dude, he's barely going to get away. And the Chaos Lord does get mowed down by the turrets. Oh, he's got like 1 HP, dude. He's got like 1 HP. So the Scouts are trying to finish him off. He's going to be turning on them right now. And these Scouts are going to get bonked pretty good. Granted, hitting units that run in this game is incredibly difficult. CSM squad able to clean up the flanks, but they need to retake the banner here, and they're going to be planting their scary Iron Warriors banner, which is great fun indeed. The Force Commander, he clutched it. Yeah, he did pretty good. He was able to hold that position. Let's look at the tech options we're seeing. It looks like another tac squad's coming out. Armory is here, and for Chaos, we do not see the Armory coming out yet. So the Armory is pretty important. You can get the Aspiring Champion upgrade. You can obviously get some of the unique weapons. Plasmas probably would be good in the Marine matchup. Granted, Chaos Space Marines cannot get Plasma until Tier 3. I think Cultists get it a little bit earlier, but yeah, they're like glass cannons. Yeah, they can get Plasma at Tier 2, if I'm not mistaken. But Armory's on its way out. We are going to be getting the Unholy Sight to allow the cultists to detect the stealth units, so that's always a good idea. And ladies and gentlemen, the battle does continue. Chaos Lord is healing. I think he heals faster if you put him near your buildings. I could be wrong about that. I think it's one of my conspiracy theories that I have as a new player. All right, so Relic is going to be taken. This would be a huge one to move up on and put a control point on. Getting the fat freaking drop on that would be so good. Chaos Chad Marines at the ready. And over here, we do see a heavy bolter coming up. Kind of interesting. I don't hate that. It's probably a little bit more on the newbie side of things, but it's right up my freaking alley. Just drop a heavy bolter to protect your critical location and then go for the win on that. The other critical location, we got one here. Is there only 2 on this map? So getting a critical location victory here seems incredibly difficult. Heavy bolter turrets are kind of squishy though. They can be taken down. Chaos creep heals you faster. Chaos creep. Okay, so basically you're saying when you're near the chaos base, that like creep coming out of it, like this stuff, is what heals you faster is what you're saying. Okay, understood. CSM going to be bonking down a listening post here. They got their axes out, or their daggers, whatever the hell they're wielding. They should have chain axes, would be way cooler. Listening post getting bonked, but it looks like the Imperial Fist going to be moving over with their Space Marine squads and the Force Commander. And he's got a Thunderhammer. Okay. Definitely can bonk these guys. So those guys need to run. Do not get in melee. You got to just piece the hell out of there, because that Force Commander is going to give you the biz. Although reinforcements are on the way, so they can't afford to take a bad fight and replenish. And it looks like they're going to take the fight. That is an aspiring champion in there. He's duking it out, going for some sync kills, but he gets bonked by the Thunderhammer. And now suddenly I think the Chaos Space Marines are going to turn the tide of the fight. They just have the numbers advantage. And they also have the aspiring champion upgrade. I'm sure they got that from the Chaos Armory. It's really good. It also increases the health, if I'm not mistaken, of the various squads. All right. So, listening post's going to be getting taken down here, and on the other side, Scout's going to be taking this one. Very, very close game we have here. This seems to be one of the more evenly matched matches we've had today, as nobody is really steamrolling the other one. It is hammer time. Thunderhammer seems pretty badass. Moving to the top, we see the dreaded Chaos Space Marines heading to the north, getting ready to secure that point, and the banner has been planted. Oh, I love the old Iron Warriors logo. It looks so cool. It's like very like 80s aesthetic. Oh, look, they're all like praying to the shrine too. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sick. I like that. All right, so Assault Marines, interesting choice. I always feel like Assault Marines are, like in jump pack units in general, are a little bit lackluster, except for harassing, but maybe I will be proven wrong with certain upgrades they have. I mean, they do hit hard, 66 damage compared to 40 on the CSM. And that point is going to be taken. That's going to be a very nice one. Why did these CSM run back, by the way? Yeah, they're going to need to rejoin their homies. Okay, so Miles going to be getting those bad boys south. Very good stuff if he can reunite his forces. Up in the top, we do have the heavy bolter turret and another strategic point being taken. And let's go ahead and take a look at the income for both players. So currently, as it stands, we do see Chaos is at 92 and the Chaos Space Marines are at 82. So very comparable incomes, nothing like obscene, like a huge difference, right? For the Emperor! We do have a listening post here. Chaos definitely is going to want to fight to support the listening post. It's a lot of free damage. And the boys are going to be moving in. So the fight is on, and the Imperial Fist is going to be forced back, not wanting any of that smoke. But the Ceramite power armor of the Marines holds firm, and neither side is going to be taking casualties here. On the top, Cultist getting it done. Is Chaos going tier 2 yet? They are. So the Desecrated Fortress is on the way. All right, all right. Now for the Marines, we do see tier 2, so the Monastery is coming. So both players with very similar timings. Curious what the tech is going to be for the old CSM. I'm personally a big enjoyer of the Khorne Berserkers. I feel like they're just nasty. If you get Khorne Berserkers with the Sorcerer and get the Chains of Torment, or Defilers are really strong too. We do see some Heavy Bolters mixed in. Heavy Bolters are okay. I find that against Marines, the Plasmas are good, but Plasmas you can't get for a long time. So yeah, CSM can go stealth at tier 3, correct. But by that time, the Space Marine should have stealth unlock. Okay, so it's going to be Sacrificial Circle, which is nice because you can pick some pink horrors and put them in reserve, and if your opponent brings out a vehicle, you can call them out. On top of that, it unlocks the Khorne Berserkers from the regular Chaos Temple. So maybe he's just going to be doing it for that. Do we see a Sorcerer coming out? We do. The Chaos Sorcerer, the Heretic, and the Squad Cap increase. Let's frickin' go. Let's get it. Back here, we see the Chapel Barracks. Armory is going to be researching the War Gear level 2, which is going to augment all of the Marine units. Pretty big army here. I mean, attack squads are pretty diverse. You can get plasma guns, flamethrowers, missile launchers. They can, that's kind of interesting about Space Marines is they can fight like tier 2 from tier 1 a little bit. Although, can they not get those upgrades till tier 2? That would be my question. I'm not sure. All right, guys. Both sides are chilling a little bit. Scouts on the back, hanging out, living their best life, living La Vida Loca. And now we have the Chad Chaos Sorcerer, and I would assume he's going to get the Chains of Torment, because otherwise it's just not as exciting. And we get another CSM squad coming out with Aspiring Champions. Okay, so it looks like he's just going to be using the Doombolt ability. We got the Heavy Bolter turret, we got the Eliciting Post in OK shape, and he is going to be building the Thermoplasma, whatever the hell that's called, to get the massive energy. Heavy Bolter turret's ripping in there, but going to die very quickly. And now we have a big Iron Warriors fight versus the good old Imperial Fists. All right, Listening Post getting crumped. I feel like the Space Marine army might be a little bit stronger here. We do see the AoE going down from the Sorcerer, and the Bolters are unleashing a lot of firepower, but the big Thunderhammer Giga Chad, he's like, brother! He's going to be hammering the CSM. That thing hits very, very hard. CSM replenishing, but I think the Imperial Fists are laughing all the way to the bank right now as the forces of Miles are getting hammered by these units. The Sorcerer is putting up a good fight. You know, he's getting in there with his Pimp Cane, as is the Chaos Lord. But the Chaos Lord is about to die here. He's getting taken down. Oh my god, give me a sync kill. Give me a sync kill on the Chaos Lord. All right, he's getting low. Is he going to be able to get away? The Imperial Fists emerge victorious, routing the forces of Chaos. Nasty, nasty gun line right there. And the Sorcerer does get killed. The Chaos Lord, even the Heretic is getting killed. He's like, Master, please. He goes down, and Chaos definitely needs some armor. CSM are not the answer, neither are Pinks. If your opponent's massing infantry, you do not want to be building horror squads. Maybe one in reserve if you're expecting like a Dreadnought or something, but yeah. Homie is just going straight into the heavy weapons team. So he's just getting like big, fat tactical squads, and they're moving in there, so. All right, I think that's going to be GG soon. CSM is losing a ton of ground, and Chaos Space Marine squads are not what you need here. I think vehicles or Khorne Berserkers, like a Defiler would be really good, a Predator. You know, Khorne Berserkers would have been pretty useful in that fight. It was a lot of melee shenanigans, so they would have been good at cutting and ripping and tearing, but he is in big trouble. I mean, I think the Marines can just move in and finish him off here. And that is actually going to be a flip in the series, as we are going to be seeing 1-1. Miles did win the first game, but Platypus is coming back in what appears to be one of our more competitive series of the day, so very fun stuff. Daka, unleashing right there. That's good stuff. And the Pig Cores, I mean, look, you might as well drop them out. Machine Pit is on its way. I don't know how machines come out of that, but we don't ask questions around here. All right, so Banner is being taken. The Marines are just capturing the entire map. They have the relics. Economically, the Space Marines are going to be super far ahead. Pinks are lurking. Is he teching a tier 3? No, he's building a Heretic. Okay, and he needs to finish off building the Machine Pit. He looks like he started building it and then forgot to turn off the power build on his worker. And that worker did die there. All right, so the Imperial Guard looking to shut down their bitter enemy, the Iron Warriors. We do have the Pink Horrors looking extra adorable. Look at those guys. They look like the dog I used to have, the Wookiee. Yeah. Platypus now has the victory condition, 8 minutes. Chaos is gathering its forces, but maybe they can get one Defiler out and try and rat their way back. I don't know. The Marines probably can adapt by just buying some grenade or rocket launchers, and then they'll be fine. Anything else coming from the Marine base? We do have a machine cult. Maybe a dreaded Dreadnought's going to be coming out, but what is it going to be? Oh, it actually is a Predator. Okay, interesting. But for this, to build the Predator, it costs 4 pops. You have to actually get the upgrade, the vehicle cap, which is kind of troll. That's a really strange mechanic how that works, but it is something. All right. So the real trick is that broken morale drops your accuracy to 20% at both range and in melee. You automatically lose the fight if your morale breaks. Interesting, Hellhound. Thank you for that information. I'm sure that'll be useful for a lot of people who are trying to learn this game here. All right, so Chaos Predator popping out soon. It will be helpful in the fight. Will it make the difference? I don't think so. Especially, oh, we have Land Speeders coming out. Very, very cool. And you can upgrade this thing either way. It's flexible, so. I mean, yeah, he really should just go kill the Chaos player. I think he's just delaying the inevitable here. You're going to see the Pinks. They're horrifically squishy at getting shot at, that's for sure. And the Predator's out. The tank is going to be rolling, and yeah, the tank is tanking, but it is still taking damage. The entire Marine army shooting it, and we do see the melee Marines, the Assault Marines, getting into combat there against the Predator. A lot of Daka. The CSM squads with their heavy bolters not doing terribly, all things considered. The land speeder is going to be on its way over, and if he gets the Melta, or the whichever one's good against vehicles, this tank is going to die. All right, so the Chaos Predator on the run. Marines, evil Marines push back into the base. Imperial Fist coming. They have broken the siege, and here they go. That's actually doing respectable damage there, and that's going to be GG well played. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a game 3 as the Marines get the job done. Pretty fun stuff. That was a cool game. Some big infantry fights going down between those squads. So on the backside, the land speeder is going to be on its way over, getting ready to cruise in. GG well played, being said by Miles. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game 3, baby. This one's for all the marbles. Who is going to get it? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, keep it up and you'll be rewarded dearly. Faith is eternal. Thank you, man. All right, Marines get it done. So let's go ahead and update that. So the Platypus is back on the scoreboard after losing game 1. Seems like we have an even match here. And we're going to be seeing what cooks here now. All right, all right. So now we have this. Perfect. So how are we looking? So after this, we have Infirmum versus Hoopsaya, which will probably be the last one. I got some dinner stuff I got to attend to after this. So we'll do this series and then one more series after it, and that will probably be the end of the road. Do you feel more comfortable playing Chaos? Chaos and Necrons. Yeah, those are the ones I feel comfortable playing. Chaos is my most comfortable because I know all their mechanics. I know what most things do. But Necrons are very forgiving too, so I think I have a good time with them. I'm not great, but, you know, we're getting the hang of it. All right, so let's look. There's the lobby there. Let's do this. Join, and perfect. All right. So Chaos for Miles, and Platypus is going to be playing random, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to be playing random. They're both talking shop a little bit, talking some strategy, which I respect. Hey, Cookie, we had Imperial Guard earlier in the stream. They were played in a best of 3. They used Basilisks, which was really fun. Ooh, Necrons versus Chaos. Nice. So these guys are mixing it up. They're really putting on a show for us, which is cool. You enjoy the mods which add additional factions? I haven't played them ever. I've never played them, bud. So when they do come out, I will 100% try it. So I've never played this game. I didn't play it when it came out. I didn't play it any time after that. I'm learning with you guys. So this isn't a tournament, Bangin'. You just need to be in our Discord, and then when I announce these type of events, you just respond in Discord. That's it. That is it. All just done in our Discord. And if we have any mods on YouTube and Twitch that could drop Discord links, it'd be greatly appreciated. If not, I can take care of it. Yes. All right, let's get it. Approaching the 3-hour mark here. Let's go. And a 1v1, can a T-800 beat a Necron Warrior? I feel like the Necron Warrior would win because they have like really advanced, their weapons are more advanced than the Terminators. Like the Gauss rifles like melt things. I feel like it would be enough to melt the Terminator. All right. So Chaos versus Necrons here. Let's get this party started. Yeah, Dao 2 Elite Mod is the only one I played. There's a lot of videos of the channel of us playing Elite Mod. Probably at least 15, 20 live streams we did of that game. Ooh, is he doing Night Lords? Oh, I think he's Night Lords. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 3 in this Best of 3 series between Miles and Platypus. Spawning on the east side of the map, it is going to be the dreaded Platypus. And to the west side, it is going to be Miles. Miles, of course, won the first game, Platypus winning the second game. And now we have Necrons versus Chaos. Now, in my experience, to beat Necrons with Chaos, you gotta just, like, unga-bunga aggression. If you let it get late game, it can get a little bit sketchy. I mean, granted, Chaos does have good late game elements, but Necron late game is really nasty with some of the tech they have. Oh, Revolution. Those videos were a while ago. They were, like, over a year or two ago, so. Where do you rate this RTS in the 40k universe? I mean, Dawn of War 3 is the worst one, right? I don't know, like when I first started playing this, I liked Dawn of War 2 more, but the more I play this, I'm starting to kind of have this one enjoy the classic RTS elements of this one and the depth of like the map control and all that. I mean, I don't know. I like this one and Dawn of War 2 both quite a bit. Yeah, it's great. It's really, really fun. Okay, so Raptor Rush? No, it's going to be Chaos Space Marines. Are these guys Night Lords? Kind of look like it. Yeah, so they're going to be moving across. They almost look like, no, this might be Thousand Suns actually. Oh, look at all the faces, like the texture. Oh, look at that, they actually move. Oh, that's sick. When I zoomed in, like the faces were like moving on the bunker. Yeah, that's fun. So I have wanted to start a Night Lord's army in tabletop for so long, but painting those goddamn lightning bolts is like the worst shit ever. It's just awful, and I'm not going to do it. It's so difficult to make it look good. All right, guys, battle is on. Necron Warriors going to be coming up really aggressive, actually. Cultists can tie them up in melee, but Necron Warriors will beat the brakes off them. Although if you're reinforcing the cultists, you have enough of them, they might be able to fight off a Necron Warrior. I don't know. It's hard to say. These guys are going to be fleeing. A couple of them getting zapped right there. And what is he playing? Is that? Oh, is that a custom? That's not Night Lords. Yeah, I don't think so. All right, guys. Battle is on. Necron's going Penta-Generator Greed. So they are going to be doing 5 of those. And the Necron Warriors are coming out. So no Lord. I mean, this is definitely extremely risky by the Necron player. Because Miles is going to lose these Warriors. Oh, no, the Lord is already out. I missed it. Oh, Saint Kill, baby. Oh, yeah, let's go. So the Necron Lord is out. Okay, so he's not actually being greedy. Yeah, so in that case, the Necrons are going to win this fight. I did not see that the Lord was out. So Necrons are very vulnerable to the early rush. But if they can get that Necron Lord out quickly, they can usually fend off most early rushes. Chaos could, of course, get the Chaos Lord. He's more than up to the task of fighting the Necron Lord. But it does look like the CSM are going to get pushed back. And it's certainly not going to be fun for them. Chaos Lord is on his way out. Listening post not upgraded yet. And are we going to be seeing a rush of a Summoning Corps to get access to the Flayed Ones drop and see the Necrons trying to end the game early? Certainly possible. CSM shooting into the Necron Lord. He's tanking it like a champ. I would imagine the little heretic is going to move in and try and repair this. You definitely do not want to lose this here. The Lord is a very raid boss. Oh my god, he broke that man in half, dude. Cultists coming out. We got 2 cultists going to be jumping on the Necron Warriors, but their numbers are getting a little bit sketchy. Chaos will be able to hold this though, because the Chaos Lord's going to be here in a moment, and he's going to get the job done. We do see a heavy... He's building a heavy bolter turret in his base. Oh my god, he was sweating bullets here. All right. So Platypus is on the back foot, but the Chaos Lord definitely can help fend this guy off. Although honestly, probably what I would do is put the Chaos Lord on the Necron Warriors just to farm them, and then I would run with these guys and kind of kite back. The turret's maybe going to get a couple kills. We'll have to see. One Necron Warrior getting low, and remember the Necron Lord can teleport away. Yeah, definitely did not need that turret, but I understand it. It's like, you know, when you're on the back foot like that, on the precipice of dying, it can be very shady. Summoning Corps is going to be coming out. I honestly think the Necrons could end this game pretty quick. If they gather 2 Necron Warrior squads, fully stock them, and then drop like 2 Flayed Ones in here, they're going to win. That would probably just end the game. The Chaos Army is super weak. It's just 1 CSM squad replenishing. No special weapons or anything, not that it would matter. Heavy bolters against Necrons they're whatever. Plasma is what you really want, but again, tier 3 for Plasma. Chaos did lose a lot. A lot of Marines were hemorrhaged in that fight. Armory is going to be coming up, and the Aspiring Champions will most likely be coming in relatively soon. Over here to the west, we do see the dreaded Marines moving in to fight the Necrons. Not going to be a great fight for them. They do have the cover advantage here. And the Chaos Lord is embedded in that unit, but he's a little bit better in melee. But the Necron Lord's going to just start getting sync kill animations again. Oh, Karate Chop. Is it going to be a Flayed One? It should be. So we see Flayed Ones coming in. I think that this is going to be the end of the road, probably. If the Necrons want to end it now, they probably can. Just focus fire down the listening post with all your warriors, and yeah, I guess just waiting for the Flayed Ones is fine too. So 78% here. We do see the Forbidden Archive coming in. It is super forbidden, guys. Super forbidden. Between Chaos and Necrons, who's more evil? Chaos Space Marines are pretty evil. I mean, Necrons are just trying to... Necrons is kind of like, they're an ancient empire that woke up and found that their house was infested by bugs, you know? And there are situations in lore of like the Necrons working with like Imperium to an extent. Like some of the characters and whatnot. So... I would say Chaos Space Marines are way more evil. Like, like the torture and like horrible things, the atrocities they commit, for sure. So over here to the west, we do see the Awakened Monolith coming out, and the Deep Strike is ready. The strategic points being taken by the Necrons, and over here, the Necron Warriors getting ready to move in. Lord a little bit low. I would imagine he's going to get like a solar flare. Necrons are just very territorial. Yeah, which is respectable. So he uses the solar flare, but his opponent isn't going to stay and fight there, obviously. He sends a message, an intimidating message right there. All right, over to the backside, it is going to be the Awakened Monolith coming out, and I would imagine Destroyers will come out shortly. You want to get the Scarab upgrade probably for the healing and also the range damage reduction. Chaos Space Marines are going to be getting another Marine squad. The Necron Warriors will trade very well here. He definitely could take down some... Oh my god, yeah. If he wins this fight, then the Chaos Temple's gone, and it's just GG there. So Flayed One's coming in. Definitely, you know, take down the listening post, and he's going to start bonking down the Chaos Temple, which means no more units for you. The Heavy Bolter turret's fighting, and man, the Gauss rifles at that medium range are so freaking good. You could see a lot of the Thousand Suns units here just getting pounded. Flayed One's doing good. He's got to auto-replenish them, though. You know, you got to keep those numbers up. Necrons, you always got to be really on point with that. And overall, I just think the Necrons don't really care about this. They're just chortling and living their best life. Any more Deep Strikers being called in? Not really. Obelisks being built around the map, and we do see the Chaos Temple getting the business. Necron Lord moving in, and he is going to be bonking it nice and good. And that's just going to be too much to come back from. Chaos is not even tier 2. They've been stuck on tier 1. I mean, even if Necrons lost everything here, then they can you know, they can just retreat and gather another force together and regenerate these guys if they want to. So Chaos cannot build anything out of its racks. A lot of these warriors are going down. What do we see in the base being built? Do we see a greater summoning core? We do see more scarabs moving out on the map. Necrons should have the speed bonus. Yeah, they're at 45%, which isn't bad. Necron Lord could die here if he doesn't teleport. Okay, a bit of a throw potentially. Necron Lord does die there. But the Necron Warriors and another unit of Flayed Ones is coming in, which is pretty nasty. That listening post, you should for sure kill it. It's low-hanging fruit. It's free. The Marines can't really contend with you. They're just holding on there, guys. They basically just have their armory, and they're currently getting the heavy weapons increase, which is really, really good. That upgrade's quite nice if you want to do the DACA Marines. Okay, so Flayed Ones heading this way. We do see Cultists doing some gremlin grabs, trying to get the critical locations where they can. And now we see the Greater Summoning Core, which is usually indicative of the Destroyers. Which Destroyers will just hard counter everything here. I mean, those Marines will do nothing against the Destroyer, especially with Flayed Ones in front of them and other pieces like that. So Necron's getting harassed here. And the Necron Lord has Palpatine returned. I love when they stand back up. It's so cool, the reanimation thing. He's going to be attacking that, but most likely retreating to gather with his army. No sense in just hemorrhaging free HP right there. And the Lord is able to escape. All right. So heavy Greater Summoning Cores out. We do see the Disruption Field, so the Warriors are going to be way stronger. Another Warrior is being produced for free. This Chaos Army will lose if the Necrons engage properly. I mean, obviously they could be kited or microed poorly. You never know. So who's playing who? That's right. Platypus is on the Chaos Space Marines. Is he getting tier 2? The fact that he's still in tier 1 is really bleak. Really, really bleak. He's spending all of his manpower to replenish these CSM squads. Meanwhile, his opponent is just teching, basically. In the base, we do see the Destroyer coming out. Probably you cancel the Necron Warrior here. Having him continue building is a big mistake, because it's going to delay your timing for your power spike pretty heavily. Yeah, cleaning up all this is good. Heavy Bolter turrets coming down here. Not going to matter a whole lot. That's just going to get melted. Very, very quickly. I think it's a bit of a mistake. Unless you think you can catch your opponent fighting on it, you know? So moving in here to the listening post are the Necron Warriors. A little Scarab chilling in the back, being very adorable. Little crab thing. More Warriors on the way out, and now the Destroyers are going to be making their way across. Making my way downtown. A nice solar flare right there. Really good. Going to be forcing the CSM Heavy Bolter squads back. Got to be careful that you don't get too pulled apart here, though. You know, that's one way the Chaos, if they could like isolate the Chaos Lord, mow him down, something like that could be big. Necron Warriors going to give the business to these cultists, as is the Giga Chad Destroyer. So he is going to shoot. It is a vehicle. It has 2,000 HP, very heavily armored. Hard to take down, that is for sure. In the meantime, turret is taken down as well. Scarab's going to be taking ground. Massive map control for the Necrons. Now, the Heavy Bolters are doing some nice DACA, and they do have the cover over there, so that's kind of cool. So if the fighting were up there, the Flayed Ones should probably be teleported back into the base and reloaded. Also, the destroyer needs to be microed over here. A couple idle units. He's got 2 destroyers, so he might actually lose this fight. Considering he's not bringing in his other units, it could be a little bit of a sketchy one for him. He does notice it, I think, and the destroyers are going to be on their way over. Flayed One's getting Last Samurai, and honestly, a pretty good fight for the Forces of Chaos. But they're having to rebuild the Chaos Temple. They're still just tier 1, if I'm not mistaken, so it's very tough. And now we get the big Giga Destroyers out. Strategic point taken by the Necrons as well. The chase is now on, and we do see these bad boys on the hunt. Destroyer's going to be going. There they go. Zapping them in the butt as they try and run. More zapping. I haven't seen how destroyers do against buildings, but I would imagine that they can do some damage here. Another Marine going to be going down. One of the heavy weapons Marines too, which is unfortunate. Flayed Ones and Necrons are the slow, inevitable march. And it looks like the Listening Post is going to be taking it. Another Flayed One being dropped in, which I don't hate. Nice Solar Flare. Really, really good right there. Going to be shutting down all the shooting. And the Chaos Temple is being rebuilt. GG being dropped. And the series is going to be going to Platypus. It's a good one. Yeah, very, very... Or to Miles, excuse me. Miles wins the series. I had the name tag on the wrong guy there. It was good games. It was indeed. But the Necrons have awakened from their tomb world and claimed victory. And Miles Edgeworth is going to be the winner today. Congrats to him. And let's go ahead and set the score up. All right. First contested series we've had today. Yeah. I love the destroyer timing. Destroyers are really fun. Fast, hard-hitting, durable. What's not to love? Okay. So we're going to be getting our final series set up here. It's going to be between Hoopsaya and Infirmum. I think Hoopsaya's been grinding quite a bit. I don't know about Infirmum's experience, but should be respectable. Okay. So Infirmum versus Hoopsaya. It is time. Who's hosting? All right, all right. Cool, so they got a lobby up, and we're going to go get in this one. And there it is. The Eye of Horus is here. The most forbidden password, and we can reset everything. So it's going to be 00. And then that is going to be... Password is incorrect. What is this? Oh, okay, it's just a different password, actually. All right, so we got Eldar versus random, maybe? Not sure. Let's fix the names. Messiah, and then he is going to be here. That is going to be... Got to make their names fit, so just give me 1 second, guys. All right. Let's move that over this way a little bit. Nice. And I think we're good. All right. GLHF, it's going to be Necrons versus Eldar, I believe. It's a brutal matchup for the Necrons. Interesting, interesting. I think these players are both... Hoopsaya, I know, is I believe he's a StarCraft 2 Grandmaster. So he can get a little bit crunk nasty in RTS. I don't know about Infirmum, though. Complete wild card to me. So curious to see how this is going to go. All right. And waiting for the load in here. This is our last best of 3 of the day. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this action so far tonight. And let's break it down. Spawning on the north side of the map, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be our Necron player. It's going to be Hoopsaya, the StarCraft 2 Grandmaster. Also streams on Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe he's streaming right now. And down to the south side, it is going to be Infirmum. So Infirmum is going to be here. Those literally look like 3 turd logs, don't they? These just look like fat turds. Like this building just looks like a piece of shit. All right, anyways, but this is going to be Infirmum here, and he is going to be on the Eldar. All right. Infirmum knows the build order, all right? So it looks like we're going to have a knockdown, drag-out fight here, guys. And let's get it. Let's see who's going to win this one. Now, this is the map that has the interesting lanes. We do have the no way to approach your opponent through the middle, but there are these 2 flanking lanes here. What the hell is this? Guys, are you seeing this? Hoopsaya is tower rushing with a Builder Scarab, if I'm not mistaken. Is he actually legit going to tower rush? Okay, he's creeping his Scarabs. What is he doing? He's sneaking Scarabs in. What is he? Oh, he's contesting the capture? I'm not sure what he's doing here. This is very suspicious. Okay. So he's running with the Scarabs, but there's a very fast Dark Reaper out, and he might just be losing this. Oh, is he just going to be trying to decap this instantly? Oh, that's what he's trying to do. He's just trying to decap it. That's really troll. But Is it worth losing a Scarab? I mean, the Scarabs are free, though, so I get that. I think he was just trying to decap his opponent's shit. All right. Scarabs are flooding out. We do see a Necron Warrior here just in case of the early aggression. And Infirmum is going to be moving in with a Dark Reaper squad as well as a Guardian squad. So they're going to be coming. He's scouting like it's StarCraft. Yeah. He's playing StarCraft, guys. I would imagine the Necron Lord or a Warrior is going to be next. We have Warrior, and then we do also have a Necron Lord. Brian, thank you for the tenor. He says, thank you for the games, Turin. I was Platypus, sorry for the bronze. Dude, you're just as good as I am, dude. Hold your head up high, man. Great play. Look forward to having you on the stream again, dude. Thank you again. So Warriors versus Dark Reapers. Now, the Dark Reapers are doing some respectable damage here. Now, where's our Guardian squad, though? I feel like they could be alpha striking pretty good here, but a second Warrior does arrive. Dark Reapers using their Trackstar ability. They look very, very quick. Able to kind of kite some of these guys. And one Necron Warrior going to be going down. Nope, they all live. Durable stuff indeed. Yeah, using the superior range and micro of the Dark Reapers. I like this. This is very cool. Yeah, man, Platypus, you gave us the first frickin' contested series of the day. All the other ones were 2-0s. You guys gave us the best series, so hold your head up high, dude. Good stuff. All right, Dark Reapers, Daka into the Necron Warriors. In the back, we do see the Guardian squad getting a lot of grounds. Even though the Necrons are, relatively safe, the Dark Reapers are putting enough pressure to allow these Guardians to take all of the essential points over here, which is really, really cool. Look at that. We do get the Bone Singer coming out. Isn't that a builder, if I'm not mistaken? What is the Bone Singer doing here? Could they be trying some Forbidden Rush or something? I don't know, man. I don't know. So, Dark Reapers are kiting the Necron Warriors. This is super sweaty. I love it. Like, he's using his maximum range against the much slower Necron Warriors. Very, very Eldar, by the way. This is like great Eldar flavor. On the other side, Guardian Squad's going to be taking the entire map. But Necrons usually yield map control in the beginning. And it does look like the Necron Lord's going to be coming out, which is going to give some good pushing potential. It does look very stressful to play against, for sure. The Monolith is frozen? I don't know what's going on with it. Oh, he froze the Monolith. Oh, you're saying it's an ability. Oh, so I'm learning. Okay, I did not know they could do that. Thank you for teaching me that. Appreciate it. Dude, so look at that. We do see the Eldar building a listening shrine right in their opponent's face, and he lapses in micro, and a bunch of his Dark Reapers die. He loses like 4 or 5 of them. So the Necrons are back on the menu, guys, and it looks like that listening shrine is going to be taken down. Granted, the Relic here is going. Dark Reaper is going to be forced to retreat, and Eldar is certainly chortling on the map. And he gets the Bone Singer, so he teleports in, and let's watch what he does. So he moves in. Eldar builders can stop building. No shit. So he ties down the freaking Necron Monolith. Oh, and it stops the building. That's so sweaty. I love it. Oh, it's fun. All right, we got 2 Necron Warrior squads moving up, and this is where it gets a little bit scary. When the Necrons get their Death Stars together and start marching at you. It's gonna be tricky. So they are on their way in here. Over here on the other side, the big old Necron Lord trying to shut down some of these Guardians who are capturing that point, but it looks like they're gonna get it done, and then they can just start running most likely. Necron slow pushing, and the Dark Reapers are being forced to run. Are these Dark Reapers? Yes, there are 2 Dark Reaper squads, and that's a lot of Daka right there. Eldar shooting is no joke. Necron's also advancing forward and picking off some of the Dark Reapers on the advance, and it seems like the Necrons are pretty happy with this trade. Yeah, they're getting in there, and they're doing a little bit of bumping and grinding, and a bit of a blunder in micro by our Eldar player. He's going to be losing him a unit here. So this is a really good match. It seems like they're pretty even. Really liking the game between these 2 guys. All right. Guardians running from the Necron Lord. Back in the base, we do see a Summoning Core. Do we see Flayed Ones coming out, or is he going to be skipping the Flayed Ones? Maybe figuring they're a little bit too slow to keep up with the Necrons? I don't know. We will see. So, Necron Warriors moving in, and the Dark Reapers are going to be like, what the hell just happened? Necron's teleporting back to the home base. We do see the upgrade coming in. I like that play by Hoopsaya. I think that's very good. Because, you want to keep your critical mass together and wait for your upgrade before you really try and push your opponent. So that's pretty cool. Yep, a lot of power generators. Going to be 6 in total, and we see the 7th one coming out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe 8 is the max. Over here, the Necron Lord just being a troll. Trying to decap what he can and bonk down the Listening Shrine, but that is a lot of Dark Reaper damage and not going to feel good. Another turret is coming out, aka the Plasma Generator. In the base, Bone Singer is being produced, just standard workers, maybe a little bit of harass there. Relic is going to be taken, and it does look like Necron's going to be contesting this side of the map. Going to be trying to get that critical location, playing defensively on the top, using just the Necron Lord as a screen against the pushing, and then, getting a scary push here. Now, do we see flayed ones? We do. So the reason why he put his flayed ones out here, by the way, is so he deploys them, lets them build up to high numbers, and then puts them back in the building, at which point you can deploy them at full strength, which is a brilliant play. So really good stuff from Hoopsai here. And honestly, I'm loving the Dark Reaper play here of Infirmum. It's amazing. His micro is really good with them. He like kites, he uses maximum range. The Necron Lord is going to have to run. He's having a pretty bad time there. I don't know where he went, but he's somewhere off in the Shadow Realm. Now we get a Wraith coming out. So Wraiths are kind of interesting units. I haven't used them too much. I feel like they require a ton of micro. They have great utility and can decapture points, which is super useful because you don't have to use Scarabs. But they die very quickly, so you got to be on point with your micro. So Necrons moving in. Here they come. That's a lot of Necron warriors, guys. And there's also a Wraith lurking too. So he's going to use the Necron warriors to blast down the Listening Shrine and then use the Wraith to decapture it probably. Or no, he's going to get the Wraith in melee here. So Wraith is going to be individually trying to tie down range units, which I like. Here comes the Dark Reapers moving across the map. Wraith eating a little bit of DACA, but once the Necron warriors finish this off, they're going to be able to reform ranks while the Wraith is going to be decapturing that point. Hoopsaya moving in with his Necron warriors, so there they go. The Lord is nowhere to be seen, though. And now we get the flayed ones coming in. This is the death push. This is going to be hard. We are going to see if the frickin' Eldar can survive this, because it is a lot of pressure. So one Wraith getting tied up. Pretty useful, actually, using them to like tie up those range units there. Flayed ones moving in as well, and the warriors are shooting into what appears to be the Aspect Portal. Farseer's on its way out, so there's going to be a hero character coming for the Eldar. Farseers are pretty cool. Haven't seen them in action too much, but they seem effective. Wraith is going to be decapping here, and Hoopsai is just kind of pressing, you know, while he takes map control. And he's doing a good job of it. He's taking the sides. He's taking the Relic out here. Just needs to build his Obelisk on top of it. He's got another Wraith coming in there. And the Necron Lord, I have no idea where he is. But, ooh, man, Dark Reapers getting caught in melee is really not good. I mean, they're not terrible. They do have decent damage, but against Necron Warriors, it's going to be a horrific trade right there. Yeah, a little bit of a microlapse as the flayed ones are able to catch their prize, and now we see the big Chad is out, and I think Hoopsaya, oh yeah, KO baby. He finishes him. That's what you got to do to Eldar there. And yeah, I think this could be GG. This is what I like. The tier 1 Eldar death push, or excuse me, Necron death push is really scary. When they get that flayed ones timing with the disruption fields, it's pretty devastating. So despite some really good early game from Infirmum, it does seem like the Necrons, the inevitable push, is going to be there, and yeah, they're going to go down. Infirmum calling GG in game 1 tonight, and Hoopsai is going to be going up 1-0 in the series. He's continuing to finish the base there, and how is it going to be? Fun times, man. Fun times. Yep, GG being dropped there. The BM from Hoopsai, he no GG from him. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe he didn't see it. That's what I have to hope and believe. All right, so let's update these scorecards here as the Necrons march through. And that is going to be 1-0 for him. All right, all right. So let's get out of here. That was fun. Good game. I really enjoyed seeing the early Dark Reaper harass, but then, yeah, that Necron Death Star, man, it's hard to deal with. It's really, really hard to deal with. Okay, so we're going to get into game 2 here. So we're going to join a game here. Okay, so where is this? Looking for the lobby. We're going to find it. No ready equals kick. Oh, man. We got some serious lobbies here. All right. Looking for it. Looking for it. Not seeing it at the moment. Loss was rushing us. Amassing enough stuff to kill off the Necrons. Yeah. Yeah. You probably need to just go even more all in on trying to finish the Necrons off. Doesn't seem easy, though. Yeah, that Necrons definitely seem very inevitable doomish. But they are super slow, too. So you can do some weird base trading stuff with them as well. All right, where are we at? Did they remake the game? There it is. All right. And I think this as well. There we go. We have found it. Good, thank you, man. What would you do if you stumbled into a dark cave and found an awakened tomb world? Oh, dude, that shit would suck so bad. I mean, I would rather stumble into an awakened like a Necron tomb where they're all sleeping than like a Tyranid hive or like any sort of a chaos slayer. You know, it's not the worst fate in the universe because Necrons are just usually gonna finish you off pretty quick. It's not going to be like some eternal Slaneshi torment or like being eaten by Necron or by Tyranids or something, you know? So we got round 2 coming up. And let's get it. Here we go. So it begins. The greatest battle of our time. We have Necrons versus Eldar round 2. Hoopsaya versus Infirmum. GLHF. Yeah, deatomization ain't the worst way to go. For sure, for sure. Yeah. Like, being captured by, like, the Dark Eldar or, like, Slaanesh would probably be the worst fates. Those would be the worst. Among a couple other things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 in this best-of-3 show match between Infirmum and Hoopsaya. We are going to be getting the Bone Singers popping their little turd logs right here, the aspect portals. And to the south, it is going to be Necrons opening with triple generator. Okay. Now, can somebody who's actually a veteran at this game answer me this? Why did he lay down the foundation for the other plasma generators? Is there some advantage to doing that? Do they like slowly build on their own? Doesn't look like it. I mean, I don't see any reason not to, but yeah, be curious. All right, guys. So the gremlin's going to be grabbing the plasma generators so you can queue. Oh, okay, so you're queuing workers. Okay, I think it's just so you can shift click your workers onto them. Makes sense. Got it. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Guardians here. The Dark Reaper play was really good last time, but this time he's going infiltrating Rangers. Oh, very cool. So he's going to be trying Rangers out, and he is getting the infiltration research to do that very, very quickly. All right, I don't hate that. I think that's kind of fun. He's just saving micro. Yeah, it makes sense. All right, guys. No Scarab rush this time around. Last time we did see the dreaded Scarabs rush his opponent's base and try and decap some stuff, which was very, very funny. And we get Rangers and Dark Reapers moving. Fleet of foot, so infantry are faster, but less accurate when they use it. Guardians are coming, and we do see the infiltration research and a Reaper aspect stone add-on. Okay, so that allows you to get Dark Reapers. Got it, got it. Death by Snoo Snoo, oh my god. All right, Ranger's going to be heading down and getting ready to harass. Maybe they can pick off some Scarabs or keep the Necron Warrior numbers low. No idea how effective they are, really. Oh, dude, Event Horizon is one of my favorite horror movies from the 90s. It was so freaking good. With Sam Neill, I think, is... and then you have Morpheus also is in that. So Rangers deployed, and they're going to start sniping. Hey, I don't hate that. If they can keep those Necron Warrior numbers low, but, you know, you got to keep kiting and keep that distance up. There they go. They're deploying, and a shot. Hey, that's not bad. That's some damage right there. Keeping those guys a little bit low. Lawrence Fishburne. God, it's Lawrence Fishburne. Morpheus. He's Morpheus, all right? But Lawrence Fishburne, yes. I actually have met him before. I was at a doctor's office, and he was also there. So this is an orthopedist who was just like on like knee or back or something, I'm sure. But oh man, I got to tell you guys a crazy story. Yeah, remind me after this. Speaking of like actors from that era. All right, so Rangers are poking. Yeah, Necron Warriors getting harried by the Ranger squad. Seems like a very annoying thing to deal with, but I'm really liking this strategy. I think it's kind of effective here. The Dark Reaper should be there as well. I think you got to really just go pedal to the metal against these guys. Because the Necrons, when they get their Lord out, that's when shit gets real. But he is going triple Warrior squad. We see Scarabs lurking. Necrons taking map, or excuse me, the Eldar taking map control. Oh my god, look at how haggard the face is on that guy. Oh my god, it looks like a Spirit Halloween costume. It's great. So they are breaking the morale of the Necron Warriors. That little red aura is the morale aura. That means they just take a massive penalty. And they're going to keep picking models. Okay, so he's doing this. You see the Dark Reapers coming over, and oh, look at that! The Necrons upgraded their obelisk gear, and we're able to get a big AoE blast and finally get some revenge.
The enemy is upon us.
Infirmum says, yeah, he's typing to his opponent here. It's pretty funny. But I can't help but feel the outcome's going to be the same if he doesn't keep the pressure on. Like, this pressure is working. Don't let that set you back. Get your Dark Reapers in there, pick off some of these Warriors, pick off some of the Scarabs. You know, all that sort of good stuff. Okay, the Guardians, Ranger squad's going to be on their way back here. Dark Reapers are shooting and melting these guys, and like that's very cost effective. You just keep picking these Warriors, keep their numbers low. Look at that, pulling them into open field, picking them apart. I mean, it's pretty great. This is how Eldar have to play, though. This is just their playstyle. Yeah. All right. So more shots coming in as the Dark Reapers continue melting these Warriors, but the numbers are getting a little bit thicker. No upgrade from the Summoning Core quite yet, as the Dark Reapers pull back, and we do see the DACA really adding up here. Good trading so far, and the Eldar are going to be grabbing every portion of the map. All the critical points. I believe the middle one needs to be taken, but it is going to get the victory timer started. So Dark Reapers mowing down these bad boys, but you don't want to let the Necrons get close. That's when they start to trade well with you, and a Dark Reaper does go down. They're not cheap to reinforce, too. They're 70 a pop. They are 70 pop. Okay. That Necron's like, oh, did he just get back up? Oh, shit. Okay. That guy just stand back up? This is just Necron things, all right? So Hoopsai is playing calm and collected, though. You know, I don't know if he is on his stream, but he's slow pushing out, you know, securing ground as he goes, minimizing casualties pretty well. It's like playing against Wood Elves in Total War, basically. It feels very similar. Guardian squad's gathering up here, and the Dark Reaper is going to be picking off a handful of Necron warriors, which is very, very good. And the Guardians got to keep that range at bay, but when the Necron Lord comes out, that's when things start to change. That's when you can't really bully them. You know, that's when you got to run away, because the Necron Lord can just chase you and screen you, and he's very tanky and tricksy hobbitses. We do see the Guardians going for, not Guardians, but Rangers going for picks on the Scarabs. A little bit of scooting and shooting here. And in the front, the building's being built. We have listening posts, as well as plasma generators and webway gates for their evil teleporting. And let's look at the income. So right now, the Eldar are at 98 income. It's hard to compare it to Necron income, but that's pretty good for this point in the game, I would say. Micro blunder, though, letting the Dark Reapers get caught up in melee, but the Rangers shooting from the side will be able to pick some of these units off. Guardian squads are helpful. Now, Hoopsaya does have the Summoning Core, so if he wants to, he can simply teleport all these guys back to his base. This is looking very similar to last game, honestly. We're going to see what the Eldar can do differently to turn the tide. Going and sniping some generators, like, I would love to see the Eldar player, like, bum rush the base, and then force his opponent to teleport back and then take map control again. Like, little things like that, I think, could make the big difference against the Necrons here. All right, back here, we do have the Farseer coming out, Dark Reaper, and the Banshee aspect. Ooh, Howling Banshee is awesome. All right, so Necron Lord is getting hammered and certainly takes a bit of a beating there. But this is a nasty army. This Necron army is really, really no joke. And he's probably going to have flayed ones. Yeah, see, he's already charging up the flayed ones. And now they're going to be reloaded. So Matrix reloaded back into his main base. And I think the same thing could happen again. We do get a Farseer out earlier. Banshees are going to be needed. Dark Reaper, Banshees. Because what's going to happen is Hoopsai is going to do the same shit he did last game. He's going to gather up. He's going to get the flayed ones. And he's just going to unga bunga into your base and just end the game. And Eldar are going to need to kite. They're going to need to shoot. The micro's going to have to be very, very good here. Because otherwise, it's going to be bad news bears. Because look at that Death Star. That is so much shit coming in right now. Like, good luck killing all that. I feel like you're going to need some heavy hitters. Dark Reapers are out. Farseer doing some witchcraft here. Don't know what it even is. But these Rangers need to be microed back, and so do these. I mean, there's so much micro that's requisite here. Necron Lord eating some Dark Reaper fire. And the Farseer is dead. Or at least it's going to die. It's got 14 HP. It looks like it's going to squeal away into the base. Dark Reapers from downtown getting some decent damage, and it looks like the morale is broken from those warriors right there. And are we going to be getting Banshees out? I don't know. Hard to say. These Dark Reapers are running. Were they chasing the Necron Lord or something? I'm not sure. Rangers in melee is certainly not what you want. The Rangers are tied up in melee versus these bad boys, and they're getting mowed down. Granted, the Dark Reapers are returning the favor a little bit, but that's a pretty catastrophic loss right there. Hoopsaya really, really on the pressure here. And it's looking to be the same thing that happened last game. Just this timing of this like tier 1.5 push. More Dark Reapers going to be summoned, but the Necrons just have so much here. And the Farseer is basically Palpatine on death's bed. And the Necrons are just taking map control right now. A lot of requisition floating for sure, but it is going to be spent to replenish some units here. Dark Reaper and Ranger shooting in here. Is there any chance that the Eldar are going to live here? Big DACA going into the Necron Lord. He's going to be getting it. But that is a lot of HP moving in, guys. And he needs to micro these guys back. That's the thing, man. Eldar seem really good. Like, Eldar seems strong, but hard to play. Like, you got to be just... And I think that Infirmum is doing a great job. So is Hoopsaya. They're both playing great, but it's a lot of scary pushing coming in, guys. All right, so Necron's moving in, and we do see the Dark Reapers standing way too close. Got to scoot and shoot, but that long-range shooting is no joke there. It is melting some of the Necron warriors. Necron Lord's very healthy. Farseer, I think, is dead. I think it ended up getting killed there. Listening posts are hanging in there, and we do see a proxy Gauss turret being dropped as well. Nice. The proxy Gauss turret. That's going to be some nice DACA right there. Necron Lord getting popped, and we do see a Viper coming out, so the Eldar equivalent of the bike. And where is it going to be going? It flies over there. Does some crazy stuff, and ooh, that's actually some respectable damage. Now, he did get the Banshee attack. We haven't seen any Howling Banshees yet. Dark Reapers here getting torn apart in melee, which is to be expected by the Flayed Ones. Flayed Ones hit for 86 damage. It's pretty gross. That's like as much as elite units on some other factions, but again, they're potatoes. They're very slow, so you could just kite them and pull them apart in many different ways. Low ground taken by the Necrons, and we do see the Viper jet bike is shooting its doom beams in there and trying its best. The Dark Reapers are being chased back, and ladies and gentlemen, I think it is looking pretty grim bones. The Viper is going to be cruising up to the high ground. Any more vehicles, support portals? You know, what are they going to be able to present? I don't know. Yeah, Ranger's still alive, and the Necrons are going to be teleporting back, which is going to give a moment of reprieve. So just like that, the Necrons doing some really good damage and then leaving like thieves in the night. Well, that is a big army, and are they tier 2 yet? We see the Summoning Corps, the Eldar. You know, the thing with the Necrons is the Eldar, they need to keep the fighting away from their base. Like, keep it to the point where they can kite them and do all that kind of stuff. Hey, Jared, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, it's really fun, man. We've had a really good stream today. A lot of good games. If you want to go back and check them out, they'll all be up on YouTube later. Yeah, I don't hate this Viper, though. It is further slowing the advance. And look at the Necron Lord. He's getting pounded by this focus fire. Could there be an Eldar comeback? I don't know how Eldar late game works. Yeah, Warp Spiders would be very, very good. And the Eldar units are kind of getting picked apart a little bit. Okay, maybe we have a game on our hands. Listening posts need to be rebuilt, though. The income of these guys is so bad right now. Like, the Eldar are so far behind. But the vehicle might be able to kind of buy them enough time to get back in the match. In the meantime, though, Necrons did take some map control. Hoopsaya does have all 3 critical locations, I believe. Yeah, he's got 1, 2, and he does have 3. Very good map presence, of course. The Viper pulling back here, and Necrons are bleeding a lot of warriors. They are bleeding a lot. But now we get the Immortals coming out. So Immortals are anti-vehicle. And they look really cool. And I mean, what isn't something called Immortals is always going to be very cool. If you just go to YouTube, my channel name is just Turin, Turin RTS. So you can just look it up on YouTube. Pretty straightforward. But it'll be a VOD later. I stream on both YouTube and Twitch, so we're dual streaming now. Okay, double vehicle, but the Immortals are going to be really nice here. But the Immortals are getting picked apart by the Dark Reaper flank. Look at that. This is a scrappy game, man. This was looking really over, but somehow Palpatine has returned. Another Dark Reaper is going to be out. Listening Shrines are being rebuilt. He's going to need to decap, or else Hoopsaya might be able to win that way. And look at that. The Necron Warrior is kind of getting Last Samurai a little bit from some of the flanks. A lot of micro that you're going to have to deal with here. That is for sure, though. Rangers picking apart the Immortals, so they got their stealth there, and the Immortals are getting it. I don't think there's stealth detection. And the last Immortal is going to be going down here. Yeah, so then the vehicles are back on the menu. All the Immortals were killed. And we do see the Eldar running away with their Eldar shenanigans. All right. Viper's doing great work, really disrupting the formations. We see a Flayed One call in, which isn't going to, like, you know, just end them here, but it's going to probably force them back. Another Viper coming in. Oh, dude, the dreaded Vipers. Could this be the end? Could this be the counterpunch? He better decap one of these points, though, because Hoopsaya has the victory condition in 4 minutes. It'd be really funny to lose that way. Because he doesn't really have any Guardians running around the map anymore. It's all units that he wants to be fighting. He's putting their name to the test. Yes, he is, 300 style. Yeah, Vipers are doing good. He needs to decap one of these points, though, guys. Send these Dark Reapers over here. It's free. Just decap it. It's giving me anxiety, man. The fact that he's not capping that. All right, Necron Lord getting Last Samurai a little bit. He could potentially die here if he gets focus fired. Viper's getting shot by Immortals. We do see the Immortals are online now, so these things are going to need to peace out. And the Necron Lord is pretty healthy still, I think. He's obviously immune to damage when he's doing his sync kills. Oh my god, he's not decapping the points! He's letting the Necrons keep the capture points! Okay, Necron Lord's very close to dying, but he's hanging in there. And now we do see the Vipers moving into the base and killing the turrets. But the Immortals have really good range, and they can kind of shoot through the terrain here a little bit. Oh my god, that just ended the game right there. Vipers just got canned by those Immortals. And he's really going to regret not capturing during all that, because now, you know, he's on the back foot again. So he's going to have to, you know, capture while being pressured. Whereas before, he had free decaptures.
We are taking damage.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here, we see these guys running, the Guardians and the Dark Reaper squads being harried by the Necron Lord. More firepower underway as the DACA continues unleashing. Ranger squad shooting away, and it is going to be another Viper coming out. Now, are there Immortals here? They are waddling slowly but surely. So they are going to be on their way over. A lot of DPS, though. The Necron Warriors having a terrible time here in this situation, but I don't think it's going to matter, honestly. Hoopsai is going to win on points, most likely, unless the Eldar player starts paying close attention here. So, Necron Lord getting mowed down by a lot of Dark Reapers, and the Viper's out. Flayed Ones, I love the Flayed One pressure here. This is good. Creepy little guys. If anybody, does anybody here play Necrons in tabletop? Are Flayed Ones still on their roster, or is that something from like Old Hammer? Not bad, though. Knocks him back. He's going to need to decapture a point. We see the Scarabs going over here. He's going to need to decapture 2 points, actually, which is so rough. I think Hoopsai just wins. Even though this game is getting scrappy, Hoopsai's map control is a little bit, better, obviously. Flayed One is going to get teleported home. And finally, we do see the decapture attempt. So, who owns this one, actually? Oh, Infirmum did take one. He only needs to decap one more.
Enemy fire.
Okay, so maybe he's going to be okay here. The Dark Reapers killed all of those Scarabs there. And he needs to get that decapture on, guys. He needs to get it. I'm loving the Eldar. The Eldar shooting is really good, man. It's really nasty. Decap the point! Decap the damn point! Come on, dog. I want a good epic game here. It'd be such a shame if it ended... Okay, he sees it. All right, we're going to get an epic game. Perfect, perfect. So we do see the Necron Lord getting Daka'd here on the back. Summoning Core and Greater Summoning Core Destroyers going to be on the table soon. And it does look like Infirmum has this one, and this does get decapped. So there we go. So Infirmum, yes, is currently playing the Eldar, and Hoopsai is playing Necrons. This has been a very contested game. It honestly looked like the Eldar were going to die a couple times. They managed to gremlin their way back in the game, and somehow they've returned. And they have this like big critical massive shooting, which is doing a lot. Like the Rangers and the Dark Reaper combo, breaking morale and just doing that damage is pretty cool. Bit of a micro blunder here, does lose some. Oh, but Destroyers are out, guys. Destroyers are out, so here they come. All right, so they're going to be moving across, attacking into these bad boys. And what sort of anti-armor are we going to be seeing for the Eldar? Back in the base, we do see the Warp Spiders. So Warp Spiders are heavy infantry with teleportation, effective against all infantry types. Pretty cool to see. The Viper's coming out, and the Viper, let's see what kind of damage it can do against the Destroyer. A little bit. Nothing to write home about, but it's not insignificant either. So the Destroyer is going to be getting a lot of Daka, as the Eldar are trying to hold the revenge onslaught here of the Eldar. Seems pretty good. Necron Lord charging forward. Necron Warrior is going to be shambling. He does get knocked over. That knockdown is really good. Flayed One summon coming in the back here. Very, very good as another Viper does come out. There's no Immortals here yet. Immortals are on the way over. And Solar Flare. Beautiful play there by Hoopsai. Hoopsai is probably going to win this fight. Dark Reapers are taking a bit of a beating. Middle is taken by Infirmum, and he should probably go get the other one as well while he's at it. Dark Reapers trying to shoot, but it's looking really, really good for the Necrons here as they continue pushing back the Eldar. Viper's doing good work, but Destroyers and Immortals probably going to be able to clear all this out. The Immortals do decent damage against, or great damage against vehicles, and honestly not bad damage against buildings as well, so we will see. The Farseer was out earlier, but the Farseer did die. Rangers are getting very low, and I think we're going to be seeing a GG getting called here soon. Warp Spiders, how are they going to be able to turn the tide of the fight? It's too late. I think it's too late. The inevitable Necrons are on their way, and GG, well to the plate. Hoopsai is saying GG. Oh, you guys said he never says GG. Well, there he goes. He's learned a new trick here today. All right, Necrons getting it done. Immortals carrying the day. Destroyers with a good sweeper unit. Really able to get some good work done, and yeah, it's a fun little match there. We do see another Viper coming out, and that is going to be Hoopsai winning at 2-0. That was a great series, though, despite the 2-0. Very, very solid stuff. All right, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. We're going to be wrapping it up here right now, so for all of you guys on YouTube, it helps quite a bit. Lets the old algorithm know you guys enjoy what you're watching. Please do drop a like on YouTube if you can, and for those of you guys on Twitch, consider following if you're not. And that's going to be it for tonight, more or less. We'll be back streaming this game this week. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. I have another Dawn of War replay going up tomorrow. It was a live battle between my Chaos and the Eldar, which was really, really fun. So that'll be going up tomorrow, and maybe some Total War tomorrow, and then we'll be back with this on Tuesday or something. But all right, guys, take care of yourselves. Do you guys reckon the upcoming Dawn of War 4 will have the latest stuff? Yeah, it's the Dawn of War 4 is going to be based on like New Hammer, so like Primaris. All that kind of stuff, right? Like the new Necrons with like the War of the Worlds units. Yeah, it's definitely going to be modernized. Correct. All right, folks, take care of yourselves. Well played to everybody. And that is going to be it for tonight. Take care of yourselves. Adios, do widzenia. And we'll be back. Thank you guys so much for joining. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. Cheers. And that is it for tonight.